Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Didn't join in. Hello, welcome to Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Shine, Maffew.
I hope not.
Yeah, of course.
I can go home now after that. Rest of the 4.5 hours podcast. We're dedicated to talking to you, the lovely viewer, or whoever person's listening to you on the bus. That person's got no headphones in, just letting it blast. That's what they do nowadays, don't they?
They don't put us on. They put New Monkey on, exclusively New Monkey.
Yes, they do.
Woody Bitty Bat's Eye, all that kind of
For
stuff.
3 seconds, then play it again. That one little bit. It's Jack. It's Ross. It's even Papa
And
Jack.
it's Tommy Shelby. Right. Now fighting. No, sorry. No, you look very dapper. You look great.
Thank you very much,
good.
mate. Yes, it's because I had to get up early to do stuff with Tom. Not like that. Though man can dream. So I thought I'd just put on my hat to hide the fact my hair's a mess.
Picking up a stash of old World War I rifles down at the canal.
Hypothetically, if Tom was in the queue at Wembley in the summer, how much of a queue jump would he get? Just so people are aware if they are expecting the queue.
You're
to
telling
be
the security, which I'll have to book for this event with the red carpet. Be like, his name's on the list. Let him in. God. I think this has had more discussion than all of All Out. Anyway.
Done your house move?
Yes, it happened.
Congratulations.
Sorry, I had lovely people messaging me going like, hey, buddy, blah, blah, blah. Did you see that wrestling and all this stuff? Then they saw the podcast and went, oh, God, sorry, Maffew. I didn't realize you were like stressed, tearing your hair out. That's why I'm wearing a hat. And all this other stuff. Sorry about that. I hope the move goes well and all that. Sorry if I sounded like tired and stressed last week. It's because I was. But now it's all out. Just a few little things to sort out. Waiting for my bed rather than sleeping on my couch like I have been.
All good.
Like a new divorcee, I guess. Yeah, it's all come into place. I'm in a much better place now. Sorry, yeah, happy, lots of good wrestling.
You go back to being miserable. You're not allowed to be happy.
Whichever works, right? How are you, Ross? Are you happy or miserable?
I'm fine. It's absolutely fine. I'm just fine. It's been one of those weeks. It's been a fine week.
Good.
Just a fine week. Everything's fine. Newcastle got knocked out the Champions League, but it's fine. Everything's fine.
That was a brave performance, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. We probably should have won on the balance of play, but who cares? It's all fine.
I'm all right, thank you.
I believe you.
Sunderland won. That was good. Beat Leeds.
Everything's fine.
Not in the Champions League, like. Yeah, the caretaker manager is 2 wins out of 2. Maybe he should just be the manager.
Does he wear like a brown overalls like Jim Duggan in the WWE? He's just found this trophy in this bin.
Jim Sunderland. No, that doesn't really work. God. Right. There we go.
I was saying, Jack going to do an impression of him.
Joel, you all right?
That's Duggan.
You good?
Oh, Joe's got a microphone now.
I am good. Thank you.
This is a really, really strong Pleb banter segment.
Have we had any feedback from Joel having a microphone? Do people like it? They dislike it?
Someone told me, who was it?
Do they hate it?
No, they really like it when you chime in. I think it was Fraser. It was someone in-house. It was one of our...
Someone who works at the company. That's all right then, isn't
Fraser
it?
then followed up by claiming it was his idea to give Joel the
No.
There was requests in your Football Manager stream chat about me getting a mic.
Who was?
I don't know, someone in your chat.
You getting a mic?
Someone.
Oh, on the podcast?
Yeah.
That's how it started?
Yeah, that's the first comment I saw about it, yeah.
In the young Jamie role?
Yes.
Right, fair enough.
What's that from, young?
Joe Rogan.
Pull it up, baby.
But like...
Joel Rogan.
Joel Rogan.
Joel Rogan.
No offense, Joel.
How many drugs have you done?
All the drugs.
LSD's lovely at this time of year, isn't it?
Starting off strong. Anyway, enough Pleb banter. In the news this week, Jey Uso's Yeet returns.
Yeet.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I was not sleeping at night because the yeet was missing.
He had a yeet infection. Like it says here on our news bit by Aidan Gibbons, like an alternate version of the monkeys, Jey Uso was yeeting around once again.
Aidan. That's a bit too much flair for my liking on the news.
Yeah. How old is he?
He needs
The
to
monkeys.
That is prime Aiden.
That's prime blitz spirit Aidan Gibbons.
To give you a little peek into how old Aiden is inside of a 27-year-old's body. Is he
Yeah,
older?
around
Something
that,
like
mid-20s, yeah.
It was Secret Santa at the Christmas party. I drew Aiden out the hat, and I got him. I got 2 cans of corned beef and then a pack of sliced corned beef, and he nearly started crying.
Why? What did he ask for slate?
Well, no, they're just rationed, aren't they, around his house all the time? He was like, "Oh, rich in corned beef, I tell you." Outside ringing a big bell.
Jack Atkins said that if Aiden was a wrestler, his theme would be "We'll Meet Again" by Vera Lynn.
He just loves the war.
Yeah.
the Great War, to be more precise.
That's what he calls it, yeah.
He's a history graduate.
Yeah.
But he's also
Because you
kind
live
of-
in it.
Yeah, basically.
Bloody hell. Yeah, got the Yeet back, got that all sorted out. It appears to be, and Casey Huffman reached a settlement over the Yeet trademark. Seems to be pretty simple. But he's like, hey, would you like some money, Casey Huffman, a wrestler who doesn't even have a Twitter account?
Oh.
Imagine he was in the back of his Ford Focus with 6 wrestlers shoved into a $30 and a hot dog if he's lucky night. Went, yeah, I think I can accept some money from WWE.
How much do you reckon he got? I hope it was 6 figures, at least.
Oh.
Hopefully.
Do you reckon?
Yeet's a big word.
But I don't know if Jay needed Yeet.
Listen to that crowd.
The Yeet
Yeah, you're
needed
right.
J.
Yes.
Yeet is a 4-letter word. Joel, you all right?
Yeah.
Joel's off. He's had enough.
Joel, our discreet editor, just leaving midway
Fraser
through.
just handed him something or took something from him.
A larger,
it was the-
louder microphone
spare
to
mic.
use.
What was that about, Joel?
I just had to hand someone a mic.
It was Fraser Porter.
Microphone. I was trying to do it discreetly, but then you said, "What are you doing?"
Where's he going, in? No Phoenix Night.
AEW estimated to lose $34 million this year.
It's fine, though.
It's fine, though.
It's fine. It's all fine. Because they've made a massive pot of like 150 odd million, which
Yes.
is 50 odd million up from last year.
Yeah.
But it's all these arenas and the other things. The wrestlers cost 80 something million dollars last year, which I found staggering. Because the way some of them are used, well, the majority are used, you'd think it'd be on like a per appearance deal rather than like a big fat contract.
Ooh.
But yeah, but I think it was it Brandon Thurston who did
Of
the big
course it
thing?
was.
Yeah.
Yes, WrestleNomics himself.
Was it 2025? He was like, they'll be making bare coin by then. Don't you worry, fans.
By this time next year, we'll be millionaires.
Got a
Sadly,
speculative.
started off as a billionaire.
Hey.
But I was saying, like, if your dad's Shahid Khan and you are Tony yourself, who gives a toss?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like us losing a fiver.
Where's that money? Oh, whatever. John Cena and MGF pictured together at the Iron Claw. Wow, Worlds Collide or whatever. Yeah, which is nice. And MGF was put over by Cena more than he did to Theory. So I've obviously discussed already.
He stole that from a video.
Oh,
that
is
has
that you?
I know. I was waiting for you.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
Said it first, though, so sadly, though, it's also the news MGF's role has largely been written out, or not written out, I should say, that's the wrong way of putting it, isn't it, for a film being cut out. He is playing the role of Lance Von Erich, a.k.a. the fake Von Erich. So, I don't know, unless they're trying to make the film not be 3.5 hours long, not that integral. It's just a
Yeah.
funny aside that they have to make a fake Von Erich, and everyone's like, you're not real, who are ye?
But they had them going for a little period of time, didn't they? A small period of time, and then they found out.
Yeah, and then Lance turned out to be a dick. It just ruined it anyway, so great.
At least he got invited to the premiere.
Yeah.
He started a new romance rumor, didn't he, with Liv Morgan?
Yes, he did.
Oh, must be nice.
Other than like Cena and bloody MGF. I'm like, oh, that's nice, isn't it? Aw. Fight rebrands as Triller TV.
Okay.
Triller is obviously an Irishman's favourite Michael Jackson album. I wrote that down. Why?
The man who sold you that hat told you that, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a man with had a cane and a big... It was Aiden. Right. And finally, WWE Star reveals he almost vomited during an infamous angle. I'm like, what infamous angle could this be? It was that one time Roman Reigns, after securing a win over Dolph Ziggler,
Oh, here we go.
he was handcuffed to a ring post and covered in dog food by Baron Corbin and Ziggler. They used real dog food.
Do they not know
Of course they did.
that you don't have to do that? It's not real.
It's HD now, though, baby.
True.
We'd be able to tell if it wasn't real dog food.
Yeah.
Just do whatever the makers of Casualty do when they be like making blood or whatever.
What do they do?
I don't know. I'm
Kill a
not.
man. Split him open.
Casualty's a shoot.
That's words. It's like, oh, Ball being casualty. Yeah, sound killers. Corbin says that legit almost made me vomit. It smelled so
Wait,
bad.
Corbin
Corbin
said.
was nearly
Yeah.
sick.
Not Roman.
Oh, well,
He took it like a trooper, but
Yeah.
Heyman told Rick
he
Rubens.
is the big dog.
Yeah.
Apparently, Heyman told Rick Rubens' Tetragrammatron, I've never seen that word before in my life, podcast earlier this year about Reigns' mindset during his time off in 2020. He said all these things, obviously, if the pandemic and all the stuff you have to take time off for, because he was very at risk. The story of Baron Corbin over dog food and the infamous Suffering Succotash promo had weighed on him enough to where he said, I've had enough. I've reached the cap. I can't go any further. As a big dog, I've peaked, and as an athlete, I haven't peaked as a performer. I barely scratched the surface. I have so much to offer, and since I'm taking time off, I'm not coming back as the same person. It's funny thinking about that one bit with dog food. Had him go back. No,
Wait.
this is it, mate.
So that was Roman Reigns on Rick Rubin's podcast.
No, Paul Heyman talking to Rick Rubin
Oh.
about Roman Reigns.
I'll need to watch that conversation.
I
Then.
didn't realize that had happened.
Yeah, that sounds like quite an interesting one.
Those two guys talking about stuff must be
Yeah,
enlightening. God.
yeah.
Yeah. That was the news.
Oh,
How much music do you reckon Paul Heyman stole that Rick Rubin had a hand in making?
Yeah.
That must have been the awkward icebreaker at the start.
Thanks
Remember
for
the 90s?
Thanks for walk. Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, yes, I famously don't do drugs or alcohol. I remember everything. Oh, God. Oh, no. That was the news.
Really short bit of news there. We're going
That's
to try and
all
make
right.
it longer, yeah.
No, we've got
No, we
deadline.
don't.
We've got
No,
deadline to
we
talk
don't.
We've
about.
got 11 minutes we've been going. That's
all
way
right.
too short for
No,
Pleb
we
Banter.
We had more Joel than we had news this
the
week.
best part of the podcast, the Pleb Banter.
Hope not.
This is my last Pleb Banter of the year.
Oh yes,
I'm
you're
going
off
to be
next
Pleb
week.
Banterless for the next 2 weeks of my life. What am I going to do with myself?
What was your favourite bit of Pleb Banter this year?
Crisp sandwich was a real highlight for me. That was
Yeah.
a great, great day.
How sad.
You don't need to be that harsh.
Of all the things happening in the podcast this year, crisp sandwich was the best.
Aye, right it was. Got to learn something about everybody.
What was the discussion? Was it like whose favorite crisp flavorings?
I forget where the genesis of the Pleb
So
came
when
from.
Ross was off,
Yeah.
it was Pachidi who brought that in as an example of pleb banter, and then it was so good that we carried it on when Ross was in.
And we've
Yeah,
been
sounds
doing it
right,
every
yeah.
week since.
Yeah.
And I'm just let down that my final one of the year has been a bit of a damp squid.
Right, let's have a think. We can do this.
Joel, it's your turn. What topic is Pleb Banter this week? Come on, Joel.
I like chili heatwave Doritos and my crisps.
Yes! The red ones, right?
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh yeah,
Bit of a kick.
because famously Matthew's been fooled by foreign Doritos
Oh,
before.
they're different in
Foreign
America. Right?
Dorito!
Foreign.
Those damn foreign Doritos!
Are the red ones in America cheese?
Yes.
Is that it? Yeah.
Oh dear.
Confusing.
Yeah.
Joel
Red
knows.
bastards.
I've got a topic for Pleb Banter.
Oh,
Because I was listening to a song called Joel the Christmas Coal,
oh, this.
which the Killers have a hand in. Once again, have you heard the song, Joel?
Maybe.
And are we referenced by name in any Christmas songs? Any Maffews in Christmas songs? I assume there are.
Well, I mean, I'm one of the religious people, so. Yeah.
Anything that mentions Jack Frost.
Ah, of
I'll do it.
course.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And Ross?
There's no Rosses, no.
No,
Not as far as
You
I
sure?
can.
there was a Ross.
Rossing around.
There was a Ross on Dynamite this week, and I nearly wrote it in the notes, then took it out because it was a crap joke, and I just called him Ross Tweddle in the notes. I thought, nah, it's not very good.
Stephen Van Eric.
Ross Von Erich, yeah.
I wish I was him.
He was the slightly more slight one, actually.
Was he
I
actually?
think so. He's the one with like the dark hair, yeah. But still probably raw next to the a normal man. Any pleb banter?
There's no Christmas songs or names in there, Joel. We'll end it there. I've tried to reignite the fire, and it's not worked. It's not worked at all, has it? Hall of Fame time.
What's
Hall
your
of
favorite?
Fame.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Okay. Right, here we go. I think there's three big ones, isn't there? There's three powerhouses.
Yeah.
Wham,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mariah,
Akira Tai.
and the Pogues. They're your three big hitters. And I do think they're three of the best ones. Driving Home for Christmas.
I asked you what your favorite one is.
It was never my
Pleb.
favourite. And then a few years ago, it just hit me how good it was. And now I think it's undeniable, Last Christmas. I think it's
That's your favorite? Okay.
I think on balance, it was always the Pogues. And then I thought, you can't deny Last Christmas. It's a pop classic.
Yeah. I agree with Jack in terms of like that being the top three, and of the top three, that is my favorite as well.
Right.
But my all-time favorite is not one of the big three. It's Jonah. What's his face? Stop the Cavalry. I've forgotten his surname. Like a crucial moment.
Bum, bum, ba-da.
Jonah Lomu. Let's just say.
Yes. Not many people know that. He was the one who sung that song.
It's like the George Foreman grill. Oh, say George Foreman.
Do you know he used to box?
Maffew.
I'm a basic bitch. Mariah Carey.
Right, fair enough.
Those
It's got the best beat of any Christmas song. Some of them are way too slow. Or ba da ba dum bum bum ba dum da 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 da. Oh, ready for that? Like, absolutely. Joel.
I think it's Fairy Tale of New York.
Okay.
Yeah, you
fair
can.
enough.
But Driving Home for
Because
Christmas
you can say
is-
the word, isn't it,
Driving Home
Joel?
for
Admit it. I know about you. Yeah,
Whoa.
there's rumours.
Whoa.
Hey, have you seen the live performance at Shane McGowan's funeral? That'll bring a tear to your eye. People start getting up and dancing. There's no drums, so it's just like the beat of the acoustic guitar. Oh, the bearded man who has Shane's part is. Oof.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I'm making that hand. People who are just
I
listening.
know that that's going to be playing another place when I go back home for Bish, and everyone's going to be like, yeah.
My mind
You're
was,
gonna be, people in Bish will remember Shane McGowan, like, yeah. Was that long ago, you tit?
my mind was blown a little bit. I was younger when I realised it. I can't remember how old, but when I realised that Lonely This Christmas wasn't Elvis, I just thought it was Elvis.
Mud.
Yeah.
But Mud have
that's
really, really not stolen from, been inspired by Elvis.
Oh no,
Yeah.
he's even sitting on in the music video, and he just
Really?
looks like Elvis.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Shocking.
But they do have a good song though, Mud. Tiger Feet. Oof.
That's them.
Is that them?
Oh,
I'm sure it's them.
That's neat.
Is that me? Is that Mud? Please, John, need this verified now. Otherwise, Pleb banter's ruined forever. We'll have to cancel it in 2024. Quick as you can, Joel.
What song is
Joel
it?
hasn't moved. Mud by Tiger Feet by Mud. I just want to confirm that it's by Mud. Otherwise, Pleb banter's ruined forever.
Ross's favourite Christmas
It
song
is.
is Tiger
It is
Feet
by
by
Mud.
Mud.
It's by
Thank God for
Mud.
that. Whew.
Pleb Banter is saved. Now for the next segment.
It's the Hall of Fame, everybody.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
The prestigious Hall of Fame. In condescending order from last week, oh Christ, disaster breakdown on YouTube. 3% doesn't matter. Yeah, just I'll move on from that. Tom Campbell, selfless karaoke partner / monster, 34%. And of course, BBC newsreader caught swearing at the camera at start of broadcast, 62%. What a decisive, clear victory for yourself, Ross.
Thank you
Fantastic.
very
Well done,
much,
mate.
Maffew. It means a lot in this festive period. My nomination, my homicide this week, my Hall of Fame nomination this week is a comeback that's arguably as big as the Lord himself, Jesus Christ. Because in 2015, there was this clip that went round on the internet called Frostbit Boy.
2015.
2015, it's a high school boy who gets interviewed because it's snowing in his town in Ireland. Joel, if you would roll the footage, please, until you hear the big, dirty, crucial word. I'll keep talking while you fiddle.
Oh,
with
does
that.
he look great?
He looks
there he is.
fantastic. There he is. So when you hear Frostbite, that's basically the big highlight. But this is the most Irish man we've ever heard in history.
I'd say Ulster, the most Ulsterman.
Yeah.
These new shocks that I got as well. You see, I had to turn the hill just up to my. I had to turn the hill up to my foot there, just so the sock would go longer. The mother got these trainer shock things there. Oh God, you wouldn't get along getting the ankles frostbite off you.
You don't mind walking to school in the snow, are you used to it up this part of the world?
Walking to Derry.
Well, are you used to the snow up this part of the world?
There'll be a good wee bit of snow, you know. There's a wild bit of snow there. When at Christmas as I go there.
What do you make of it today?
Oh, well, it's not just as bad as it was back then, but sure, no, it'll be all right. But it's not a great day, though, right enough. It's sort of a day for the house now, right enough. But there's meant to be wild delays now around Finney and Donnamana and all them surrounding areas. Oh, no. But sure, anyway, we'll see you anyway.
Now the accent.
Oh, wait. That's a school kid?
Yeah.
We're from Chernobyl.
Oh, come on.
The oldest kid I've ever seen in my life.
Now the accent is fantastic by
I
itself.
think the accent ages him.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But it's
No,
he's
the face, the voice, everything. Bloody hell, all
such
right.
a well-mannered man.
The head
Oh, yeah.
teacher was going to the school, all right.
Oh, he's well mannered.
Anyway, so
He's
that was a
lovely.
great clip. I can't believe it was 2015.
Make
Bloody
the
hell.
socks longer.
But then what,
Torn them up.
Frostbite.
then what happened,
Not the
Ross?
surrounding area.
I was on the YouTube this week, and it was on the homepage when I loaded it up because I don't watch. Apologies if he's an arsehole, but that Jack mate, I don't watch him at all. But he was in the thumbnail, so I was like, right, I'm clicking on this because I know that face from 2015. And you click on it, and Joel, Exhibit B, please.
there we
This
go.
is what he looks like now, first and foremost, which is
Wow.
if you're on the Spotify or whatever, it's Jack Perry, but his final form.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
right.
you know what? Given that's how you're supposed to look as a kid on the right. Yeah, that makes complete sense on the left. So,
Oh, I think
what
that's
is he now? He's
fantastic.
19 now. What?
He's in his mid to late 20s, obviously.
He looks like
And-
a Game of Thrones boy.
It's a fantastic head of hair, a wonderful beard to go with. He's wearing like a Colonel Sanders suit. Is it Colonel Sanders, the KFC fella?
Yeah, that's
right,
That sort of vibe. But he's grown up and he's gone over stateside. He's gone big in America to become like an auctioneer.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, good voice for
I've
that. Yeah.
seen the clip where he does a bit of that.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
worth the watch. We can't play it here because no doubt Jack Mate will sue us to pay for his new teeth. They are huge.
Oh,
he
my.
references. They do a bit on the thing where he tries to like sell Jack
Oh,
Mate's
wow,
teeth for him.
yeah.
And he's like,
Wow.
He's like, oh, they cost $7.5 grand. She's like, oh, we'll do it for 5,000 then used.
Magnificent. That's nice he's got that. But I'm seeing some things here. Are you about to get to the point where it says rescued swimmer? Is that like...
That's another story that I saw on there. Apparently, he just went for a swim or something, and dolphins were seen in the water earlier on, and the newspapers then turned that into that man was saved by the dolphins, even though the dolphins weren't there when he was in the water.
Oh, okay. All right.
But he did tell the tale of just, I think it was 14 kilometers, he said. I don't know how many miles that is, but he just decided to swim to a lighthouse one day. He was in the water for, it might have been 11 hours. I might be making that up. I was sort of just not really concentrating at the time, but I was just mesmerized by his presence. So yeah, he's got a wonderful life, and he's an auctioneer in America now, big time.
Oh, good for him.
Aye, but it's just, when you see a meme back in the day and you're like, oh, what's going to happen to him? No one could have predicted what's happening there with him.
It's nice seeing that, they just have a nice, normal life. Or he got a job and he's done this thing and he swam a bit. Good. He hasn't got into crypto. He's not joined Scientology or anything else like that. It's just, that's a meme lad. Seems to be doing well.
Look at that suit, though.
I would have said Colin Sanders for that, to be honest with you. But
I was scrambling, yeah. What was
I get you.
Yeah.
I felt quite bad for Jack Mate this week.
I don't really know who he is.
So
Please
he
explain.
used to, I think he got big on YouTube for calling out other bigger or more mainstream YouTubers for trying to rip off their fans with like low effort merch or like.
That's Zoella.
What he did with Zoella,
okay.
released like an advent calendar that was like a big rip off and stuff like that.
I remember the Advent calendar stuff. That was him.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So he's made his name off that, but now he's more of like a podcaster from what I can tell. And I felt bad for him because apparently this week he had Paddy Pimblett on, the UFC fighter, and just everyone went, he's a bit of an arsehole, you shouldn't have had him on. And he had to go like, sorry. So yeah.
Right. I mean,
There you go.
he talks a lot of... Oh, mate, fair enough then.
But my Hall of Fame nomination is Frostbite Boy, come auctioneer, man.
Yeah, if you don't remember that, lad, ask your dad, I guess, at this point. God, 2015, bloody hell. You were second place last week, Jack, so what have you got for us?
In the sidebar of my YouTube, just like homepage or whatever, a Cultaholic video popped up. And it was
good.
It was the WrestleMania 37 reactions, night one. And the state of all of us a year into lockdown, when I watched it, I was like, oh my God. It was when Owen was getting compared to Sue Perkins on the regular.
He just joked on my...
Did you not? I've never hear that when people were comparing him to Sue
If
Perkins.
anyone else mentioned it, I might have thought it myself at the time.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to get rid of this.
People were saying it out. People would say it in our Twitch chat.
Ross has had to like physically walk away to get rid of
Owen grew like, not obviously, no one could get to a barber's. So like his hair grew quite long at the back.
I don't need to see the evidence.
Tom,
I know.
Tom though, who I've never seen with a hair out of place in the video. I mean, I've never seen his hair like it.
What's he look like?
Just like anyone with slightly messy hair, but it's Tom, so like, but it's like longer and that, and his beard's a bit longer and stuff. Your hair was quite long.
Oh, yeah.
But like outwards.
Clarkson.
Yeah. And we just all looked a bit. Is unkempt the wrong word? It was a year into
It was
lockdown.
lockdown. I mean,
So-
No barbers to go to, wasn't there?
So
that would that should have been something that was a punishment. Cut your own hair.
Yeah.
but I don't know what to nominate for it. Maybe just that, like, I don't know, because I just watched the video and thought, well, I've got to nominate this for the Hall of Fame, but I don't have like a neat like description of what it just. No, I don't want to call it like lockdown memories. I don't want it to sound good. I don't want to be like,
no one's voting for that.
lockdown nostalgia.
Yeah.
Maybe I honestly have no idea. I don't want to say like lockdown hair because no one had fond memories of their hair during lockdown.
Some people did. I mean,
Really?
Sue Perkins did. Clearly.
I hope now that people did say that Owen on our Twitch, and I've not just said it myself out of my own thoughts.
Yeah, Jack's one of the things like, did someone say this? Was it? I thought I had that I didn't say out loud.
It's fine, though, because if you start to mention it on the Twitch chat, if everyone starts going Sue at Owen, you just say, oh, I think you're Ronaldo.
Yeah. I'll go for
Come on, Jack, you got this.
WrestleMania 37 night one reactions. There we go. There.
Good one, Jack. Nailed it.
Aye. Although Sam had like lovely dyed hair in the video. He's the only one who like, I'm like, hang on, he's like styled it and like dyed it in multiple colours and that.
I feel like we need to see this. Joe,
Yeah.
wrap it up. We can get like just a 5 second skep.
I'm not-
Irish
I'm not-
fella
What
now.
happens if Cultaholic like
Demonetized.
DMs, yeah.
I wasn't happy about me in the video. Obviously,
Oh,
had a
go
hat.
on.
Obviously, had a hat on, so I was hiding my lockdown hat. But like, the microphone cable was pulling up a bit of my t-shirt, so there's just a little window of my belly for much of the video. I'm like, what a state this video is. Get the music
Anyway,
off.
La, 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 la.
Joe loves the adverts. It's his favorite bit about Cultaholic.
We don't need the sound either because we don't need to cringe at our own stuff.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
I wasn't ready. I forgot how big your hair was. Holy Christ!
Yeah.
I'm voting for this one.
You
It's
introduced
been
the
so
big-
long. I forgot you look like
It
that.
got
Sorry.
bigger as well, that
You
hair.
introduced the
Oh,
video-
you look great there.
Oh, very good intro from Sam. Very good intro from Sam there. Look at there, look.
What was that? Who's he at the back? All right.
Whoa!
I know. I've never seen Tom with hair like that.
Well, the dealers weren't dealing with it at the time. They couldn't-
Oh, there you go.
Whoa!
Guys,
Why is
just-
that Look at Owen. Wow.
What do you-
Thoughts?
you know what? This is a good pick, Jack.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers. I'm glad I brought it up.
You got the mood lighting to make the office look cool, right?
Aye, right, I do.
That's that. See, that's why you're professional, mate. And you got the Undertaker shirt from that company. I forget the name of. Tom hasn't got the light because Tom's got the light on the unicorn thing in the background rather than him. Oh, and he's drinking. Of course, it makes sense.
We're all drinking, I think.
Yeah, I mean, what
Owen
else are you
brings
going
in
to do?
he's got Coca-Cola there.
I'm not used to seeing Andrew.
Where's Adam? Adam.
He's on it.
Sam's at sea.
Adam is on it. Excuse me.
Who's Todd?
The rabbit.
Who's Todd?
I'm so sorry.
Get out!
Oh,
That's a
no.
recently deceased, well, not fairly recently deceased rabbit.
Yes.
Todd makes an appearance.
Does he?
Or maybe on night 2, I skimmed it. Whenever Bad Bunny's on, you go, let's have Todd's thoughts. Cuts to Todd. Just
Oh, that makes
Comedy
sense.
gold.
Oh, yeah, I
Yes.
Bet the rabbit doesn't even talk.
It was a rabbit.
Wait,
No one's doing a voice for the rabbit.
Anyway,
Where's Adam? There he is.
there he is. And I was trying to get a good night's sleep, but instead, that's when the police kept on coming around the flat and trying to find whoever it was they're trying to arrest, but they couldn't get in or find out where part of the flat. So I heard them knocking on the windows, going, "Hello, hello, like, have you committed a crime? Hello."
Well,
have you committed a crime?
It was like 4 a.m. I'm like, what the hell is happening here?
Matthew gets a razor blade out of his hat, slashes them by order of the Peaky.
He's like, no, I haven't. Oh, okay, I'll be on your way. Oh, all right. So, well done. WrestleMania 37,
Night 1 reactions.
night 1 reactions.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was a great video. Quality from
man.
us. Yeah.
I think it's even better now than it was at the time. And now we cut to my pick. Joel, you get on the old Twitter. Right, so It's Tom's Customs is a great lad on Twitter.
Oh my God.
And someone just posted a picture of Undertaker with a particularly large hat.
That's got to be Photoshop.
But that's why you look at it and go, is it or was it
Yes.
not? He did have some big old cowboy hats, right? And Tom just posted, for every 50 likes, I'll make Taker's hat longer.
Oh.
Gets quite a lot of things, so keeps on going and going
Oh, no.
and going and going.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
popped
okay.
out. It's kind
Is
of
there
like,
one
kind
of
of like
the-
the grandma in George Mara's medicine.
I'm waiting for the one
Yeah,
of
you can
the
see
planet.
it. You can see it in the background. Yeah, it's the planet. Yeah, and he's there. There's Star Foreman region. Thank you for that. Yeah, Squidward. Very impressed. And there he is in the arena. Still happy to see you. Fantastic. Still looking good. Still looking good. That's when you have to leave that hat down when he. That's him getting up out of his coffin. Yeah. And there's Doug Dimmadome. Oh no, says Undertaker. You've Dimmadome messed up, says Tom.
Oh, my
and he's
God.
pointing at the sign. So it's scheduled for WrestleMania. Doug Dimmadome at the dome. Oh, with the steel chair at the back of Undertaker. They didn't even put a dent in his massive hat though. And Doug Dimmadome at the dome, so it's 5 stars, of course, wins. Oh, but he sits up with his comically large hat. Oh, the leg drop
my
with the comically
God.
large hat. Oh, the chokeslam to Doug Dimmadome.
How long?
The lights went out. What the hell happened? We keep on going. Joe struggles with this thing. Oh no, kaboom. It's 98 Kane. How you doing, 98 Kane? Oh no, 98 Kane versus Undertaker and the big hat.
And that's the
And that's how, wait, oh, there's more. I didn't get this far. Oh no, and now a proper just a gif, I guess. Oh, allowing Doug Dimmadome to get the pin. Not like this, says Cole. It's Undertaker's hat. Undertaker's hat saved the Undertaker. So a second hat has hit the towers and struck him, allowing Undertaker to defeat Doug Dimmadome and pick up his big hat. But now Edge, how long did this go on for? I was asleep by this point. All right, no, he spears him. There's the joke.
Very good.
There's the joke.
Very good.
It's been a blast making this. Reception has been unbelievable. Thank you. Bloody hell. I didn't realize it went on that long. Thank you very much. It's Tom's Customs.
Maybe wrestling does bring some good into the world. This sort of
Now and
stuff.
again.
Twice a year, maybe.
Yeah.
We should do that, but it's just every 50 likes our lockdown hair gets bigger. So yes, my pick for Hall of Fame is It's Tom Customs Undertaker's ever increasing hat.
It's very good. I think that's 3 really good picks.
Yeah. And Jax's WrestleMania 37 Night 1 reactions, beg your pardon. And Ross's is
Frostbite by come auctioneer man. I'll try and think of a title for it, but it'll be similar to what I spoke about here today.
Good. That makes sense, doesn't it? Those are 3 good picks. Those 3 picks can be yours and yours alone to vote for at patreon.com/Cultaholic.
Up the Sue Perkins.
It's a strong week.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. SmackDown. This show is a tribute to the troops. So it begins with a rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America.
Mm-hmm.
They have several, like, I know we've got several anthems, but really God Save the King / Queen is the one. Like, Jerusalem never gets played, really. Rule Britannia never gets played.
I think Rule Britannia is way better than God Save the
Do
King.
you?
Absolutely.
Well, ours is a
Think
bit...
of Farage when I hear that now.
No, don't ruin it.
It's literally called Rule Britannia. But ours is a bit, like, dour, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas, I'll give them credit, like, God Bless America or...
You seen Billy Connolly's bit about that and how the anthem's crap? And he's like, we're one of the luckiest countries in the world. And we're going around the opening ceremony of the Olympics. And then some poor country that hasn't got any money is sprinting around that track going, we have a national debt of 50 squillion pounds and we don't give up monkeys. It's
Yeah. All right, it's tribute to the troops. So War and Treaty are singing.
okay.
Did they pick them because of their name, I guess?
I wish Hardy was back. Wall to wall, but he
don't.
still ain't sold
He
out.
had a song.
Yeah.
In the wrestling this week or last
did,
week.
didn't he?
Was it? Which show was it?
I can't remember.
Oh, stop it, man.
What?
Don't make me think about him.
Deadline. Was it Deadline?
No, because that was the Hives, wasn't it? What was it?
He was around, wasn't he?
No,
he
it was
was.
this show.
Survivor Series,
It was
was
hard.
it?
You had like the secondary theme for it, but it was by Hardy, wasn't it?
That must be why it was in my
Secondary
mind.
theme. The tribute to the troops. Away, man, get away. Dominic Mysterio is at ringside for the first match in the #1 contender tournament. Santos Escobar beating Dragon Lee, and Dom taunts Lee ahead of their title match at Deadline. What do you think, Ross?
JBL must have been sweating, I reckon, during this match with the 2 lads who were in the ring. Just in kayfabe, though. Just sweating in kayfabe. You know why. You know why. You were there in 2004. But to be fair, I didn't even realise what you asked me there. I just had that lined up for the last
You did,
minute. Waiting
you
to
did,
say.
mate.
What did you even say,
It was
Maffew? I'm
worth
very
saying.
sorry.
What do you think of this opening contest?
I thought it was really good. JBL was the highlight, I thought, though, on commentary, comparing Dom to the likes of Gandhi and Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Although Gandhi was never NXT North American champion, but he did other great things, apparently.
Allegedly.
Other great things.
Yeah, Santos with the reverse and Hurricane Rana attempting to a powerbomb on the apron. Ooh!
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, Santos had an answer for everything the Dragon tried. It was basically a glorified squash match, which I was a bit shocked about.
Yeah, considering the NXT match was coming the day after.
Yeah.
Well, this made me think a bit more that maybe... Because originally I thought, well, Dom's going to win at Deadline. But this match and how decisive it was, I thought, oh, there's got to be a salvage operation for Dragon Lee. So I thought, this is when I changed my mind and thought the Dragon would win. Not Dragon.
You did say Dragon.
I know, I
We
did,
heard
yeah.
WWE's been skimping on pyro for years, but when they're in front of Marines with PTSD, they use all of them.
Oh
Yeah,
my
great.
God.
But Cole calls this the most important SmackDown of the year. Yeah, great. Sure it is.
You're not American, though.
Exactly. Yeah. That right. I saw
It
Full
is
Metal
for
Jacket.
America.
I did my part. But it's like having Swerve in the big ass CC tournament rather than dominating after a Hangman rematch, rather than having Dragon Lee just do something separate. Yeah. And that's all I have to say about that. Randy Orton isn't sure about teaming with LA Knight in the main event because he doesn't know or trust him. Nick Aldis says the pairing makes sense because they both want to end the bloodline. Orton says his fine for RKOing Aldis. Sorry, I can't read today. Orton pays his fine for RKOing Aldis last week. Aldis points out, hey, this is double what you gave me. Orton says, that's for next time.
$100,000.
Yeah.
So nonchalantly tossed over like that. Disgusting.
Like Tony Khan.
I know.
With AEW.
Randy Orton has lost $34 million this year. Spent it all on video games.
You can't stop RKOing people. But now it's a nice little bit, like, hey, and all this is very understanding. Like, yeah, I know, I need you.
Well, I found all this a bit suspect, a bit of a sussy boy
sus.
in this one.
Ooh.
Because why is he supporting? He's the GM, he should be neutral. And then Orton's going, I don't know if I trust LA Knight. And he's going, you'll be fine, lads. You'll be fine.
Because he's just hired him. If he gets rid of him now, it makes it look like he's made a mistake.
True. Fair enough. I accept that.
Gotta think like a
kayfabe
GM.
reasoning, yes.
This being the GM of a proud football team.
Right.
On Twitch every Wednesdays.
That's what they're called, the GMs.
Yeah.
But this made me think of The Rock and Booker T from the Invasion era. The Invasion angle, because the way Randy Orton was like, I didn't even know LA Knight until last week. I thought that was disgusting. The most meteoric rise of the last 100 years of wrestling.
Maybe the Invasion is a mini era of its own.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Because it's not the Attitude Era. People generally think the Attitude Era ended at WrestleMania X7, just before the Invasion. And it's not the Ruthless Aggression Era. So, yeah,
It was a slow in-between bit.
it is the Invasion Era.
Yeah.
Yes, boys. That's Shane shouting out the WCW stars in the crowd.
Let's move on. Cody
That
Rhodes.
was my impersonation, everyone in the skybox.
Oh, it was a beautiful Sean Stacey.
Stacey was there, yeah.
Well, it was all his
Stacey
fault, wasn't
Keebler?
Ilda Moore, Stacey Keebler,
Lance was there, wasn't he?
Johnny Ace,
Oh,
Johnny
Johnny
Sour,
Ace.
I think.
Wow.
Anyway, Cody Rhodes arrives and praises the members of the armed forces in attendance before introducing a tribute to the troops video package.
Yeah, Cody was in that role tonight.
Yes, because they all ended racism together. He then brings out the United States Army drill team for routine. Yep,
Cool,
cool.
it was impressive.
But yeah, it was. Good for them.
We tried to do some with, after watching this SmackDown, I watched it with Kayla, and then we tried to do it with the wrapping paper roll. Impossible. So all credit
What,
to them.
twirling?
Lads. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. Then he took the light out the ceiling, so we did. They went flying up in the air. Because it's just the girth of the wrapping paper. It's incredible. But
Steady on,
basically,
Ross.
Cody is Ava Rain of the main roster. He's making signings with Jey Uso. He's asking to be on shows now, and he gets his own way. He does what he wants. What is this man?
Because he's got that tattoo. Bobby Lashley beats Karrion Kross in the US title #1 contender tournament. Said this last time he was on TV. I legitimately thought Karrion Kross had been released.
No, he's back.
He's got red stuff now.
He's got red stuff.
He's got like red
Red-faced embarrassment for
red
showing up.
underpants.
Oh,
and
right, yeah,
Scarlett's got a red dress on.
Red panties.
I can't remember. He hadn't shaved his head again, had he?
No, he's still got long
got the
hair. Yeah. That's because his character doesn't feel like he needs shaven head.
No, because his character's in lockdown.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I could not believe that Brad Nessler was on the call. It was Brad Nessler. Brad
Dun,
Nessler.
dun, 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 dun,
So
dun, dun.
who was Brad Nessler?
What do you mean, who's
Brad
Brad
Lesnar?
Lesnar?
Everyone knows Brad
I like
Nessler.
Wrestling Journal.
Who was Brad Nessler?
Joel, what's your favourite Brad Nessler
Yeah,
moment?
go on. Obviously, Joel will do it.
I like Joel. Your favourite Brad
Alright, Joel.
Nessler moment?
I know there's so many, it's hard to name one, Joel, but
He was like 70 years old. He got hundreds to pick from.
yeah.
He's got as red as the red on the.
Remember he was in
Lara-
Remember he was in the Alps fighting grizzly bears? He used his magical fire breath to save the Maiden's Fair.
Oh, now I know as well as you do that that's Brian Boitano.
That's what Brian Boltano claims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen a man eat so many chicken wings.
That was Brad Lesnar.
Oh, okay.
Heidi Loader, Heidi Lit.
It was nice to hear, back on a more serious note, nice to hear that Bobby Lashley's dad was in the army for 26 years, and then he was on the special athlete program or something, which sounds impressive. Big Tez was on there as well, saying he was in the Marine Corps between 2008 and 2012, but again, it was another glorified squash match. I'm not even sure. It's the... Karrion Kross gets the big fancy entrance every time, obviously, because that's his entrance. And then every single time, everything that follows after that is wank. And it was the same when he was booked as NXT champion. Yeah. And it was the same here. I don't get it. He's a big boy. Just make him do big boy things.
Very well said. But even the troops needed a breather after the Cody segment. So this is the come down match, a cross match. But Lashley and his mates are not heels. There's no way.
Nah. They should beat the Judgment Day at WrestleMania, I think.
Ooh.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, because they've barely even done anything as a trio, and they're getting like.
I think you mean the Creeds. They'll have to be the Creeds at WrestleMania.
Are we going that? Oh yeah. Aye. They'll be. No, they won't. They'll win the. The Creeds will beat them at WrestleMania.
Do you think the Creeds will beat the Judgment Day?
I would if I was in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want them to. But I think I said this maybe on the Culties, or maybe just said it in the office off camera. But I was like, I think the Creeds will win, and then there were doubters. People were like, was it you?
It was on the Culties, wasn't it, yesterday?
Ah.
It was him over there. That fella there.
What?
You were doubting that the Creeds could get it done on Monday. Well, we'll see.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Everyone's in for a shot with a shot. Oh my God, a shock for the Culties, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
How they went.
Oh.
Really?
Just who got nominated for every award, I thought was a shock.
Okay.
Based off, what we've done this year.
I thought it was a good video, though.
Yeah, it was a very
Oh,
top
yeah.
tier.
We were very happy with it, weren't we?
Yeah, I can't talk
I was
today.
happy about it. Was just nice that it wasn't 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Unlike. Backstage, Bayley apologizes to the rest of Damage Katal for last week and volunteers to stay in the back this time. She recommends they all do the same because Asuka can deal with this on her own. Dakota Kai disagrees.
This was a heartbreaking segment with a delayed high five at the start for Bayley when everyone's got a nice high five. And then Dakota's like, well, now we'll be at ringside. Bayley's left leg on the face again. It's Rudolph again for the second week in a row.
Yeah.
The rest of the lasses are the other reindeers, but Bayley can't join in any reindeer games, can she?
One thing, and I do appreciate Triple H's patience as a booker, but sometimes I think not every single stable breakup needs to be 2 years long. Just get this one out of the way. We know that they're going to turn on Bayley, and I think let's just get it done. It should have happened immediately after War Games, even potentially. I'm enjoying the segments and everything, but I think there's just been too many of these slow burn things at once for me, and I just need a bit of instant gratification.
That's just because you're on TikTok all the time, Jack.
Yeah,
Just-
that's right.
But Bayley needs to do something else, I think, to get people cheering her on. Just stand there doing what do baby faces do who've been upsetting the wrestling, Maffew. I'm set you up for your bit on
It's
the
your thing you
podcast.
do.
Come on, you do it all the time. It's
Someone
your...
just- yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
No,
Thank God for that.
you be the big person now.
Well, you see here, babyface, I think you're a twat.
There we go.
Hat in the microphone. Sorry. Backstage, blah, blah, blah. CM Punk comes out and talks about a lot of stuff. He debates joining Raw or SmackDown or even, by God, NXT. And teases entering the Royal Rumble. He also name drops Cody Rhodes, who welcomed him back with eyes wide open. However, some people weren't so happy to see him back. He calls out Roman Reigns and says he was the original Paul Heyman guy.
That's not true. No. Wasn't Brock Lesnar the original Paul Heyman guy?
Yeah, he was before Punk.
Yeah.
If you want to take things even further back, Steve Austin.
Well, the Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Larry Zbyszko was the original.
Mean Mark.
There we go.
Of the Sky Scrappy A's.
That's what they called themselves. Punk also acknowledges his rocky relationship with Kevin Owens and says they're probably too similar. Who would feel comfortable working with someone who punches people in the face backstage?
Now, I know there was a lot of troops in the arena who maybe don't watch the AEW from week to week and know what's going on behind the scenes. So it was a little bit funny when that didn't get the "oh" reaction he was hoping for.
It is funny when you remember, oh, wait, there is a big difference between the audiences in WWE and AEW. Like, all the AEW people have to be like, all right, wait, what's happening? Let me get social media. WWE people, like, they're not always like, all right, what's happening? What's that in reference to?
I do think
It's funny, you forget, like, it's so easy because we're in the bubble. But,
yeah.
if you're like, yeah, what's happening? Like,
one of maybe they just took what he said at face value. Kevin Owens has been punching people in the face backstage.
yeah,
That
you're right,
That
Punk.
isn't on. Yeah, right.
You're a good-natured lad.
I won't name them and shame them on the podcast, but a member of the Cultaholic staff.
Here we go.
In the news chat, I think. No, it wasn't Fraser.
The name sounds like a Pooh Serkins.
No. Shared.
God, that
I
doesn't
don't know
work.
who that was
Oh,
gonna be.
sorry. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hang on. I can't even think. Oh, I've got it. But whoever it was shared like a clip of the joke not getting a big pop in the arena live. And the jubilant, they were buzzing that Punk wasn't. They were like, no one gave a toss, lads, ha ha ha. And I'd nearly replied, but I'd stopped myself because I was like, that's not news. CM Punk's the most popular boy ever. But
Yeah.
there was a hater among us in the office.
Yeah, was it 6 figures at Survivor Series? It says they made off merch.
It was big, like.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, he's not over. It's like, well, one section of the crowd not going, yay. It's like, but we're supposed to cheer for that. I guess if you're a Punk fan, you're like, yeah, get him, get the Young Bucks.
I was like that.
You've come round now, fantastic. But
I can't wait for
I've
the
come round.
Young Bucks to come back. I can't wait just to see what's going to happen. They must be.
References galore, I imagine.
Well, no, but I know they are very rich men, but like they must be thinking like, if only we went and had that meeting. I don't know who didn't take the meeting. Who was the deciding factor?
I think that Punk was game for the meeting, but that might have been from Punk's camp. That story.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
It's all he said, she said.
I know. Yeah.
I didn't say it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I think you better quit.
Yeah. I think he said there be more people are less involved to like, that reference, and more just like, yeah, what we're getting on TV right now. So he also references Seth Rollins, which does get a pop, and says he isn't even the man in his own household. Which
that was a bit weak.
I'm pretty sure Riddle's already done that joke already, but whatever.
Probably. Yeah.
It's a good one though.
and then take from the best then.
Yeah.
And then that's when Rollins did the John Jones Daniel Cormier segment. Hey, Riddle still there.
Alright.
I was thinking at the end of this because it finishes off the segment going, I'm back to main event WrestleMania. That's his final thing that he said.
Yeah.
I was just like, Cody must have been going like the bottom lip. You know, when Cody's bottom lip goes,
Hey, don't worry.
my father.
It's a 2-day event. It's fine.
Yeah, and Cody's not on either of them.
No, he will. No,
he'll be on the
as long
Sunday.
as Dwayne doesn't show.
Yeah. 2 words: access.
Punk will get the Saturday and it still won't be enough because you want the Sunday.
That'll be it. Yeah. I want both. I like the first word. Like, obviously, I thought it was good because, like, people, he was over. I think maybe people, for the purposes of memes and mocking, were like, you did the reference and no one cared. And it's just like, yeah, this is the stuff that I don't like too much about AEW, which is always, do you get it? That thing. And WWE doesn't work that way. I thought it was very over, but I did think it was funny that the first things out off were, I'm not getting my time cut here. He has to be complaining. He starts off.
He's just creating heat with everyone else who was on the card after him. That's all he was doing.
I think that the main, now that the Raw thing's happened and we're looking at it since it's become apparent that Punk's established more feuds going forwards and stuff, but this one didn't really, he just touched on a lot of different things, but he didn't set anything fully in motion. But I think the big general consensus coming out of this promo was just more relief that it wasn't as tame as the one from the previous Raw, which was like rushed at the end of the show. This one, everyone kind of went, well, he's got his fire back a bit. Like, it was a purposeful promo, I suppose.
JBL said, that was a pipe bomb people will be talking about for a decade.
I mean, that's
And
not...
I put, what? And I said, also, stop yelling the word pipe bomb around the vets. Jesus Christ, JBL.
Second time you've gone down that
He's
route.
having a go.
Ball games. Lobbing in the crowd.
I just like the fact he set up like 6 or 7 different feuds. Like even Solo and Jimmy Uso were getting a mention alongside Roman. LA Knight got a little mention as well. Randy, can he trust him still? Yeah.
All the greats, Karen Cross.
Jay got a mention, but only because Punk accidentally mixed up the Usos. He was like, Jimmy Uso.
Racist. Backstage, Punk thinks about knocking on the Bloodlines locker room door. He bumps into Kevin Owens and asks where Nick's office is. Owens is less than helpful. Ooh. Again, it's...
He hates Punk, him. I've noticed this brewing.
I'm not hating
since about
Punk.
halfway through the promo segment, he's been like...
I'm looking forward to... Just to skip ahead, I really liked the bit on Raw, him and Rollins. But it's just, right now, it's just obviously he's just, building time, suspense, whatever. I'm absolutely fine with that. But it is, we're now in WWE. You can't just do like, hey, remember that thing from online years ago? Which is what
it's
Owens...
Punk.
Because they're not giving you anything. WWE is so great at telling you this is what's happening. These dudes don't like each other. They like each other. Whatever. What have we got? Punk saying, "Oh, me and Owens don't really like each other," and then that's it. Instead of a very quiet thing backstage.
Well, it's set in, it's potential future feud.
Sure.
It's for the promo package.
I think it was also maybe to prove people wrong. The stories of like Owens missing that week's SmackDown because Punk's on it.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
There was stories.
I mean, the news has been overdrive.
Owens
Punk sneezes towards
the week
somebody.
the week before on SmackDown when Owens punched Theory, he'd fractured his hand and he was gonna have to miss the next SmackDown. And people were like,
"Oh, do you think that's why they did that?" I
maybe.
heard that bit. Oh, that'll
Maybe.
be why. All right, you know what? That makes a lot more sense then.
just to prove we are all right with each other.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
Because it wasn't the story like Punk was unsavory about Owens way back in the day. About
Yeah,
the way-
yeah.
They were in Ring of Honor. Owens was wearing the same gear he always wears. In fairness, he hasn't changed it up and sort of like going shirtless, I guess. And Punk, obviously, built like a young Brock Lesnar.
Well, he is compared to anyone sat around here.
Yeah. Whatever goes up to, hey.
Do you think
Thinks he's Harley Race in 81 or something. It's just like he starts yelling at Kevin for being fat.
it's funny because when you look at, do you think he was annoyed? He was like, you need those basketball shorts to be baggier. You want them down to your shins, like me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bigger, blacker, more metal looking shirts. There you go. Look proper indie.
Yeah, you
Come
don't
on.
look indie enough. Yeah.
Yeah. More pale, please. Anyway, at the start of Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, the rest of Damage Control are taken care of by Belair, Shotzi, Zelina Vega, and Mia Yim.
Why was Zelina and Mia Yim there? What was that tie-in?
Mitchin, she's crazy.
I guess she is crazy. But Zelina Vega, she's not crazy. She's calculated.
Yeah,
I guess-
completely different words.
I guess Damage Control are just so unpopular with the women's locker room.
That was it, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a.
Yeah.
And then Asuka wins thanks to interference from Bayley, but Charlotte is legitimately injured. Yeah, I was going to say that. What do we get here? JBL liked Charlotte versus Asuka because you got the reference. The Crush Girls. There you go.
Who
Asuka
are
granddad.
The Crush Girls.
They were a Japanese wrestling tag team.
Oh.
Were they? No, that was the Jumping Bomb Angels. Never mind.
Yep, they're the other ones. We come back from break. Both women are down, as the commentators explained during the break. Charlotte got dunked on her head or some part of the body on that, and she's clearly rocked. Ref did a good job of checking with both women, and Charlotte clearly called the exit early, which is absolutely fair enough. She shook up.
I think her leg also.
Yeah,
it was
it looked, I
either-
think they said head because you looked at days, but I think she landed
Yeah.
on everything. And there was one clip of it going around where, they're on the top rope and just comes off the top rope and then bounces off that and just, the momentum swings and smashes. And she was completely out.
Candice Michelle back in the day. That sort of fall.
That's a good comparison, yeah.
But also, a lot of people said it might have been off the moonsault to the floor because she got up gingerly after that.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't get any of Asuka, which I think, look, if I could be booking for a day, I would say, Charlotte, you can't do that anymore.
I think that me and Ross mentioned on the news that we did about this that we always make fun of Charlotte, the character, and the use of her character on TV because she's not a effective
Human.
babyface. She's not, yeah. But her as a wrestler having big matches, that'll be a miss. Yeah.
Because you got
Especially for WrestleMania time, yeah.
Were they going for a triple threat maybe at WrestleMania? Maybe with Io Sky and Bianca because they've both got the same storyline at the moment of Charlotte and Bianca taking down all of Damage Control.
Maybe, yeah, possibly. Yeah.
I haven't really thought too much about it, but yeah.
And then obviously the other big thing from the match was Bayley defying the orders once again, even though it was a good thing for Damage Control, but she defied orders, so it'll be a bad thing.
Yep.
And her just screaming, "I did that" at the end, which I found humorous.
Maybe it'll be 2 of Damage Control against Bayley and Sasha Banks.
That's been gathering momentum this week, hasn't it? Because of what's he called? The insider who's got the not professional sounding name.
The not professional sounding name.
Like Boozer, BMI.
Oh, yeah, Boozer, yeah.
Was it him who was
Better Wrestling Experience.
something like that?
Yeah.
What? Who are you referring to? The
One
Boozer?
of the Twitter insiders his Twitter handle is Boozer something, but he likes to be cited as Better Wrestling Experience.
Yeah, it looks nicer than Boozer.
I guess so. Yeah.
Fair enough. And then Punk and Cody Rhodes meet backstage. Cody thinks it's interesting that Punk's story involves him winning the Rumble. They shake hands. Later, Punk wishes Orton and LA Knight luck ahead in their main event. Orton asks Knight if he's ready, to which he replies,
Yeah.
"Thank you very much." Orton and Knight beat the Bloodline after Orton stops the BFT so he can hit the RKO. Have a few words after the bell, but everything seems okay. For now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, he stopped him in his maneuver. Do you think this is the feud they're setting up? I hope it's not. It's not the feud I want to see, really.
Who, Orton and LA Knight?
Yeah.
Potentially. It is a big boy battle on SmackDown, isn't it? Who else is there?
I guess so. I just don't want one of them to be a heel, unless it's just a face versus face.
I think it's just face versus face.
I'll have a Randy Orton heel run.
Oh,
Yeah,
Not
not LA Knight.
you can't get him to turn heel.
so soon.
You can't get Randy Orton to turn heel.
No.
The
I was thinking
Viper
about this. No, you say that, but
slithering like a
Even-
snake.
nah,
Have him
nah,
kick.
Your Honor, I must protest. Last time he was proper heel was him versus Hardy, when he was shoving ladders in his ears and stuff like that, and the crowd was still cheering him. I think he's gonna have to run over someone's dog to get people to boo
Have him
out.
do it, by God. You don't actually have to run over the dog, so it's fine.
I think he could.
Good job saving yourself.
I think he could, but I don't want to see it so soon after his big return. I think yeah.
If this is the alternative, LA Knight versus Randy Orton, I don't want LA Knight to be the heel.
But you are right though. You're gonna have to have some top heel if Roman Reigns is on the Roman Reigns schedule. It can't just be a bloody Judgment Day for another year.
Who's going to beat? Is Santos not elevated enough yet?
No.
Probably needs a couple more feuds before he's a main
Yeah.
event heel. Okay.
Get Dom on SmackDown. Dom everywhere,
yes.
all the time. I need to put a big old retraction in from last week's podcast because I read the internet and read that LA Knight got married and then said on this podcast that LA Knight got married. But it turns out LA Knight did not get married last week.
Oh,
He tweeted out this week, if anyone finds pictures from the wedding I'm here and I was a part of this week, I'm excited to see them. I must have blacked out because I don't remember any of it. Please send. That's what he tweeted out.
I thought he was in like a specific suit.
He was a big lime green number, wasn't it? Him and his lady.
Oh.
I was about to say wife there, but that's not true.
Not according to LA Knight.
No.
Damn it.
No.
Stop getting news from the boozer.
But I thought Solo was the man of the match. In the match itself, he was doing this fantastic twist and belly thing. He looked. I don't know if it's the new kick pads, but he was moving around the ring a bit better, I thought.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I was like, oh, yeah, they've got new gear.
All the foot fetishes out there crying into the pillows. Yeah.
I enjoyed it as a main event, but it was very obvious that it would be Jimmy Uso taking the fall.
Yeah. Just a nice, fun thing for the troops.
Yeah.
I thought
fair
the
enough.
finish was a bit weird though, because like it was Randy Orton stole the finish. He was the legal man anyway.
Oh, God, yeah, he was. Yeah.
For the two alpha males. Anyway, yeah, USA. NXT Deadline.
Yes.
With the pre-show, Axion beating his BFF, Nathan Fraser.
Fair play. They just did a fast, runny match.
Yeah.
And that's what it needed to be.
Fast and runny like good eggs.
Yes.
My move of the week came from this match
Oh.
because the lads run the ropes like prime Madcap Moss, and then Nathan Fraser delivers this kick that I've written down, sent Axion back to Spain, so it was that hard. It was a great spot, and it's my move of the week in a kickoff show match. NXT's done it again. They've put something that shouldn't be on the kickoff show on the kickoff show.
No, I think it was absolutely perfect.
Nothing
for
can
the
be
kickoff.
perfect, can it?
I think
No,
it
they was perfectly placed there.
I think it
Silly.
was fine on the kickoff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nathan Fraser, come on.
He was looking a bit more heelish, I thought, in his mannerisms and little bits in between the moves, I thought, Nathan Fraser. Maybe they're teasing something
Well,
there.
he's pushing 50 now.
Could
so
he be?
change it up.
Could he be a legitimately great heel? Yeah.
We've been booing him for the past year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's got the Jarretts about him, hasn't he? Just the way he talks.
Yes.
Just you want to smack him around the head.
You're touching the Jarretts. I love that.
2000 Jarrett. Just want to smack him in the face. Booker T on about bicycles during this match to Nathan Fraser. Stay on your bicycle, son. He kept shouting, which I thought was good. And all the super kicks, yeah. There was one for the kids.
Booker was. Oh, no, it was on the weekly NXT, sorry, but Booker was just on one.
He was.
Yeah.
Then Shawn Michaels opens the show and asks if we're
I honestly thought it was Sinclair from Ready to Rumble, the guy who books WCW and Ready to Rumble.
Oh, I
He
know
looked
you
the
mean, yeah.
same as him. I could not believe my eyes.
Both
Doesn't it?
sexy boys.
I've still never seen it, you know. Is that
Have you not?
sacrilege? Yeah, no, I've never seen
Diamond
it.
upside down is a...
Well,
Yeah.
I know that part.
It's great because you look at what you go, fantastic. It's a film making fun of wrestling fans.
Right.
And how stupid they are.
Yeah,
and
they
how they work at the poo factory
work
or
with
whatever
poo,
it is.
don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. Wrestling fans, go watch this film.
Right.
You dum-dums.
One of them's got a dad who has to tell him that it's not real.
Yeah, but then the storylines, all right, from memory. What's his name? The King.
Jimmy the King.
Jimmy the King is supposed to be the champ, but then they screw him.
It's
in
a legitimate
shoot.
screw job,
It's-
yeah.
They screw him. Then he has to like find his way and get trained by the poo handlers who like rehabilitate him.
No,
like,
no, the poo handers give him the confidence to get
Yeah,
back into the
then
ring.
they
Then he
go
goes
see-
and sees Sal Bandini. Want to wrestle?
Let's wrestle. Yeah, sorry. And then he gives him the spirit. So then the King does a legit run-in, and suddenly, even though wrestling's fake, he's there doing shoot run-ins to get a shoot. Like payday.
He hides in a... So he gets... The screw job happens.
doesn't make
He
any
gets
sense.
fired, and then he runs back. He hides in a toilet because the lad's working poo.
Oh, that's it.
And then he does a shoot attack on...
Pooh Serkins.
does
Back
a-
again.
Pooh Serkins is back again. He does a shoot attack on DDP, who is the champion, who
Yeah.
took the belt because he's working in cahoots with Sinclair.
Yeah.
And then
Heel
they get...
DDP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time when he was the people's champion in WCW.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was going to say. Because this is around like Arquette time.
Yeah,
Well, it is, yeah.
Which is, yeah.
And DDP was the big babyface. Yeah,
Yes, he
right,
was.
okay,
Yeah.
right, okay.
So then they set up a big match for the big... Oh, what the hell is it called? It's Castle
War
related.
Games?
No, it's not War. It's got the triple.
Oh,
K,
yeah,
But the event, I can't remember what it was called. So they set up
Oh.
that's the main event match. Jimmy the King versus
Right.
DDP.
Yeah, so he shoots his way into a work.
And then shoots after the work. During the work, he shoots.
Yeah.
Because then Sting is the one. Sinclair threatens Sting. and Sting flies in from the sky and wazzles DDP off
Yeah.
the top, didn't he?
Who's Sinclair?
He's the Vince McMahon. Of
Okay.
The
Yeah.
piece.
So this is a WCW affiliated film.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all over it.
And
So
is
there's
it
to be events, wrestlers.
99?
Something like that, yeah.
99,
So-
2000.
There's a screw job in it 2 years after the real screw job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that deliberate? Are they laughing
It has
at
to be, right?
Surely.
Yeah.
I never knew there was a screw job in it. I didn't know that
No,
was
they're
the plot.
inspired by Gotch Hackenschmidt. Yes, I imagine it was the Montreal one that inspired them.
That's not what I was suggesting. It was the one with the spider.
Yeah.
But Shawn Michaels looks like Sinclair.
Yeah, he does. And then bloody hell, CM Punk arrives in a Bret Hart hoodie, which HBK goes, "You got the wrong hoodie," and no one laughs.
He does the bloody.
No one laughs.
No.
Again, it's not bloody AEW. Stop doing these crappy things.
I laughed.
Bruh.
I
Shut
found it-
up.
I found
Why?
it good.
That's the only bit I laughed at. I thought
Yeah.
the rest of the segment was an absolute mess.
I know, yeah.
The thought of coming out to do a surprise promo segment with Shawn Michaels and you've worn your Bret Hart hoodie, I think that's really good banter. You know what I think?
Yeah.
When did you start hating CM Punk? What's happened?
No, just these opening
When did
bits
that-
where it's like, "Hey guys, I might come to NXT." You liar.
So do you
you
just want-
lying
do you
get.
want
How
Punk-
dare you?
Punk to go out there and wrestle a tight 10-minute match with like someone lower on the card and not say anything controversial at all, not try anything?
That would be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, it would be
think
fun.
I'm just happy to be here.
The magnitude of this moment was lost on you, I think, Maffew.
Yeah.
The magnitude.
It's like a
The
selfie.
magnitude, right?
CM Punk come back to NXT when he was last there in 2010.
Well, no, because Shawn
The
Michaels...
fact that we're seeing Punk in the brand that we laugh at every week. That's amazing.
Jack's eyes are about to pop out of his skull.
It's scary for the future, though, because I've been reading in the news today that apparently they've already earmarked Punk to take over from Michaels in NXT, like
Yeah.
run the PC.
Have you not heard about this? I think it was Wrestle Purists who reported it.
Is this the drugger? The acid taker? Which the
There's
booster?
been
Which one is
various-
this?
I'm surprised.
That didn't land at all. I'm
gonna
sorry,
say,
pal.
you got about
Sorry.
Michaels on
No.
Punk.
It was
Yeah.
Wrestle Purists, and it's been. I'm surprised it wasn't
Aye, pure absinthe.
in the news at the show at the start of the show. But yeah, Punk, because there's been like so many reports about it, but they've all been. None of them have been fully confident, but there's been basically suggestions that Punk's wanting to take over NXT, and a lot of people are saying, including Sean Ross Sapp, I think this has a good chance of being legit, and that he's thinking about his post, I guess, active
Right.
career, and I think it's probably true as well, because if you look at Collision, he was like running the show. He wanted to do it.
Oh, and it was effortless. There was no issues
You're in a
whatsoever.
bad mood, right? I swear. Dan.
Fame- have we not just spent the last year?
I'm just
Jungle
saying,
Boy,
I'm just-
Christopher
I'm just
Daniels.
saying stuff that I've read online. Anyway, Punk, I think, would want to run NXT after Shawn. I think that's probably true.
There was all those stories back in the day, like when he was at OVW with, no, it wasn't. Heyman. Who was Heyman was ECW, obviously. But that transition from OVW to ECW was always in the production stuff with Heyman, wasn't he? I don't know if that was just a bit of the CM Punk DVD that was just like, ooh, let's try and make something up to make him sound clever. But it sounded true at the time to me. So
There's also been all these pictures coming out this week of him at the Performance Center backstage and helping people. And
only pictures with ladies, though, I found. Interesting that. There was no big
He
body
met-
heavy picture, was there? It was just Cora Jade.
that's his daughter.
I know,
No,
but who
do
else
that.
was there? There was
Yeah.
Cora Jade's pal, who's not on TV yet. Who was it?
What, Roxanne Perez?
No, Lyra. Was it Lyra? Oh, yeah, it was Roxanne. Yeah.
it
Was
was
it Roxanne?
Roxanne.
There was just ladies, though.
Yeah, he's at the performance center because main roster, there's people there still want to kill him.
No, well, maybe. There was reports that he was like talking. It sounds like it might have been out of the Nick Hausman camp. I don't know. It was very pro Punk. It was like he's been talking to anyone who wants to talk to him backstage at NXT, giving advice and stuff. I was like, maybe this story is real then. Maybe he does want to run NXT in the future, and that made me think, what on earth would a Punk ran NXT look like? I don't even know. It'd be amazing for us, just us. Yeah.
We probably get even wackier,
Yeah, it'd be great.
crazier gimmicks. But yeah, he does this. I thought, like, I compared this to when I was in a good mood to watch this. So remember when Hogan came back in 2002 to WWE and WWE made him lose to Rikishi at a house show? Let him know how things were
What?
going to be around here.
I didn't know about
That's
this.
what I thought this was like. All right, Punk, you're back. You can do a bit with Shawn Michaels, do some comedy, all right? No, it's no doubting. You could do that. And he goes, all right, cool. I did
Is that
see
a true story? The Rikishi?
Oh, you don't know that? Yeah, yeah.
No, I've never heard
yeah,
that before.
his first it was house show. So yeah, he took the stink fakes and
He
everything.
was. He said he did this thing for.
Yeah. Hogan come back in 02 goes, no. Things are different now. You can't go back to WCW. Ted Turner's gone now. You can
That's
take the stink
mad.
face tonight. All right, Hogan? Okay, brother. He goes, all right, cool. He's
Why
all
had
right.
that stopped by 05 then? Why had that sort of stuff stopped by 05 with Hogan?
I mean, he won the world title
Yeah,
pretty
but-
soon after.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a minute, hang on, the world title
Yeah.
run and
And
everything
then
else
the
like
stuff
that.
with Michaels a few years later.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think it was just because it's like, all right, Hogan, like, we've heard stories about you in WCW, you know.
This
Just
is
so
like-
you know when you hear it, you have to play by our rules.
This is
So-
like your initiate. This is your lesson to get right.
Exactly,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
And can you kiss ass, literally? Yes, you can. Fantastic.
And he murdered Dwayne in an ambulance.
And then he killed The Rock, yes. And the crowd went nuts. Yay, Hogan!
Was
Yay!
he driving the?
He was.
Semi.
So who? In my mind, he points at it, and then the truck. Is it the
No,
other ones
it's
who
the other
point at
ones
it?
because they've got nothing else to
So
do. And they're
stupid,
going, oh
isn't
my,
it?
they should be doing the, oh, like,
Yeah.
Anyway, there's someone.
The segment was a mess. I thought
Yeah.
they clearly just had like the go home bit of like you got to end by saying your name to get the fan, and even he sort of made a mess of that because there was just that's how loose and free the segment.
Yo, just two wacky guys. Someone on Twitter, I'll just steal their line. Punk tanking Collision's ratings yet again.
Oh, it was on Saturday.
All right, well, I liked it.
No, when he was involved, it was very good. It was the best show of the year. Like at the time on my graph from the Culties.
Yeah. Maybe I do want to Punk NXT. Maybe it would be really good.
But then we wouldn't get stuff like, with Rey Mysterio on commentary, Dragon Lee beats Dirty Dom, clean as a whistle, to become the brand new North American champion.
I liked it.
Yeah. Dom was in his element here with his little bits of crowd work, doing the proper fishy kiss towards his dad on commentary. Booker T was fantastic here, saying Dom has done more than Rey Mysterio in the business already, when Rey was sat right there. There was a proper gnarly spot where Lee does the old nonsensical Del Rio stomping on the apron. There was a big thud, so I liked it, because I don't normally like that kick. Thud. Because they've got to hold themselves up. I don't like that. And we're protecting finishes with Dragon Lee, because I think Dom was on top at the time, if memory serves, and he hits the Liger bomb and then the old whoop-a-boo, and that was it.
The whoop-a-boo.
I forgot what the name was.
I love
Project Dragon or something.
That's
it's
it,
called,
yeah.
It's actually called Project Dragon.
It's something like
Mission
Mission Dragon.
Destino was the old move for it, but they think they call it Project Dragon now.
It's like the whoopsie woo.
Yeah.
It's just onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
The bibbidi bobbidi. Dom hung with Dragon Lee without needing mommy. Crowd want her anyway because they're normal. Luckily, his deadbeat dad was commentating and sounding exactly like Steve-O. I've never noticed that until recently because he's been on every podcast in existence. I'm surprised he's not bloody on this one this week.
Oh my God,
Steve-O.
imagine a Ray and Steve-O podcast. Hey, dude. Yeah. Hey, my friend, my knee.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Then I got a tattoo of my face on my knee. It's the same voice.
Wow.
I enjoyed the camera cutting to Salty Ray midway through the Three Amigos. Ha ha ha. Don't steal moves, yells Ray, who's taking everything Eddie left him.
Oh.
You are in a
That's
little
actually
spicy.
no, that's even worse. I put, yeah, you know what? I'll move on. Ray
What were you going to say? You
I
can't
put,
do
don't
that.
steal moves, yells Ray, who stole milking dead relatives from Captain Tom's daughter.
My word.
But I didn't say that, so it's all right. I put, also, I like Ray bounced from hating his kid to putting him over because he started doing really well. And then Dom the Ring General saved Dragon Lee's botch bomb into just a straight up power bomb of his own. I want Dom versus Snoop Dogg for WrestleMania. Anticlimactic finish, but Dom is grand. Happy that Dragon Lee won. Push that idiot. It's a good match, this.
Was good.
It was good, yeah. It was good for Dragon Lee as well, because hopefully now go on the main roster and people care more because he beat Dom.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to help him. Blair Davenport wins the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, running away to waste the final few seconds.
Yeah, I didn't include. There was various
I was
little,
going to say,
various little things that
I'm
happened.
sure
in the
Ross
match.
will have some notes in. I've definitely got some.
God,
as well,
I've
so
got
it's
some
fine.
notes here, Matthew. I will say, though, as an overriding comment, I thought this was the better of the Iron Survivor matches. As a match, I know Trick's journey was obviously fantastic, the way they did that, or the end and whatnot, but as a bell to bell, I thought this one was better than the men's.
I think this was the most consistent one.
I
Absolutely.
think this was the far less silly of the two.
Yeah, we'll go with
The
that.
men's one got a bit silly for me.
Tiffy Stratton with this cartwheel Alabama slam thingy, which,
Oh, right.
Joel, I'm sorry to do this to you for a second time this year. I'd like to change my move of the week to that one.
Oh my. Oh, baby.
Oh,
It was stunning.
It's an important thing.
I put,
And-
oh my God.
Yeah, it was really good. Kalani Jordan was fantastic. She was like, I've written down prime John Morrison here.
Wow.
In her offense, which is a very, very high compliment indeed. I was shocked to see Fallon get a fall over Tiffy with a shining wizard.
I thought she was going to win the whole match. I wasn't shocked. I was like, come on.
She was like one of the bottom rung for
Yeah,
me,
I
not the top
know,
shelf.
I know.
She was all the way at the bottom.
Oh,
Aye, basically on the floor. But then that makes Booker start screaming, money, 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 man. Money.
she's like the kitchen roll.
Then Big Lash, and I said Lash LaRue there. That's not her.
Oh.
Lash
We've done that
Legend.
before, though, yeah.
When she got going with her power moves, I was like,
Yep.
yes, you found your niche, you young lady.
I called it Last Legend of Doom.
And there was this move where Lash has Kalani. She's using Kalani as a weapon in the sort of powerbomb position, which was then reversed into a destroyer by Kalani. Then that was double stomped on by Tiffy, and then she did a double stomp on Kalani. It was unbelievable.
It's classic Iron Survivor challenge.
It is, yeah. And I was just, Blair stole it right at the end, which I didn't really see coming, just how the match was going. I guess that was the point.
I'm like, oh yeah, she's in this match, right? Okay.
She did the Grayson Waller at the end.
She did do the Grayson Waller.
Now,
yes.
2 of the 4 ever Iron Survivor challenges have ended that way. Interesting.
But it's good because that's why it was a really effective match type, and I think I'm glad they're sticking with it because it really gets you into these matches. Like I probably got some better notes to summarize it.
I can't wait for the first ever one that goes to sudden death.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be this one, but no.
Yeah, right. I like Blair and Fallon going for pin after pin after pin to start because that makes sense. Fallon somehow doesn't tap to a double Fujiwara. I went, oh, man, Ricky Choshi would submit to that. Wasn't happy about that.
He's not the top shelf, though, is he?
Yeah. That's right. Ricky who?
He just doesn't have the heart of Fallon Henry.
Yeah.
He didn't. He didn't go around his mum's pub when he was a kid and look at the top shelf and gone, yes, I want to be on that as a wrestler. He didn't do that, did he?
No, he didn't. You're right. He's a coward. Then Metaphor show up, so Fallon has to climb out. So she gets dunked to the announce table. And then Stratz dives beautifully onto everyone.
Yeah.
Holy poop chant, she rules.
I've got to say, a lot of people were laughing at how long they did for Fallon to fall through the table. I don't mind it. I'd rather she didn't break her neck.
Yeah. Aha, you're safe. Oh my God, Stratz double stomp onto mid-sunset flip Lash legend.
That's why, yeah.
Lash carrying 2 women and bashing them between the ropes, called a double dribble. She's never looked better.
Double dribble.
That's what they said.
Unbelievable.
Then the prettiest moonsault ever. Stunning. This match rules. And count the letters over it in this here. I put a match that features all these spots but focuses on the pinfall and submissions and how important they are to win the match. Plus there's a time of attention. Hell yeah. Only thing that was bad was Blair winning. But I mean, they should probably pretend to be pushing someone else who isn't Strat. I said best NXT women's match since last year's Iron Survivor. I mean, Becky's had a fair few good matches in NXT, sure. But yeah, no, I love this. Loved everything about it.
I don't mind Blair's the winner. I just, because she's different in her wrestling than everybody else.
I was going to say, yeah, that's
just
it.
don't let her talk the way they're having her talking at the moment, but more on that on the weekly show.
And after the match, Blair says she's going to win the title at New Year's Evil. Lara Valkyrie comes out for a stare down, but gets blindsided by returning Cora Jade, who raises the belt and then goes to get a selfie with CM Punk.
I thought she was going to come back in the steel cage match, but now that we see what happens in the steel cage match in a bit, we would have been deprived of a great line of dialogue had it not been. We'll get to it.
I put Cora Jade. Thankfully, doesn't talk.
I like Cora Jade when she talks.
Oh no.
No?
It nearly happened again on this week's NXT.
Wait, what?
Just remember when she cut that really long generic heel promo.
I thought it was JC.
It went on for ages.
No,
She did one as well.
It was
Cora
Cora.
did one as well,
Yeah. And then she didn't do many after that.
Oh,
and
no,
then
I
she
don't
started
remember
this. She started one on this week's NXT, but then got cut off.
Maybe I'm thinking of her.
Were you looking for someone with a boring voice?
Oh, the generation.
I'm
of
sorry, what
Jade.
did you say? Sorry, these voices are so boring.
Maybe I think she's good in like shorter backstage segments or video packages. Maybe she's got a case of the Darby Allins. No offense to Darby Allin or Cora Jade.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Elsewhere, Trick apologizes to Mello for doubting his innocence. Mello hypes him up for the Iron Survivor challenge. Yeah, I'm on the
They don't know what they're doing with this.
Yeah. No, we'll get onto that. I think we'll
They
just.
don't know
we have
what
to,
they're doing.
I know, I agree. But despite being 3 falls behind in the final minute, Trick Willie wins the men's Iron Survivor.
Wait.
Whoa.
You've missed a
You've
match
missed
or
the
two.
biggest star of the night.
Oh, God, sorry, the women's bits are all stuck together. My apologies. That's
Sorry,
my-
no, it's my
Backstage, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are confident they'll both win their respective matches. I tried to skip it. Mello beats Lexis King after ejecting a handshake at the start of the match.
This was fantastic. 'Cause
Liar.
Lexis King has his hair like a 4-year-old girl gets it done in Mallorca on holiday with her parents. So that's a fantastic start to go with the chin strap as well. There was no reaction for Lexis whatsoever. The match I've written down was literally okay. It didn't have the pop or the snap that I thought was going to happen because of the feud that was going on. It was literally just feeling like a Wednesday night, I said Dynamite match there, a Wednesday night NXT, a Tuesday night NXT match. Come Tuesday, of course.
Used to be
Wednesday, yeah. It just, King got a lot of offense in there, but he's got a case of the Eddie Thorpes at the moment because it's all really basic offense. And in this 21st century world that we live in, that doesn't quite hit when you're not really like laying it in hard.
Saying all the things I'm thinking here, Ross.
And I thought it was a bit of an odd setup for the finish because it looked like King got some of the backbreaker, even though it was supposed to be like a full reversal. So that didn't work. And then the promo after, I don't know if we're going to talk about the promo afterwards, Maffew.
Oh, you might as well. You might as well. I got my own bloody notes of this match, so go on, tell us. What did he say?
Lexis King revealed it wasn't him who attacked Trick, but thank you for that PLE spotlight after losing.
After losing, yes.
Now, this gave me a bit of a Tiffany epiphany regarding Lexis King. Is he a good heel? Because we hate him so much.
He's wank.
He does things that get under our skin. And I'm like, but that is deliberate. Or is it? How much of it, what percentage of it's deliberate?
I mean, Ric Flair would agree with you, because I've said before in the past, he said that the NWO killed the idea of just the evil heel. Now, all the heels have to be cool. So Lexis King comes out. He is technically a good heel because you absolutely hate the sight of him.
I know it's that.
But this is NXT.
It's the age-old like X-Pac heat versus real heat thing.
It's more disappointment for me at the moment because it all started so well with those vignettes,
right?
And then when he's in the flesh, it's not the same man.
I agree. I remember when King signed, and there were a bunch of people who went, "Hey, he's good. Stop being so negative." Well, to quote the late great Delia Smith, "Where are you? You can throw a rock in any indie locker room."
She's live, yeah.
I'll just say that very brief. Sorry. It means when people watch this in 10 years' time, which they will be, like, "Oh, that's nice, Matthew, to say that in 2023." You can throw a rock in any indie locker room and hit 10 wrestlers with better timing than Pillman. And also, to be fair, Hayes is supposed to be wrestling someone who attacked his friend, his best friend. He's supposed to be mad, and he wrestled, as you said, in the exact same way as he would any match. Whether or not this was down to him or NXT's training is debatable, I guess. The only thing, Mello ignoring King's awful backbreaker near the end to land his finisher, which I can look at as him going, "Whatever, I'm sick of ye." just ignoring it. And highlight was Booker asking Vic, "Can I say this? Can I say this?" And Vic says, "I'm not going to stop you. You're bigger than me." I put, "But then, yeah, lol, it wasn't me who attacked you. Thanks for the spotlight." I said, "You said it was you. What a stupid story with everyone acting stupid. I hate Shawn Michaels. P.S. I saw someone online describe King as a, quote, 1998 wrestler." You know what? Yeah, that's exactly it. All punch kick, no sense of time and no cohesiveness compared to what nowadays. This was it. This was the worst showing since the late great Gable Steveson.
Just to defend Carmelo Hayes, who didn't attack Lexis with the ferocity that one might imagine of someone, I think that Mello knows that it wasn't Lexis who attacked Trick because it was him who attacked Trick.
No, that oh, would you want to get sued?
Well, yeah, sorry.
Come on, man. We don't know that for a fact.
Shouldn't say that, yeah, sorry. Sorry, Mello.
You're getting cold for Christmas, you.
Yeah.
You can give it to Aiden, he'll probably like it.
But, we were making a big deal last week about the bait and bait last week and the storylines. This was a full-on bait and switch. But it is
Didn't
now
make any sense.
a switch that doesn't make any sense at all because the switch already admitted that he did it.
Yeah, he said he did it. Lol, I lied. Oh, great. What an amazing storytelling.
And just so people don't, because I remember it was me who brought it up, because I remember thinking this segment should have been a bigger deal when he admitted to being the culprit that we're all looking for. And I think he admitted it to Corbin. And Corbin went, "How did you attack Trick without actually physically doing it?" He basically admitted he was the mastermind behind it.
All right.
He was the Triple H to whoever's Rikishi. But instead, now he's gone, "I didn't do it." What's happened?
As we'll see in NXT, I think they've gone, "Oh, you know what? Can we change this?"
Do you remember when they were looking for, it was Brian and Rowan, and there was a lookalike of Rowan, and it went nowhere.
Who can forget
Was that when Bischoff was in charge for a very brief time of SmackDown? And then got sacked like really soon.
Oh, I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe. Means I'll have to listen to an 8-hour podcast on why that was actually a really good decision.
Yeah.
Oh,
what was
yeah.
that
Thanks,
about?
Lexus. And it said it was weird having Hayes in the come down match as well between the two Iron people, should say. Sorry.
Cool down match. Come down match.
You're coming down, aren't you? Off your high.
Taking a pill during the Iron
Yes,
Survivor.
that's exactly what I'm comparing it to. And then Corey Jade is interviewed backstage, says we'll learn her next move on Tuesday. Great.
I love the fact that she's cutting these heel promos, but she's got a tattoo there on her chest that says "Starve the ego, feed the soul." And she's being all sassy and dickish.
Oh yeah, you can't really do much about that now, can you?
Contradiction.
Yeah.
Contradiction. A contradiction. A contradiction. Contradiction.
Hospital. Horace is
my
having his
God, I'm not with it
contradictions.
today.
And then Trick apologized to Mello for doubting his innocence, hypes him up, and then we get the men's Iron Survivor Challenge.
When's the steel cage match? After
After
that?
this.
Oh,
After this,
thank
yeah.
you. Right, sorry.
Yeah.
The steel cage was another come down match, wasn't it?
It certainly
Which
was.
was weird.
But it doesn't matter because Iron Survivor Challenge. Trick Willie wins. What a great come down. What are your thoughts on this? Because I got loads.
Josh Briggs. That's my thoughts on this match. He was unbelievable in this match. He understood.
Big clothesline from hell.
I did. Biscotti. He understood the assignment in the first fall I've written to try and relate to the kids. He understood the assignment because he was going straight for pinfalls right off the bat. As Jack mentions there, he does the big lariat, but he also does the shoot Hurricane Rana, which I've never seen a better one since an Uso did it to Trinity for 2 back on Total Divas.
Other way around.
Oh God, yes. I'm not with it today at all. Sorry.
You brought that up so often. I knew that, even though I've not seen the clip.
Jimmy gets annoyed at her for the shoot
Yeah.
Hurricane Rana.
Don't be shoot Hurricane Rana and people. I thought, JB was the main man here for me, just all the way through the match, even though, for the first 3 quarters, up until Trick Willie start getting his falls in towards the end. Maffew, I'll let you talk now.
Oh, thank you, pal.
I feel like I've
No. There's so much in these matches, man. It's absolutely fine. But only one match between the Iron Survivor challenges. I'd have shoved Dragon Dom in between them, to be honest. What do I know?
Yeah.
I'm just a hack. But yeah, the 2 big lads did like fast spots and moments, but they're so big, they cancel each other out, you know. Why have Briggs dress up like Dijak as well as a wrestler like him? Wow, 2 tall white guys who hit big moves. Why is he dressed exactly the same as him with the black tights? Can they have anything else?
He's got cowboy. Well, he's got big workman boots on. What more do you want?
He did have his working boots on. You are right,
right.
Ross. I like Dijak punching bait out and him pinning Briggs was nice. Would have been even nicer if it was actually got him a pin rather than the ref being all like, no, can't count yet. Get out ring. Trick showed up to finally wake this crowd up. And oh my God, the springboard clothesline counter to Dijak. Yes.
Yeah.
I said, didn't get a pin though. The hell is wrong with this match?
Wait, I'm thinking of what he does to Breaker at the end.
Yeah. Then Bate managed a spinning UFO, aka the spinning but without the hands. And that didn't get a pin. Come on, man.
That's not going to get a pin.
It looks so cool, though.
It does look cool. There's a move on this week's the weekly NXT that should have got a pin, and we'll get to it. But
We will. And then Breaker shows up and pins everyone in like 40 seconds, and now the match has started.
He was unreal when he came out, like big Braun.
Yeah. Frank Steiner at the Tyler Driver for a pin, causing Braun to get mad because hey, that's my pin. I thought that was a lovely moment. Then it gets tense as people dump through tables and guardrails, but there's still 3 points for everyone and 2 minutes left. Yes, this is why this match can rule. This is just my thought process going through these. Then bitch Eddie Thorpe interrupts, and you suck, Eddie Thorpe.
Hey,
no one cheers because you spoiled things.
He likes trees. And he hates Dijak. And I thought that feud ended when Eddie won the match, but Dijak hung Eddie. That's like conclusive finish for me, but it's not. It's still going on.
Yeah.
that feud will never. It's like Raven Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah.
It's going to last forever.
Like trees.
And Eddie Thorpe's never going to win.
Just imagine like a little potted tree, the sunglasses on, switching sides.
They'll be.
Oh no, the tree has turned on Eddie Thorpe.
Sandman's kid.
He's also got black tights on.
There'll be a WrestleMania weekend 20 years from now where an aging Eddie Thorpe will be in a match. The lights will go down. It's just Dijak there. He's come back to uproot his
two
trees
branches
once
like
again. Yeah.
And then Trick Willie evens the odds at like 10 seconds, then counters a spear with a knee with 5 seconds left. Yes.
And
Mare first half, awesome second half.
And that class of children who watch the wrestling club in the school with the teacher go wild.
I bet they do.
They went mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla went wild at home. She doesn't watch NXT, but she watched this match and she was fully behind Trick Willie.
Was it because of the Iron Survivor stipulation?
Oh,
The
yeah.
tension of the numbers.
She didn't know the rules before the match, but sit down and watch the.
Yep.
It's the
The
greatest
display and everything, yeah.
It's the greatest stipulation in the world.
Yeah, NXT's big success stories, this, I think. I thought Booker was good here as well. As having someone just yell, yeah, actually worked because there's no time for analysis, just noise because the action's so quick.
I
It's
like
good.
he's got the full throttle, yeah, and then sometimes he's got a slightly lower gear one where he goes, meh, yeah.
I know it's during deadline that Vic a few times had to set him up like no catchphrases now, be serious. He had to say that and he asked him a
Oh,
question.
I knew. I thought he was like, oh, damn it.
I found it a little bit silly, Trick's comeback, but
Oh, really?
then I realized a day or two later, I thought, oh, it's wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on,
It
Jack.
was a good moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good moment.
I thought, it was really good.
I
I
was, I was pleased he won because I thought he was going to get screwed. I thought this was when they were going to do the mellow turns on him to cost him this match, but now I think he'll cost him the title match.
Why? The good match.
Well,
Texas King's out the way.
that's true.
Everything's good.
They're friends again.
But Dijak looking like solo album Rob Halford. Doesn't do him any favors. That was a reference for me. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up on the podcast. Sorry, ignore I said
Rob
that.
Halford.
There was a
He was
song
the guy
one-
from Judas Priest, but like when he was in Judas Priest, he looked cool as hell. Then he did solo albums, so he just looks like your dad.
John Moxley's Christmas song. Did he do a Christmas song, Rob Halford? I was like, where have I heard
God,
that?
no.
Yeah,
Does he?
because I think
Maybe
Renee,
he has.
Renee put a picture on somewhere. She was like, I asked John to play his Christmas music. And it's like, insert cover of Christmas song here by Rob Halford. I was like, well, that's where I know that name from.
Ooh. Fair enough.
There you go. He's got a Christmas song.
Oh, no.
I don't know what it sounds like. But if it sounds
It's
like
got an
Judas
amazing.
Priest,
I can't even emulate it. Like, but, yeah. So, any other thoughts there, Ross?
No, we've covered the whole thing
Fantastic.
all together, like
What a
good
great
friends
show.
do.
Backstage, we see Rey Mysterio congratulating Dragon Lee on winning the North American title.
This next bit though was really heartbreaking.
Meanwhile, a disappointed Josh Briggs snaps at his tag partner, but BJ tells both JB and Fallon Henley that they did themselves proud. They're then interrupted by the Metaphor, the Dafties, who mock them, and a brawl breaks out. Aww.
The metaphor is twice as good because they only lost half as much.
Yeah.
Folks, where's the lie?
You know when you're about to spot something wrong in wrestling, but then they've already anticipated it. So when they're laughing at them, I was like, has Lash Legend not just failed to win it? But then the face
Yeah, but
team
the
did say it.
Metaphor. That makes sense,
True,
yeah.
they're not going to care.
And
yeah.
they only lost once, not twice.
That's right.
Therefore, they're twice as good.
That's right.
But I just the way that JB snaps at BJ. Oh, goodness me. Do you? Do you know?
Well,
Nothing, man.
I felt sorry for BJ, but then on this week's NXT, I've totally 180'd it. I think he's a bit insidious. He's a creepy man. He's a little weird virgin.
He was doing that thing.
Get him
with,
told.
Forget what the thing was last week, but I remember talking about like your mom going like, "Oh, it'll be okay," and you're like, "Oh no, mom, it won't be."
Yeah.
That's why I guess I am on JB's side. Then.
I should say I'm not laughing at virgins there. His gimmick was literally for a while that he was.
He still is, as far as we know.
As far as we know.
Yeah, we didn't win here, did he? So
No.
Conor James wins the steel cage match against Roxanne Perez after interference from incredulous Izzy Dame. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh right, is that a catchphrase?
Yeah, she shouted it, and then there was a huge pop. You probably didn't hear it because of the huge
I know,
pop. When
yeah.
she
I didn't
said
hear it. Yeah, well then.
The
just
crowd kind
heard-
of got quieter when she said it.
I just heard it is what it is, and I thought that was our analysis of the match because that's what I was thinking.
I was gonna say,
it's one of the dullest cage matches
know.
I've ever watched in my life.
And it was a shame because
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez is like, pound for pound, given her level of experience, she's one of the most talented wrestlers on, and maybe the most in NXT. She's only about 20. Kiana James is one of the most like
Rapidly improving.
instantly good. Yeah, she's just. I think it was last year's Iron Survivor when we were like, oh, actually, she's really good. So I thought this was going to be like match of the night or one of them.
Because they
And
set
just
it up with the no escapes in this match, so it's going to be like, oh, fight till the death sort of thing, and then it just felt like a Tuesday night thing. It just there was nothing there. There was a dull thud off the power bomb from the bottom rope by Kiana. That was about as good as it got.
I can't remember last time I saw a move off the bottom rope, apart from Crash Holly's parody of The Undertaker's Old School, where he gets him and goes, now you're going to preschool.
Very good.
My favourite spot of all time, though. I thought good for them for hyping a women's matchup on a pay-per-view like this, but I didn't care about it going in. I didn't care about the match when it was on either. Just to set up for Izzy Dame to show up, the cage did at least prevent anyone from interfering in the ring, though, because she just smacked the door in the face.
Yeah,
So
Did no one go mental? But that's Izzy Dame.
I know it is.
She's been like 2 weeks.
Izzy
It
Dame,
took us
what
like-
are you doing
It took us
here?
like 2 weeks to like work out who
right?
she was. It's weird that they've just treated her like we all know. Oh my god, that's Izzy Dame.
They could-
She's had like no video package, no like establishment.
But very AEW of them.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had Brad Nessler in that role. That would have been the best bit. You know Brad, don't you, Joel?
Dude, Brad would have slammed the door and all the
Thought
walls
your
would have
favourite-
fallen down.
Thought your favourite moment yet, Joel, from Brad Nessler's career?
Can
Giving
we
you
just?
an hour.
I'm
what
still-
was
still
that about?
thinking.
Who's Brad Nesler?
I don't-
Who's
think-
Brad Lesnar?
Nesler.
Yeah. That's what I
Was this
said.
actually a thing that happened on AEW?
No, on SmackDown, he was a commentator for one of the matches. I
Oh,
think he's an
he
was.
NFL
I'll show you what.
commentator or something.
And they were like, "Here he
Killed
is."
50 man with his bare hands.
They were just acting like it was.
It wasn't a war, he was just
I don't know
angry.
if I tuned this out or watched it on mute. Maybe I had a podcast
Watch
on
it
in
on
the
mute?
back. I think I might have had a podcast on
You
in
watch
the
SmackDown have a
background.
podcast in the background.
When it's the matches, but sometimes.
The matches?
Don't admit to that on a
I don't-
wrestling
I don't-
podcast.
I watch on the podcast.
I don't do it for NXT because I like to hear what Booker's got to say.
What does Stephen Larson say about this?
Were you listening to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast?
I was listening to. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was now. our
Yeah,
podcast,
well done,
yeah.
Joel. There you go. Yeah.
Man
He's
alive.
learning, Joel. God.
No, but I will say that SmackDown's the one that suffers the most for me because by the time I come to watch SmackDown, I'm like, oh, it was so long ago now. It's last week.
I'll watch it on a Saturday.
Well, yeah, when do you watch it?
Depends how busy a week I've had, I suppose.
Oh, you don't watch it? Oh, okay. I mean, it's annoying the weekend having to watch this stuff sometimes, but like, yeah, make sure. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Then Ilya Dragunov beats Baron Corbin to retain the NXT title. So the match.
Well, I was laughing at Baron Corbin's entrance first because he needs stabilizers. He can't do it that slow like the Undertaker. Undertaker had fantastic poise while going very slowly around the ring. Baron needs stabilizers. There was a fall, that fall suplex on the announce table. The fall on the announce table stomach first from Ilya was disgusting. I like Corbin going, you wanted a hug? You got it. And then there's a shoot belly to belly. There was a dragon sleeper on a dragon. God.
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. We're playing Pokemon.
But again, Corbin has another match where he does all of his very pretty moves very well indeed, and then Ilya batters him. The powerbomb stuff, and then the coast to coast. I like the story of Ilya battering himself after Baron battered him. Therefore, Ilya was double as battered as he would have been if he was a sensible boy and not a dragon man. I'm just cringing at that, aren't I?
Yeah. No, you need to have more respect.
Yeah, that is the story of the match.
So you wanted a hug, I'll give you one, and then Baron gave him one. Decent story, decent action, with Baron playing his role very well. Why take risks when you can take a Rolls Royce? A perfect opponent for Ilya in his wrestling style. But crowd weren't exactly raving for Ilya. I don't know if it was due to a long show or not believing Baron had a chance to beat him. Or maybe we're going to say the same thing here. Ilya is just too unrealistic as a main champion right now. He's the Russian Ultimate Warrior by way of Germany. Like, it's all good yelling, I will die before I give up. But he's lost that human element that's relatable. You'd rather die than give up. Good for you. How about stop hitting moves that hurt you like the coast to coast, idiot?
Yeah.
Picked up near the end, I guess, with Baron countering the torpedo with Deep Six. That was nice. But then he landed a brainbuster for the near fall. Well, that's not ending it, is it? I really like the sheer effort it took for Ilya to bomb Corbin with a powerbomb near the end. We had to struggle. Some might say it was a botch, but I think it looked awesome. Like, it took everything out of him to do it. And then that falling H-bomb won it. No, it didn't. So, Maffew. Ilya gave him a hug to no pop. Too much pomp, maybe not enough circumstance.
Right. I think that they really tried hard with the build, with the whole family angle and stuff, and the Baron's life versus Ilya's life.
You can't touch your family.
But I don't think that maybe people bought into it as much as they were hoping they would.
Yeah, because he's all showing like one promo package. You're like, oh, it's me, Ilya, with my little children, haha. But then the rest of the time, he's like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, calm down, mate.
Do I want my Ilya Dragunov to be humanized, or do I just want him to be Ilya Dragunov?
You're taking it maybe a bit too seriously. Like,
I think the crowd might have just been
NXT.
not that into it because you can only be so excited when you've just seen the Izzy Dame. You'll be buzzing.
I just think it's because I've written down a much shorter words than you. Dragunov is too weird to be a babyface.
Weird. There you go.
The hug bit did not land on the NXT before Deadline.
Yeah.
The hug bit did not land in this match either. Just having batter folk like the 3 H bombs at the end were great.
It's
all the drama.
We are kindred spirits. But Baron's like, no, you're not, and the crowd are like, yeah, you're not.
If I want to go and watch stuff like that, I'll hug you because I'm. I'll go down and watch the theatre and watch a play.
Yeah, his feuds, they like to make them
You'd
all
go tame a shrew, wouldn't
like
you, Ross?
high concept, like battles of two philosophies and stuff like that. But the thing I've enjoyed most recently from him was when he was angry at Nathan Fraser and just destroyed him, and I was like, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he doesn't need all the words. Just have him batter folk.
Yeah.
That's all he needs.
Yeah, it's not because he can't do a good promo. He can.
It just doesn't land. Does it?
Yeah.
No one wants to hug Baron, but yeah. So a weird up-down show. Like a hard monitor this one, but because the Iron Survivors over-delivered.
I think
Like
generally,
Booker T's dinner.
like most NXT PLEs, it was more good than bad, which is a miracle given the weekly. No offense, guys.
What do you mean?
Well, just it's a bit of a silly show, isn't it? Usually.
What?
Anyway.
Shows he watch? Oh, he's got a silly podcast. He's got Tom and Jerry on the background.
Yeah.
Such a
See, that's his
2021 comment that from Jack there.
Sorry.
It's disgusting.
He was on Wednesdays.
Uh-huh.
AEW Collision at the same time. Why bother? Eddie Kingston beats his nemesis Claudio Castagnoli in the Continental Classic. That's a lot of C's. God. Any thoughts there, Ross?
Love the start. It was like Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 33. One hell of a setup for Claudio's neuralizer, as well. Neutralizer, that's the right word.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was a nice, simple match structure, this one. Eddie got battered, and then Claudio did not stop for ages. And I mean ages. It went on and on and on. Eddie nearly stole it with the Hurricane and then did steal it with the roll-ups. I thought it was just a nice, simple story told by two good wrestlers.
Well said. I put AEW Collision starts. The very first thing you see when you trill it up is Ethan Page saying, "I'm not my best, but whatever." What a way to start a show!
Yeah, they're not landing for me. Kenny Omega's was bad as well. Was that this week or last week? I can't remember.
He gets a crap one on Dynamite, so maybe it's
dear,
God.
That was the most Jericho-produced segment I've ever.
Right.
Yeah.
Claudio says, my two least favorite things in wrestling: amateurs and Eddie Kingston. Oh, he really changes gears when he's with Eddie Kingston. I love it.
Yeah.
I put this might just Eddie getting smacked around by that hateful bum Claudio until he was able to brave it out because he'd have been out of contention if he'd lost. Sunset flip win because he's the best.
There was a great moment as well where Eddie, I've written down, is getting kicked to F in the corner, but I can't say the F. And he looks concussed, and it cuts to this lass in the crowd, and her face is like that emoji, like the fella from off the buses, on the buses, whatever, that big line.
Oh, wow.
Big,
Okay, yeah.
Good moment there where a cameraman seen a reaction in the crowd and picked it out at the right moment.
Yeah.
It's a rarity in wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought up on the buses. It's a big fan. People love this show and then they're watching on the buses.
I've been sitting next to Aiden too much.
I found it weird that this match was happening. I found it weird that these two were in the same group in the Continental Classic and it was on the same week as Moxley Swerve, which was obviously going to main event, because Claudio and Eddie's such an old and that sounds stupid, like a powerful rivalry, like a rivalry that so much hatred in it. That it's weird to see it open a Collision, but you can't complain because it's only there's a certain floor for these two, and it's quite high. They're never going to have a bad match with each other. Yeah. So I just found it weird that this was the latest installment in their rivalry when the last one was for the Ring of Honor title, I think. Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Did enjoy it, though.
New York.
Yep.
I do think you can only book certain wrestlers in matches like this, though. Like the way Eddie won, he got battered, and he should have lost, really, the amount he got battered. But the fact is that sort of guy who makes you feel.
That's it.
I don't know why I put the Italian accent on it, but there you
Him
go.
and Fallon Henley as well with the heart. So much heart.
But Eddie's one of the few wrestlers you can't book winning like this and it not go wrong. If that makes sense, yeah.
And the Claudio, hopefully they'll capitalize on it and he'll be fuming because he's been beaten with a wrestling move by someone he sees as an inferior wrestler.
That amateur Eddie Kingston. John Moxley cuts a backstage promo on his opponent next week, Swerve Strickland. He says Swerve...
Oh, God, that was on Dynamite. Sorry, I was talking bollocks then before when I was like, this was on the same show as Swerve Moxley. Because it wasn't...
You need to stop listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
It was just for SmackDown. I'm a Red Brand boy.
He says Swerve has a buzz. Sorry, he has a lot of buzz, but buzz is cheap. He says it's going to be a long night. Swerve later cuts a promo of his own saying he runs this industry and can match Moxie's level of violence. Also, like Mox's other line, Hellsman shouldn't get surprised at fierce wins. Oh, he always gets that one really good line.
That's very Gabriel Kidd. The lifeboatman.
That's right, he was.
Yes,
He was a big boat.
it was.
And he shoved the gargoyle at me one time when I booed him.
Did you get the hat from him? In the lifeboatman's wardrobe.
Yes, they help.
I like Moxie's pro because he has a go at Roosh at the start as well, saying Roosh is a lot of bark. And I was like, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is there.
Did the guardrail hit you when he shoved the guardrail at you?
No, but I went, oh.
Okay, that's fine.
I wasn't expecting it. He waited till he was just past my line last night.
Classic.
He went, ha, you flinched. And I was like,
And I was a big fan of the camera angle for Moxley's thing because it reminded me of Heath Ledger's Joker, so it did. Especially when he was speaking about Swerve having some, and I quote, buzz. Buzz. That's my impersonation.
and I quote,
That's what he did.
What word did he use?
Buzz.
Buzz, right.
Buzz. But he did
Wait.
like a Heatherism to it.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
Ledgerism. Buzz. Buzz.
okay, right, okay. This week, Ross has a stroke. Wheeler Yuta interrupts a Hook interview. He challenges him to an FTW rules match.
Hook's the Joker, isn't he?
What does that sound like?
No, not the Joker, the devil. Sorry.
Jesus.
Oh.
I thought you meant because of like
End
his.
the podcast.
I thought you meant because of his hair being all like wearing that. But
No.
the devil.
Really, really subdued Joker. Yeah.
The
Anyway.
devil, the AEW devil.
Hook's the devil.
I'm saying it's
No.
Hook. I'll tell
It's
you
just,
why.
you know what? It's as likely as the other choices right now.
I'll tell you why at the end of this week in wrestling thing.
At the end?
That'll be in 3 hours' time. We'll have forgotten by then.
Oh yeah, I'll remind myself. Though.
Okay.
Is it me? Am I the only person who forgets Wheeler Yuta talks and acts now, which is a dick?
The great Yuta sounds like a right nerd. I've written down considering he's in the BCC. He's like, oh well, I will take you down to the woodshed, young boy. I don't know. And I'll chop you on the arse, I will. But he sounds like that, didn't he? Like,
I think we've pointed out before because randomly when he left the best friends, I think it was Trent was like, yeah, Chuck might like you, but I've never liked you. And we were like, when was that? That was out of nowhere. But turns out Trent was right.
Yep.
Wheeler is a dick.
Well done, Trent.
he's got a case of the Jarretts. I'm going back to that one.
Yeah,
He's he's the Lexus King.
People got like a key or a legend watching the show. All right, Jarrett means just not likable. And then Willow Nightingale beats Mercedes Martinez with a roll-up, but gets attacked by Mercedes and Diamante after the bell. They beat her down with weapons, but Statlander makes a save and chases them off with a chain. Hey, did you like the formula of the first match? Because here it is again.
That's what I've written down as well. It was just odd to see the exact same formula for the first match repeated so soon after it. That's the only negative thing to say about it, because both lasses, they laid it in.
Was this the only women's match on the show?
It's AEW. Do you need to ask?
It just didn't feel like much thought went into it.
Let me just check.
I can't remember now.
Yes, it is.
It was a good match. It was just odd that it was just the same as Eddie versus Claudio, but there was a roll-up after a Razor's Edge Shambo, I've called it. Razor's Edge Shambo. What a maneuver it was. But yeah, for me, it just let it down because it was the same.
I know you can only have so many matches on Collision. My issue isn't with there just being one women's match. It's just if there is only going to be one, at least make it more substantial, or like a bit more to it, I suppose.
I think we've said the same thing for the past 2 years.
Well, yeah,
now,
yeah,
so,
of course, yeah.
And then the former JS cut a promo ahead of 2.0's hometown tag match later on tonight. Jake Gert says he won't be there at ringside because he's too busy trying to get Danhausen arrested for stealing his hat.
The FBI and the Mounties are looking into it.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. He stuck his hat down.
That's good for little Guido getting work.
When did his hat get put down his shorts or something?
It was
that
a while ago.
Rampage?
It was on Dynamite, I think.
Was that on Dynamite?
It was whenever Danhausen made his return from selling bootleg t-shirts.
And he had the hat with him. And Hager was cross, but I thought he got rid of the hat anyway. I thought he didn't want it.
Does it sound like sometimes we talk about like Peppa Pig episodes? He took his hat.
Purple hat, yeah.
And he wouldn't give it back.
You're such a big fan of Bret Hart as well. He had a jacket in his Once Upon a Time.
That's right. When it was real, when a pirate stole Bret Hart's jacket, when wrestling was good. Saraya and Ruby Soho arrive. It sees Ruby and Ange flirting. Saraya and Daddy Magic aren't happy about this. Saraya wants Ruby to prove that she isn't a traitor like Tony Storm.
Yeah, she thinks that Ruby fancying someone means that she's going to betray her. That's a weird.
No, that's not the reason I'm going to betray you.
Yeah.
Maybe she just thinks Ruby fancies her and they're actually in a relationship. Maybe that's what her thought process is.
Well,
She's
she's jealous.
No, yeah, she's just in a relationship with Ruby, and now Cool Hand's come in and she's got eyes for him. She's going to be all alone. It said to me that Saraya is going to be Oot soon of AEW.
Oh.
Because she obviously can't wrestle for reasons that are very well established. Tony's left her. Ruby's leaving her. She's got no one to manage now. She can't wrestle. What's
she's not going to have enough money after all the Twitter fines. So she's going to end up paying AEW to wrestle.
That doesn't apply to me, is what she said this week.
Did she say it like that?
Yeah, exactly like that. Well, it's been a long running thing on the channel. I always think she sounds like a bit like a whale in the... Hello.
It's when she was feuding with Charlotte. It goes back to that.
All the way back. She's still getting done dirty for those.
Charlotte!
You know what? Couldn't have been a nicer person.
What are you doing? Just that silly...
She does sound like a whale.
Just that silly Norwich accent, isn't it?
She did sound like...
It's like a slide whistle.
She did sound like...
Hello.
It's when they're trying...
Don't leave me.
I think it's off Finding Nemo, isn't it? Jesus.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
true. It's a blue whistle. A whale.
I'm glad it landed like 8 years after it started.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, were you not watching classic WCW?
No, when I watched SmackDown, I have the audio one. I can't have a bloody podcast made years ago on. It's like some people. Then Wardlow beats Willie Mack in almost a squash match.
I'm sorry about the SmackDown thing, lads. I didn't.
It's just funny hearing like, oh, we're doing wrestling discussion, wrestling podcast people. Oh, I've got someone else in the background while watching these.
Of course
shows.
I did.
Why would you say that?
Because it was a match, and I was like, I don't need to hear the commentary for this one.
Is it certain matches, or is it all the show?
I don't know if it's because JBL was on, but apparently he was quite good though.
Apparently he was quite good.
I don't know. Yeah.
Jack will never do it again.
I'll never do it
Please
again.
no.
No,
Stop
this is a
watching.
one-off time.
Next
he did
week.
It. Road Dogg, you should have done it. No one would have said no.
Next week, I'm gonna like note down my favorite bit of commentary from each show, just to prove.
Good.
Yeah.
There'll be a test.
Yeah.
Wardlow, because Willie Mack is the friend of AR Fox. That's why this match was
That's right,
happening.
yep.
So that makes sense. Wardlow was stopping a shoot Hurricane Rana from Willie and turned into a powerbomb. which was unreal and got a justified reaction from the crowd as well.
Absolutely.
And on a man the size and girth of Willie Mack doing a big last ride like that was fantastic as well.
Big Willie style.
Big Willie style.
Willie's had to eat a lot of humble pie here.
Yes.
He talked big in the promo, and he was like,
Pack your lunch.
"Yeah, because I'm a big boy," or something like that. And you've got to be to eat all of my ass. You've got to be hungry.
To eat my ass, you have to be hungry.
Yeah, I've mixed up my gimmicks in AEW there, but he talked a big game, and Wardlow, I think I called it almost like a glorified squash, basically.
It was, yeah. But I guess we'll be doing this until after World's End, won't we? Because that's when MJF is free.
I put Wardlow squashing Mac because he's friends of AR Fox. Is that like being mates with Maffew? He loses, so yeah, it must be. Sorry, pal. And I put, bloody hell, is Wardlow actually getting over again? He is, isn't he? Bombing Mac, then leaving before the ref has declared the match over was so cool. He's getting over again. How annoying is this?
Yeah, but we'll get
It's
to
so frustrating.
It's happened 3 times now.
Yeah, and they drop the ball every time.
this
As
is
soon
the
as he gets
fourth.
over, they're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
He's
So weird.
undesirable to undeniable to undesirable. Just ad infinitum,
Yeah.
just constantly, yeah.
He's the devil.
He's the devil's henchman,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be a step back now.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, he's getting over again. And then suddenly he'll just be the heavy in the next stable.
Unless they
So
follow
weird.
through with the whole, Batista Triple H sort of story from back in the day.
But they already literally did that with MJF.
Yeah, but MJF
So weird.
made a mess of it, didn't he, by going to business for himself on an aeroplane?
Oh, yeah, that thing that happened. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it did happen, and that's what made a mess of it for Wardlow.
I did.
There was boarding passes. Remember?
Yes.
What a night that was
The
on Wrestling
halcyon
Twitter.
days, Kenny Omega beats Ethan Page, but raises his arm after the match as a show of respect. Kenny is ambushed by Big Bill as he leaves, and Ethan checks on him.
This was Ethan Page's first AEW singles match since June, I saw. Page was looking shredded. And apparently it's all down to Cesar Bononi. Apparently Cesar Bononi puts together like meal plans and workouts and stuff, so...
He seems like a really nice guy.
I'll be giving Cesar, he's a mole as well. He's not the mole. He was rumored to be the mole, wasn't he, back in the day, but it got found out to be someone else.
Oh, yeah, didn't Jericho blame... what's his name?
Tino.
That's it. Yes.
Sabatella.
And he went, what? He was like, I go, no, it's not me. Wait, Jericho just said it was me with no,
Yeah.
We need more. I love anything like that in wrestling. Cold War stuff. We need more
Yes.
spies and stooges and moles.
They looked and see who was more powerful. All right, you take the blame because Cesar's more valuable to you.
I'd love if one of the NXT roster was an AW mole.
Like CM Punk, you mean?
Like, say, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled. Wow.
Amazing.
But this
go on.
match here just made you wonder what Ethan Page has done to Tony Khan or someone in power in AEW to not be used for so long. Because we knew he could talk. Now he's got the shredded body, and he had a ding-dong battle with Kenny Omega. So what? Let's LFG kids.
Yeah.
With Ethan Page. Yeah.
Aye. How about lol? Page is booked for the final battle versus Tony Nese.
That's what I mean. What's that about?
And he just lost 6 days before it. Crowd loves Omega. There's absolutely no reaction for Page. They're in Canada. It's a battle of the two Canadians. To be clear, and I want to bring this up because it's relevant, not even fake crowd pop was used for Ethan Page. This was literally the A-bomb versus coughing baby meme. They did the dumb suplex. Have you not seen that? Oh, it's coming to Twitter like, who wins? A-bomb versus coughing baby.
What do you mean A-bomb?
Like
The A-bomb. Atomic bomb, sorry.
Oh, right, an A-bomb.
Oh, right, yeah, you know what? Away I saw. That's absolutely fine, man. They did this dumb suplex outside thing that Dynamite Kid loved doing, which is evidence you shouldn't do it. And it looked like crap. And I swear they piped in "This is awesome" chants as they didn't show any of the crowd doing it, and they were silent afterwards. This is
AEW don't
sad.
pipe in crowd noises, do they?
It certainly sounded like it here. During picture-in-picture, no crowd noise, and it came back on the main feed. The fake crowd noise came back on.
Oh,
I don't understand why they would do that. Again, using fake crowd noise isn't necessarily bad, but noticing it is. This went on forever, like most of Omega's matches. Jesus Christ, Matthew, calm down. And crowd were dead unless Kenny was doing stuff. Do you like this match?
I thought as a match. I understand, the crowd went in for Ethan Page, but how could they be when this was his first singles match since June? All of his stuff's been on Ring of Honor, but this proves that he maybe should be used on AEW. Like he was maybe touted to when he signed. He came in with not
Get in line.
forgetting about the brandy line.
It's.
He
She didn't need to do that to
yeah,
him.
he came with a bit of ooh, he's here. Let's go.
Sorry, Ethan, take a number and get in the line.
And he's proven before earlier in his career that given time and to build a feud, he's really good at it. I'm sure him and Darby had a really good feud in Evolve where it was just Ethan Page just murdering Darby all the time.
Had the coffin match on A-Dub.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I think
they did the feud again in AEW. Yeah.
He'll be all right, though, because I think there's a gap in the Outcasts he can take.
But I did like the story of him being like, but apparently he was put through a table on Ring of Honor.
Oh, God, I was thinking of Outcast, the hip-hop duo. I was like, even Andre 3000? What?
So that's what he got on during SmackDown, the Love Below.
Yeah.
Because like, the story was apparently got put through a table on Ring of Honor like a day or two before this collision. So he wasn't 100%, which is why he didn't win. So I was like, can they follow up if that's the reason he didn't beat Kenny Omega? And as you say there, he's now fighting Tony Nese in Ring of Honor.
He'll beat Tony. As long as he can watch out.
Oh, Tony Nese kills him.
As long as he watches out for that running Nese, then he'll be fine. That was his finishing
great.
Yeah.
Tony.
At least it was on 205 Live, because I remember it was a WrestleMania reactions, I think. Sam's the only one who's picked Tony Nese to win, because the rest of us are like, Tony's not going to win this one, he's crap. And then he hits his move, and we're all just like, he's hit a running knee, and Sam goes, it's the running, no irony, he goes, it's the running Nese, and we'll go, the running, and he pins him with it.
because that's his
And we're like, Sam, the only one who watches 205 Live, got the prediction right, fair enough.
That means he's the coolest.
He used to do graded for it. He got quite into it.
Poor guy. CJ Perry cuts a promo hyping up Andrade's tournament chances backstage, but Miro Tate interrupts. That's good. He wants to be the breadwinner while CJ stays at home cooking and cleaning and giving birth to children.
In his defense,
Oh, no.
Oh no! Cut, Joe, cut.
he called her queen.
Okay.
Well, that's
right.
okay then.
That means it's all fine.
Miro says once the CC is over, so is Andrade.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'll put, okay, so Miro is a misogynistic heel now,
Yep.
and Andrade is a face,
Yep.
or is CJ the face? Why do I care? Why can't AEW just be normal?
It's the moment when Miro walked on and he's like, I'm your husband. When was the last time you said so many good things about me? Because she was waxing lyrical about Andrade at the time. And then the stuff came out Miro's mouth that we've just talked about there, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to get her out the business because that, like the materialistic like stuff from the business and looking for the spotlight made her a bad person.
Well, I thought that's what he was saying, and we were meant to think in kind of an old school Randy Savage way that it's his own insecurities, his own jealousy, and he's a heel. So we're meant to think he's using this as an excuse, but really he's just jealous and he wants it. But now this was a really big shift in gears.
Yeah.
He's just said it. He's just confirmed it all. So I don't get it.
I think I'm done analysing this like it's a GCSE book report or something, because it's just kind of not there for me now. Until it gets to where it's going.
Oh, God, I need-
Jesus,
sorry, I
sorry.
keep
We've tombed the table.
I have.
Julia Hart says she knows what is behind everyone's mask, but there's one person she can't figure out. Oh, no, sorry, Abaddon. Right, okay.
Does she know who the devil is? She knows
Well, it sound
everyone.
like
She knows
it,
about
yeah.
everyone's mask. Well, fair enough.
That damn CM Punk, the House of Black, keep on mentioning on TV for some reason.
Yeah. Do they want to...
It's like, stop.
Could the leader of that stable perhaps want to get fired so it can go back to Triple H ran WWE?
That's purely speculation,
Yeah.
but yeah. Penta and Commander then win a tag match against the very popular 2.0.
Yeah, poor Ethan Page didn't get a pop, but 2.0.
2.0 were more over than maybe even Kenny Omega here.
I guess.
I'm not even kidding.
I think this was specifically their bit of like Montreal, wasn't it? And I think they're from
Yeah.
Montreal. Okay.
So the Olay chance didn't stop. Daddy Magic chance stopped Penta in his tracks, even. Penta was selling for chants in this match.
Yeah.
They got the crowd chanting the 10 punch en français. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, well, no.
I'm really happy I remember that. I haven't done that in ages. Thank you.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi et dimanche. France, France, France. What's our song?
What song's that?
That was our song for learning the days of the week in French
I
club.
didn't do that one.
We didn't have French in first school. We had French club that you had to
Wait,
sign
an
up
optional
for.
club?
Yeah, an optional club after
French
school.
club? After school, French club? I had
I
no idea. What?
was a SWAT, me, in the
Oh,
early days.
bless you.
I was a French club. That was the song we had.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can get that.
Then we had another one for the colours. It was like, I can't remember the colours one. I'm not giving it a try.
Fair enough then. Did we do any? Oh, we did Ça Plan Pour Moi, but that was just because we liked it.
From the start, Jackass.
Yeah, anyway, French.
Commander.
Oh, Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
That's another French song, yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
you
good
what,
lyrics there.
This match made me, and the Sami Zayn stuff from earlier this year. Montreal is one of those cities where I'd quite like to go just to. It's such a unique. It's like the hub of French Canada, isn't it? And I just think it's got quite a unique cultural identity.
Right.
Quite
It's
interesting.
not strong enough identity for the luchadors to bleed lose.
I know.
That was weird, wasn't it? Because the crowd work was all there. It was all going well. It was.
You can pin Commander.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
No, Yob. Between this, Roosh is kicking out.
Why?
Bloody, what was the one, the Rampage match where the guy didn't want to lose? Who was that?
Was it Mystico?
No, it was Grand Metal League, wasn't it?
Against
yeah.
Mystico. One of them.
Maybe, yeah.
It
It was
Grand
one of
Metal League,
yours. Maybe Vikingo.
Yeah, God, yeah, they're really fitting in with AEW's style there.
But the finish was amazing, even though it wasn't maybe the right call, because the shooting star assisted package pile driver.
Yeah.
It was great. And obviously the performance from Commander and Penta banished any memories of Gravity.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
good.
wrestler, not the...
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, so...
Oh, poor Grant.
He was rubbish.
I know,
It
but
was bad.
he had
The
a
one
bad-
match you pack, that's
he
all
had
we
a bad
needed.
match. Yeah.
Aye.
Bad gimmick as well, isn't it? He walks down the ramp like that.
We've already got
Get
Orange
out, will
Cassidy,
you?
come on, man.
But yeah, it was a nice house show feeling match, but yeah, the finish was a bit confusing. Or the result, sorry.
I agree. Andrade beats Bryan Danielson. in the
You've
tournament.
missed off Keith Lee's suit. That was almost my Hall of Fame nomination this week.
Keith Lee shows up in a suit.
Do you see the
He
promo
looked
package with
lovely.
the little sit-down interview with Shane Taylor?
Oh,
Shane.
yeah. That's on Final Battle, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's when Keith went, my next opponent is on the horizon. And then Shane Taylor went, can I be your next opponent? And he went, indubitably, yes. I was like, what about you on the horizon, Keith? Unless that was him. I don't know.
But he's not here yet, so yeah, I'll wrestle you before he shows up, I guess. And then, the main event, Andrade beats Danielson in the tournament after targeting his injured eye bone. Medical
Eye
staff-
bone have I put? I remember,
Well, yeah, right.
I remember writing that and not being sure whether to put eye or orbital bone, and I've clearly just gone,
That bit of the face.
aye.
Medical staff check on Bryan after the bell. So does Andrade, but the BCC shove him away. Andrade makes the belt motion as he leaves. So yes, like the news report, like every time Bryan Danielson does something that looks like it hurts because it's wrestling, people go, "Oh my God, he's really injured." No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But it made for a great match, predictably.
Nigel's continued hatred of Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, right.
Because Bryan's guilty of it as well. He does it with Eddie Kingston. And everyone loves Eddie Kingston. Apart from Claudio Castagnoli.
Of course, yeah.
God, everyone in AEW has got like a never-ending nemesis. I like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. We all got worked earlier in that week. Which is
That's because of
embarrassing.
dickheads in the arena, isn't it? Just putting out, oh, Danielson's injured again.
Yeah.
So they got worked, and we got,
And we reported the workings.
yeah, we did, yeah.
That's our story, and we're sticking to it.
I'm glad that he's not injured because he's had
I'm
a few
upset.
recently.
I'm very upset he wasn't injured.
Yeah, I was, because it was pretty early in the match that Andrade does like a prime HBK, like flying forearm across the ring. And I was like, oh, God, that's an odd move to do to a man wearing an eye patch because of reasons.
Yeah.
But that was the story of the match. Excuse me. And Andrade is getting put over really strong, considering more rumors that his deal is coming up soon and he wants to go.
God, there's more rumors in this bloody thing than Fleetwood Mac.
But I don't think it's true. It can't be. He's getting, again, after Dynamite as well, he's getting put over really strong.
Yeah.
Brothers.
But could there be like a... It's not even like the Radicals because they've already been there. They're like doing a U-turn. The Rudicals. Oh, like him, Black, Miro. Like they could be a little stable going back to WWE.
The lads.
Yeah, just the boys.
They call themselves the Lads.
The League of Nations.
with a Z on the end.
You've got Mexico, you've got Holland, you've got Bulgaria.
Oh.
The Ladicals.
And just get Barrett in it as well. He can manage them. Yeah, it'd be
Get
brilliant.
Shamu over as well.
Shamu.
Sheamus.
Oh,
That's an OSWism, isn't it? Shamu.
yeah.
Oh, big
So were you
Shamu.
doing the whale noises thing? I was like, is that a connection to that? Or
Gorgeous Orca.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
no. Go for a break. Because we
If
talked
you
a lot
want,
and you
yeah.
go to the toilet. Sorry.
You sound like a right kid there. There you go, Joe.
Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso and his catchphrase, open the show. That's the one. He asks if we want to see CM
Sorry.
Punk on Raw and calls out Drew McIntyre for attacking Sami Zayn last week. Drew arrives and says he hopes Punk signs to SmackDown because he knows what he's really like and he'll tear the locker room apart. It's big, if true.
I really enjoyed that bit from Drew where he's like, do you know him personally, do you? Because I do. When all the fans are going, no, you're wrong.
Man's a dick. Drew apologizes to Sami, even though he talked about his family, and tells Jay that a real man owns up to his mistakes. Get the hint? Jay goes, all right, let's have the match now. Square go. Drew beats Jay after an eye gouge and a Claymore kick. Of course he does.
Jay was yeeted out during his promo. He was talking like me, like I do after I've walked up some stairs. Just all the way through his promo. I mean, that's not a good talk. I don't know why. Drew McIntyre, though, was fantastic here. The bit I've mentioned there. And his straw poll was nice. Just going like, let's be honest now. Be honest now. And he picks on Austin in the front row for not putting his hand up. Who doesn't care about his family. Shame on Austin.
That broke Austin as well. With the tight zoom on him. As if to be like, this is the guy that Drew hates.
Yeah, so if you didn't watch the show, Austin's this lad in the front row because Drew goes,
it's not Austin.
It's just some lad. So Austin Theory paid a ticket to watch the show because he couldn't get booked. He says, you there, if somebody attacked you or mentioned your family, would you not want revenge? And obviously Austin's big face, no. He goes, right there, Austin's family. Austin just said that he's a coward and doesn't care about them. And it's, zoomed in on him. Amazing stuff.
I think he got that section to put their hands up, and Austin was the only one who didn't, so he singled. He was right, you then.
Yeah, I love Salty Drew. Yeah. Claymore at the announce table to hit Jay didn't seem a very sensible option to me, but he did it anyway, so what do I know? I put, after the match, and Jay's like, my eye. Drew sleazily kips up, like seconds later, just because nonchalantly, then pushes his sleazy hair up. He's so good, isn't he?
Imagine being able to not only just kip up, which I certainly can't do. Can you, Maffew?
I haven't tried.
Maybe you could.
I don't understand how you even do it.
No. But imagine being able to not only do it, but do it in a certain way, like with mannerisms as well. It's insane.
Might try it later on.
Do
so
it
I'm
now.
Thinking about
I'm wondering, can you do it?
Let's have a podcast.
I've just had some coffee and some of those little
Even
cherry
better.
tea sweets. No, it'll be, I did it.
But I thought the match felt like a proper main event, so it did. Drew being a big bastard, like I've written down sensual professional wrestling because I must have had Marvin.
Sensual healing.
Yeah, bit of
nice.
Is that Marvin? Yeah. Is it
Marvin? Marvin, yeah.
Must have him on the background. And then Jay just gradually fighting his way back into it. So it was a nice main event. But the referee, I'm probably in the minority here, but I feel like if the referee, you got to have the referee always do that kind of thing or never do it all. Because when they do it sporadically, it just makes you feel like, oh, well, why don't they do it all the other times? You know what I mean?
Consistency is the key. Obviously, you had that in the background during this, because why was this in the podcast during this? Of course, we were joking earlier.
Can I just say...
only had that on
Can I just clarify?
SmackDown.
And it's not... I do listen to SmackDown properly. This week was a bad week, right? I'll be back on it next
Fair
week.
enough. I just want to clarify to the lovely
I'm going to bring
listeners.
a transcript of the full SmackDown commentary next week, and we'll pour over it word for word.
I hope we don't. We get another Nakamura video package. He compares Cody Rhodes to a dog chasing a car, saying he'll never finish the story.
Brilliant.
That's great. Cody strives for the acceptance of others, and Nakamura freed himself from that burden long ago.
Bit generic heel stuff, but okay.
Yeah, they'll bring Cody's story to an end, and it showed all the little animated stuff they did for him.
Those make him look class, I
Yeah,
think.
right.
Is it anime? I don't even know. That
That was kind
cartoony
of
style.
the Flash, whatever we were doing for that. Yeah, it was grand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Backstage, Finn Balor is angry at Dirty Dom and JD for losing to the Creeds.
Lock the door, will you?
Rhea Ripley agrees with Finn and brings up Dom losing the North American title. Priest arrives and says losing a title sucks, but not showing up to Raw sucks even more.
Ooh.
Ripley is not happy about this and says, believe it or not, Ripley, being a leader is easier said than done. They argue, but agree that it's time to remind everyone that the JD ruins Raw. Sorry, ruins Raw. Beg your pardon. Yeah.
It's just a mum and dad argument, isn't it? Happens at times, isn't it?
Man, it's got to stop being in a stable in WWE because all you do is just bicker.
Finn and
Triple H loves bickering stables.
it was more Finn than JD, but Finn's facials in this segment were fantastic.
He had not much to do, did he, on the show? So it's just like, ooh, look at
having
that.
it up, so he was.
He was good in the R-Truth segment as well later on.
Yeah.
I like you. Gorgeous.
Alpha Academy, the Creeds, and Ivy Nile encourage Maxine Dupri ahead of her match with Ripley. Ivy says she'll be at ringside in case Maxine needs her help.
She did.
She did. God, yeah, thanks, Ivy. R-Truth passes by with some Christmas decorations for the JD's clubhouse, although he thinks it's Thanksgiving. Womp womp.
Classic.
Gable warns Truth that the JD are dangerous, but Truth says, they're just misunderstood. What's he like?
There are a few items that make someone look more like a dad than a spool of Christmas lights. Not ones that have already been hung up. He's on his way to hang them up. Thanks, Dad. That's what I thought.
How can be a dad? He's in his 20s, R-Truth. Rhea Ripley beats Maxine Dupri with the Prism Trap and refuses to break the hold after the bell. Ivy now makes a save way later than she should have and stares Ripley down. Yeah. Cheers, friend.
Felt bad for Maxine.
She's not ready for that, is she?
Oh, God, no.
She's all right doing the singular spot where she's not supposed to be as good as she is for that one spot, but she's not ready for a full match like this because the sandbagging of the Riptide was the tip of the... I think that finish was Rhea Ripley legitimately getting a bit annoyed. I thought it was like meant to be the Riptide was meant to be the finish, but then she thought you've sandbagged me here a bit, bitch. I'll put you in the old thingy.
Prism trap.
Yeah, prism trap, that's it.
But I hate it when they get a plucky underdog. WWE loves doing this. They get a plucky underdog, and then they do the, whoa, I did a move face. It never works, that character.
I quite liked it for the slap. It was more like, whoa, I've annoyed her. What have I done here?
Like, whoa, because obviously it doesn't work against Rhea Ripley, who is still mega over, even though she is technically a heel. So it's just like, you better do something. And it really didn't work here with her, wow, I counted her into the corner. You didn't.
You get kind of.
Ripley had to do a hop, skip, and a jump to reach the corner. And it cut to her going, whoa, YouTube thumbnail face. And you're like, I hope Ripley kills you. And she did.
I
She's
felt
like a
bad for her.
slippery fish show she was in that spot. But she just wasn't ready for a proper match, I don't think. She's like the new Lana I've compared her to. Do you remember when Lana's whole storyline was like, yeah, I'm getting good at wrestling now?
That's exactly it, yeah. Or maybe Nikki ASH, just like, whoa, I did the thing.
You mean Survivor Series Soul Survivor, Lana?
Yes, I do.
That
Lockdown times were great.
I was happy for lockdown. I wasn't, and then I saw that one. It could be worse.
To be fair to Lana, back then she was visibly getting better as more time went on, and they could do that with Maxine Dupree, but don't put her in matches like this now.
But it doesn't matter then because we're cheered up because the Cowie girls go to a big Cowie festival.
You're telling me they went out on the town, did they not? It always seems impossible until it's done. If we accepted no, we wouldn't be here today because they went to the.
And the deal's like, look, it's 10 for a quid. You want them?
No, we want 3 for a tenner. Bish bash bosh.
Yeah. Chewing their lips all the way to women's tag team titles.
It was a very sanitized festival, wasn't it? It was very. They got up to no. They did nothing wrong. They enjoyed it. They had a dance.
There wasn't TMZ filming this, so absolutely.
True, yeah.
Well, it was light when the music was playing, which tells me they were up all night until the morn. So how do you get there? The Disco Biscuit.
Yeah, they should have showed up for the title of the match. Everyone's like,
it was a shame. I would rather just we're here to Gan Raj and Neck Cowies than the NXT promo man going, it always seems impossible until it's done in the middle of a rave.
We've taken every high, apart from the high of winning the women's tag team titles. Adam Pearce is in the ring, hopeful of signing CM Punk to Raw. He introduces Punk.
This is very long, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, we talked about various bad memories in this city. Again, I said before on SmackDown, his first thing is bitching and moaning.
He comes out and goes, I was in a bad mood backstage. I went, oh no.
Oh, great. Feeling uncomfortable in his first WWE tryout match, being stripped the World Heavyweight title and walking out with WWE 10 years ago. It says that backstage, Indy Hartwell told him she felt betrayed as a child when Punk left. He felt the same seeing Roddy Piper in WCW and apologizes to the fans.
So is he saying there that he felt betrayed when Piper showed up on WCW?
Yeah, it must be in that.
So he was a WWF kid?
Must be.
Oh.
Which is funny, but it's also funny, wait, we were kids in 96 going, I can't believe Piper's jumped. Piper in 96 was like an afterthought.
Punk was a smart, though, clearly.
Oh, clearly.
SmackDown Punk is CM Punk, but Raw Punk is so disingenuous.
He talks about the offers from SmackDown and NXT. He says it feels right to come back 10 years later on Raw in Cleveland, Ohio. He signs the contract. We'll move on to the Sevron's bit afterwards, but the
opening bit, it feels like they don't give him even a bullet point. It's just get up. Well, maybe they give him the end bullet point, but everything before that, it just seems to come off the top of his head. Like mentioning Mickey James getting sent to Louisville, Kentucky because his debut sort of tryout match went that well. There's a little bit of a hee joke, and then just all the other stuff. It just feels like he's riffing.
Hey, you guys know about my story, right? You know about all the things I hate, right? And sometimes the crowd's like, all right, yeah, cool.
I think the Cleveland thing was probably better on paper backstage when he thought of it. He thought this will go down well, and it didn't.
This bad thing happened. This bad thing happened. This okay, sorry, pal. Sorry, Ohio hates you.
I think I'd take the occasional one like this. So I'd sacrifice the occasional one like this so that the general theme of WWE promos is a bit looser.
That's a good point to make, and I think it just laid the groundwork for Seth freaking Rollins. Seth and Punk have a long stare down. Seth tells Punk not to call this place home because he walked out 10 years ago and tried to bring it down. WWE is Seth's home, and he'll do anything to protect it from people like Punk. Seth says he hates Punk with every fiber of his being, but he wants to see him on Raw because he knows one of two things will happen. Either Punk will self-destruct like he always does, or end up facing Seth for the world title and be exposed for the fraud he is. Punk replies that he's always done things the hard way, also, and officially announces his entry in the Royal Rumble and obviously signs a Raw. Rollins was amazing here.
Yeah.
I was so happy to see someone actually do something with Punk. There's some spice on him. The crowd were like, yeah, Rollins, yeah, we want to see this. We want to hear about you going, wow, this happened. One time I lost to Batista in Ohio. It's like, yeah, can we actually have a feud and be battered? Yes, Rollins delivered everything here. Fantastic, mate.
I like his change of mood as well. Like he started dancing at the top of the ramp and then just threw his glasses away and just marched straight on down.
I was literally about to say, one of my favourite Rollins moments of the past few years is when Cody makes his return at WrestleMania and he cuts to Rollins in the ring and his reaction is he's doing like his and the camera catches the mask slipping and he goes like and he gets like more angry and I'm like, oh, I like the real Seth behind the... Yeah. I like when he peeks through. And I love the bit. It's so simple, but when he just went, I hate you, I was like, yes. And they hate each other, but they need each other to get to the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's like Shakespeare.
So,
obviously, the references to Hangman's promo there from AEW. So
oh, yes, many people pointed that out.
Rollins saying that it was his home and he's going to save the WWE from CM Punk like Hangman was going to save AEW from CM Punk. I can't wait for 6 months down the line when we'll find what line it was that
I was about to say, yeah, because he knows I've got 5 English pounds on 6 months time. So Rollins knows, like, yeah, he's a pipe bomb waiting to explode.
It's when he went. Do you see Bubba Ray Dudley's comments on this?
No, I never do. Never ever will I say yes.
So
what? Please tell me. I'm eager to know so much.
Bubba reckons that Seth made a bit of a shoot threat in this.
Of course,
you know when he says, "And if we wrestle for the title, I'm going to expose you and I'll prove why I'm the best in the world." And I just took that as, well, that's a good line in kayfabe. But Bubba Ray reckons that he means if it's a long match and it gets to deep water, Punk will be tireder than Rollins because he's older, and then Rollins will expose him. And I was like, is that true?
That's Bubba Ray Dudley hedging his bets off what we saw from Punk in AEW, I reckon.
In the Hangman feud when he got a bit tired, yeah.
That's just him hedging his bets. So when Punk does a move not quite right, he goes, see, I was right.
He's dragged him into deep water. He's like Floyd Mayweather dragging McGregor with him.
He's like a rainmaker. So it's like, look, give me £5, I'll make it rain. When it rains, that was me.
Yeah.
Imagine like Punk's like 80 and he like slips up and Bubba's,
the curse.
Deep water.
Seth won eventually.
You can't swim.
Yeah.
I need another retraction because I've been said on the podcast, this feud doesn't need the world title, but that is the WrestleMania Saturday's main event there for the world title.
Oh, do you think Punk's winning the Rumble or getting to it by other means?
He'll win the Rumble, and Cody will be the one who has to get there via the Chambray in Perth, Australia.
So I made a prediction on Twitter. I reckon it'll be Cody Punk at the end of the Rumble, and then Punk will like kick him in the balls or do something disingenuous. You know the Jeff Hardy feud where he was a face, but like, I'm sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to get DQ'd in our match or whatever. And everyone's like, oh, he's up to something. I hope we get that Punk on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, it's nice that we got Punk doing something other than like, it's great here. I can complain about this here. All right, cool.
It's been like 2 weeks, Maffew.
I know, he's not complaining that much.
It feels like years. Then put someone backstage already. I said, would it be funny if SmackDown signed Orton and Punk? And Raw's just like, what are we going to do? Bubba Ray, fancy a job. Anything other than having your talk, please. What we got then? In a video package, Valhalla says Bronson Reed is the sacrificial lamb that'll awaken the true beast in Ivar. Bronson tells Ivar that tonight is his Viking funeral.
Just before the match, Wade Barrett's delivery on, it's Monday Night Meat, it's coming cold. Unbelievable scenes.
What a great British perv he is. I love him. A few people pointed out, which I didn't realise, because some of the stuff she used in this, I didn't type it all out, because why would I, bloody hell. But she did say stuff like sacrificial lamb and eye for an eye. She's supposed to be a Viking. Those are very Christian things. As Odin says, sacrificial, whatever, shut up. It doesn't matter. Who cares about Ori Haller? Reed versus Ivar the Viking. Bloody hell. What a match. These two rule. Oh my God, the swan on the outside was dirty.
It was. Wade Barrett also wants and I quote, Beef Planet division to be a thing on Monday Night Raw. Beef Planet.
He's just thinking with his dick in, bloody hell.
I just love the fact they just ran into each other lots.
Yeah.
Like the two massive lads who just literally ran into each other, and it was fantastic. The one that where they went both round the ringside area on the floor. Oh,
It reminded me a bit of, who did Bronson have a match with? Was it Gunther? Was his match with Gunther where it was like, it was the sort of match where like if two smaller wrestlers had exactly the same match, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a superplex won it.
Yeah,
It
As
made
should
sense.
do, when they're that big.
Yeah.
You would have felt it on the Wendy Richter scale, so you would have.
Hey, I like that.
And I love Cole on commentary just going, that weirdo Valhalla. What's you like, the bloody weirdo?
The Christian Viking woman. Anyway, after that, Punk bumps into JD backstage. Priest implies that he'll cash in on Punk if he becomes champion. Yeah,
And then
just about-
Punk laughs at him. Punk looks at his purple briefcase and laughs at him.
It's a big purple briefcase. It's very laughable.
Punk's fallen victim to cash-in before. Del Rio, I think.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
SummerSlam, yeah. Oh, what a great moment.
I'm grasping at straws a little bit there.
That's who I've had to sign if Punk went to SmackDown. The JD minus Rhea Ripley cut a promo in the ring. They get heat until R-Truth interrupts, saying he got lost trying to find the clubhouse. Truth has some ideas to improve the group. First, they need to kick JD out because nobody likes him. And secondly, Priest needs to stop referring to himself as a leader because it makes Mommy mad. He's cooking so far, right? Priest says everybody in the building likes R-Truth and even laughs, and all the lad joking and Finn Balor laughing. Except for him, Truth gets beaten down and up, but the Creed save the day, overcoming the numbers game in the process.
There was a highlight here in a sex joke because I think Truth called Priest DP, and that popped Priest visibly.
Oh, God.
Because of DP.
Because he's a big fan of Daft Punk,
Yeah.
the French house duo.
That's what the kids call it. He's meant to be a bit of a shagger, isn't he, Damien Priest? And
Don't make us say what it means out loud.
I'm not going to admit. Wait, you kind of do if you want.
I don't want to.
Joel!
No.
With his
Joe's running the microphone there, by the way.
his
Finally, my moment to
No,
say it.
If my identity like Joel's was hidden on the podcast, I'd love to just chirp in with random bits like that because no one. Is your face on the internet, Joel, in any form or fashion? Oh,
Well,
on this
yeah, I've been
podcast,
on this
yeah. Oh,
podcast
God,
before, yeah.
that's-
I'm not
Yeah.
hidden anymore.
The
yeah.
one we're doing right now.
So you were just leaving the
Completely
mic
forgot,
and
yeah.
just
My
chiming
Twitter's
in.
always up on screen as well. I'm very exposed.
While
not
we're
thought that
dancing
through, have I?
around it, would you go like,
No one knows who you are, Joel.
you just want Joel to lean in and go, bit of double penny tea there?
It's like the Wizard
But
of
he
Oz, isn't
didn't,
it?
so it's okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
the Wizard of Oz.
Aye, big time.
Wait, he's the wizard.
He's the wizard.
Who are we?
The Wonderful Wizard.
Wait.
Can I be Dorothy, please?
You got Tin Man energy, you haven't you?
No.
Yeah,
I think I'm the Scarecrow.
Oh, is he the more nervous one?
Who's the most nervous? They're all nervous, Nelly. The lion's the one without courage.
The lion's the nervous.
You're the lion.
What's
I've got
wrong with the
courage. I'm a brave
scarecrow?
boy.
What is this?
Has he not
He
got
hasn't
a
got a
heart?
brain. He
hasn't got a brain,
Oh,
no.
No
Oh,
brain, and then Tim has got a heart. I'll be me then.
You're all scarecrows.
Joe, this is all scared. Okay, yeah, it's good again.
He is the wizard. That's what he says goes.
Wonderful Wizard of Cult.
I like the bit of commentary as well where they said that's no way to treat a fellow Judgment Day member when Truth gets attacked eventually.
Yeah,
Lovely.
good stuff. Punk interrupts a backstage conversation between Adam Pearce and Drew McIntyre. Drew leaves, because, doesn't want any of that. And Pearce tells Punk that Drew is getting a title shot on the day one edition of Raw. Punk is surprised by his old friend Kofi Kingston. And he yells, "You're making me crazy." I'm like, hang on, the timeline doesn't match that at all. Like, but oh, well, whatever. It's a nice little throwback
But to be fair,
Like Adam Lee.
I saw someone on Twitter point out that Punk's departure was before the New Day even started.
That can't be right. No, it was 2014. It was the Rumble 2014.
Yeah, but
And
they
it was
must have started late
2014.
Was it not? Oh,
When they were like crap New Day, like babyface dancing.
Gospel
before. Yeah.
singing,
Yeah, I thought.
That was 2014.
You're right. Rumble 2015 was when they got their proper, their big match. Yep. Well, you know what? When
Yep,
you're
yep,
right,
yep,
you're
yep,
right. Yep, yep.
You sound like the Irish lad doing his auctioneering thing.
Yeah. So only
Yep,
man,
yep, yep,
only
yep.
man on this podcast that looks older than me. So yeah. Yeah, he tells him that, and then Chad Gable and Ricochet are also there. Pearce invites them into his office because he has an idea involving the IC title.
Which does not
Suspect
involve
to
the
me.
Miz, crucially.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
So it's either Ricochet, Gable, or Kofi who's in the mix next for the IC title.
After
good.
the Miz. Miz has got
He's
his
got
ti-
another shot. Is he?
He's got it confirmed.
Oh God, he has. Hasn't
Yeah,
he?
later on in
yeah,
the show,
it's
yeah.
coming up. Yeah.
Right.
See, I was paying
I
attention. I
forgot
was.
about
Come
Good,
on.
thank you. Good. Listen to
Yeah.
this bit. With the women's tag team champions on commentary, the Cowie girls beat Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. We also say Tegan Knox and Natalia watching on backstage because what else are they going to be doing?
The highlight was that silly string-like maneuver the Cowies
yeah.
did. It was unreal. Another innovative thing they've done. But the rest of it was big load of meh. I don't understand what the way are these days. They are charismatic when they get the chance to do charismatic things, but they're currently getting the chance to do no charismatic things, so they're just pointless.
Pointless pixie.
Yeah, the pointless pixie.
Pointless pixie, but
And a
Speaking of
pointless
which-
pal from Perth, Australia.
Oh.
hey.
I don't know if she's from Perth. She might not be.
And then as Cole calls him DYI backstage, and Johnny Gargano is excited to be in his hometown. They talk about a mystery partner for their upcoming 6-man tag team match. Imperium interrupt and ask who on the earth would want to team up with DYI. Ciampa says Imperium should be worried about disappointing their leader again, but Gunther shows up and wishes them good luck finding someone who would even associate with them.
I like Ciampa going, can we trust him? At the start, he's thinking, ooh, who could it be? And it was pertinent to who the pick was. All the P's.
Stop doing the P.
And I did like how the delivery of Cole's, because he really slowed it down. DYI. He really slowed it down.
And Barry's like, DIY. And then when they made the entrance, it's like, well, look, everybody, look, it's Cole's favorite tag team.
Yeah.
Do yourself it. He's condescending.
Did he
off
say, was this linked on Twitter to him blaming the fact that he had to sit next to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven and like they were annoying him? And then he was like, oh,
That's
damn it."
every week. Every week they do it just for that.
Pierce tweeted like, I'd just like to apologise to Michael Cole for putting him through that.
Becky Lynch heads to the ring and calls out Nia Jax. Becky says she's never fought her one-on-one, but they've been linked ever since Nia broke her nose in 2018, and we get clips of that. And I thought, that's bollocks. When yeah, they didn't have one
So they
big match.
never followed that up with a match?
No, I was like, oh, by that point, Becky was so far above Nia because of the push when she came back from the injury. It was like, well, why even bother? Becky points out she went on to win the main event at WrestleMania, while Nia got double ACL surgery because she's so unlikable, even her own knees won't stand up for her.
Wah, 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 wah.
I died on that. It's redoing that again because I accidentally swore. Nia arrives and says she didn't even fully connect with the punch. Imagine if she'd hit her properly. There we go. We can podcast. Becky says she doesn't hold it against Nia because everyone knows she's the most dangerous woman in the business. She's even nearly ended a few careers. Oh.
And Nia in character, all she can do is go, that's right, I'm in.
I'm a wrestler. I'm supposed to do
Very
that.
dangerous.
Contact sport this. What do you expect?
It ballet. Nia takes credit for making Becky's career. It accuses her of needing to prove that her success wasn't made from one accident. Becky offers her a free shot, but Nia walks away because she's not a big fan of shots, saying Becky needs us a lot more than she does.
Yeah.
Would you bloody believe it? Can you believe it? Nia Jax in a good segment.
It was.
It's build up and hype for her right now.
Maybe even since her NXT run or a very simple face heel feud with Bliss, this is the most I've enjoyed Nia Jax, I think.
She had that one wonderful, I think I've brought up 900 times, I'll bring up again. There was that 1 month period where they had Nia just beat up everybody in the build up to versus Asuka at Elimination Chamber,
Okay.
I believe 1 year. And that was like, oh, it's Nia Jax from NXT. As soon as that match happened, she went back to being nothing. It was like, oh, all right, fair enough then. But yeah, since that, it's, she's doing good now.
This is the
At the
most
expense of the entire women's roster.
We did have to
whatever.
sacrifice the push of like 3 different women, but you know.
Yeah. This is the most I've enjoyed Becky for a while as well. Just the stuff she was saying, there was a lot more substance to it than her just like acting hard and that sort of stuff. Like the bit where she's like, I had a child, she got fired. Just the delivery on that. Just like it's really good.
I liked her rhyming promo.
Yeah, it's like, I don't like you. I'm not going to be twee about it.
I like when she
Even your
started
legs hate you.
doing rhyming couplets on NXT a few weeks ago. That was pretty
Good for you,
good.
Jack. Good for you.
No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't very good. And as we learned this week, that was never Becky. That was actually Tatum Paxley who feuded with Lyra. Because on the picture in the locker.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, that did.
Well,
Yes,
that's
thank you
it.
for reminding me about that. Cody Rhodes is interviewed backstage and says he's happy that Punk is on Raw. Liar. But as they both realize they can't finish both of their stories at once.
That's the main hook for the Rumble.
He hypes his main event match later, saying Nakamura is vicious, but he can't wait to face him. Oh, fair enough, mate.
And he mentions that Stardust debuted in the building that Raw was in. I thought Stardust was not allowed to be mentioned under any circumstances.
Like Punk here, he is moaning. Ohio's a dangerous place to be, apparently. God. DYI's mystery partner is revealed to be the hometown hero, The Miz. And obviously there's a giant ovation for him and Gargano because it is Ohio.
I'm glad that commentary immediately brought up how stupid it was, though, in kayfabe.
Cole's like doing backflips to explain everything. But hang on, but he doesn't one of them mention Jesse Smollett as well at one point?
I don't know.
In what way?
Like when the Miz faked that he'd been kidnapped.
Oh, that!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah. I heard Jesse Smollett and thought, was this a reference to something else?
I think it was
But
Barrett who mentioned it.
Yeah, that sounds like a Barrett line.
He didn't care. Yeah. I'll bring up this.
That was an
very-
amazing story though. It's kept on developing and developing.
Did you know about this?
I don't know.
I can't remember what program he was on. He was an actor in America.
Yeah.
I say was, he's alive, but he's like tanked his career. He pretended, and this is like obviously when that horrible period as well with like race relations in America a few years ago. It was when it was really, really bad, and he pretended that he'd been assaulted by two white blokes, and it just emerged that he'd made the whole thing up.
Oh.
And like they broke into his house or something, and they.
I think it was like on a street.
Oh right.
He was a victim of, I think it was supposed to be like a hate crime. Let's have a look. Jesse Smollett.
I've never
It was
heard of
Empire.
He was on Empire. Yeah.
Yeah, so 2019 hate crime. Again, we could talk about this in detail. You know, he did a really good job of it. But the two people that he hired to do it.
Oh God, that was it.
He hired people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a work.
He'd been messaging them about like, hey, you look nice and stuff like that. And then he's just like, hey, do you want to do this attack on me and all this other stuff? And yeah, they're just on Twitter. There's loads of videos on there. They're going like, yeah, we did it here. They did all this and said, you know, what up? Hey, it's that guy from Empire.
That is like the Miz hiring Dexter Loomis.
It was. I think there was a bit of that. I think maybe there's a bit of a nod and a wink when they're doing it. Like, right. Anyway, yeah, that overshadowed everything about the match because the good guys win with Miz getting the pinfall on Vinci.
Oh, what will that mean for the Ring General?
It means not being on Empire anytime soon, I'll tell you that much. Gunther berates the rest of Imperium backstage, but it's interrupted by Miz.
Doesn't
who
Imperium
again,
mean Empire? Probably does.
Mein Gott, you cracked it. Gunther agrees, but says if he wins, Miz can never challenge him for the belt again. I forgot, I was too busy reading up the Jesse Smollett bit. Thank you, Mochi. There, we are getting Miz Gunther again, just for the hell of it.
And he will lose.
Yes, he will.
Oh no, he will. Yeah, he will.
Cody beats Nakamura by DQ after being misted in the face.
This is another match that I thought would have a bit more bite after the little feud that's been going on for the past few weeks. Nakamura did warn about the mist in the promo earlier in the night. Maybe he can see the future now that Apollo Crews is not in the WWE at the moment. He is in the, you know what I mean? He's not he's not active. Cody's selling of the mist needs to be the new standard. That's the other note I made down there because he acted like it was a burning sensation on his face, whereas other people just go, "I can't see."
Shades of Nydia, who's like the gold standard of.
Yeah, she told that for months.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, Cody's like, oh, old school. Yeah, right, Muta. Yeah, so I'll make it look good, don't worry. Yeah, I thought it was a shame Nakamura couldn't even get a win here on Raw, but at least it was, doing the mist and keeping the feud going. So, yeah, I got one with
I
it.
thought it was long. It's quite a long match. I know it was the main event of Raw and everything, but it felt like a pay-per-view match, just without the,
Nearly 18
like you
minutes.
said, without right. But like you said, without the, you want a bit more intensity in that.
Yeah.
Aye.
He was waiting for him for weeks, and then this is what we got.
Yeah.
It was fine, just fine.
It was good, but it wouldn't blame you if you missed it.
Oh.
NXT.
Yeah.
Kamala Hayes and Trick Willie arrive at the arena. Trick is stopped by reporters and talks about winning the Iron Survivor Challenge. Mello heads in the building on his own. After a recap of Deadline, we see that Mello has been attacked backstage.
Well, it was a bait and switch initially because at the end of the Deadline, Mello's like prowling towards Trick and like, oh, what's he gonna do here? But then they're walking it together, happy as Larry. It's fine. But then all the attention's on Trick for this weird press conference that he's holding outside, and Mello.
They were waiting for Andre Chase.
Yeah.
They wanted to talk about the scandal.
Mello's sort of like, oh, and he sort of slinks off in the background, and then he gets attacked. So it can't have been Trick.
He's done a Jesse Smollett.
Not again.
He's pretended he's been
If
attacked.
you're going to steal from the best, Jack. It was so good. It's like, oh my God, he's been attacked. It's just like, now we see more clips from Deadline. It's the hives, we're still going. So great.
But at this point, I was thinking, could Terry Spunk be in line for a shoot appearance on the old US title tournament on the main roster? Because
That is the rumor.
at this point, Mello was injured, as far as we knew.
And Mr. Spunk was on the main event.
He was,
Mr.
yeah. He beat Edris Enofe.
No.
He did.
It's a shame that.
He did.
Not the bad boy of Malik Blade and Edris Enofe.
Cora Jade cuts a promo. Oh no. Bragging about her return. But is thankfully interrupted by Lyra Valkyria.
Well, it was a tough 4 months, but not for me. It was
God,
for
I
you.
know.
Because you were crying yourselves to sleep in your Cora Jade t-shirts.
Yeah.
And kissing your Cora Jade 8x10s, weren't you?
Drag 'em, Cora.
I'm glad Lyra Valkyria came out once you did. Because it was shaping up to be another one of those promos like she did back in the day.
Yep. She hasn't changed. A lot has changed for Lyra. Now she's the NXT Women's Champion. Blair Davenport arrives and says Lyra should be more worried about her. Lyra says Blair and Cora should be friends, as they both like attacking people from behind. Again, like Jesse's. Nikita Lyons interrupts, sparking a brawl. Lyra and Nikita clear the ring and stand tall.
It was a pretty naff 3 promos.
I'll say.
I like that Nikita immediately brought up the parking lot because I would be pissed off about that. And she was too.
I'd actually be more than she is.
Yeah.
She's very restrained, given all things considered.
She is a baby face, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, character is
Taking the high road.
There you go. This was just got worse and worse as it went along. They're not speaking. Plus, all of NXT this week, I was surprised because they seemed very subdued. The crowd. I thought they usually at least yay, at least for some bits.
Like the university scandals got the place blocked.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
I was even watching NXT with a little bit more subdued than normal. Subdued. I can't talk sometimes.
Ross, you make us look good. Stop it. We get a backstage interview from the new NA champ, Dragon Lee. He says he wouldn't have had the opportunity to win the belt if it wasn't for Wes Lee's injury. He wishes him a quick recovery and says he's going to defend the title like Wes did, as much as possible.
Fair enough.
Good lad.
Good for him.
Aye. And then the Metaphor face JB, BJ, and FH in a 6-person tag match. Tiff Stratz comes out midway through the match to attack Fallon, but gets beaten to the back. It leaves BJ and JB at a numbers disadvantage, but they still win the match, so who cares?
Yeah, there was
Fair enough then.
no tension by the Cowboys during their entrance after what happened at Deadline, which was a bit of a shock. I like that Lash wanted to fight the fellas instead of getting straight out of the ring, which is what people normally do in these sort of matches. I like the Kavorka. It was just a nice, simple match where the Virgin took the beating, and then the big lad, who they clearly have some value in, made the fight back.
Yep.
And up the clothesline from Hell as well.
Yes.
Vic needs to watch that compilation that's on YouTube because Jim Ross's commentary on top of an APA JBL clothesline from Hell, one of my favourite things.
I thought it made Stratton look weirdly weak. She gets the jump on Fallon, but then Fallon's got so much heart, I guess. She's the top shelf. That she
she's warmed up. She's in the match.
True.
And stuff,
Yeah, it's true. Well, yeah, it wasn't that long into the match, was it?
Yeah.
That's true.
Backstage, the Doctor clears Mello for action on Friday. Trick asks who attacked Mello. He says he doesn't know, but he has his suspicions. I can't read this now without thinking about
I
that.
felt someone attack me like that before.
Yeah. That.
Anyway, we'll get to it. All builds to a part later on.
Who did he get attacked by before, though?
No one.
Who was he referencing?
He just means someone he's wrestled, I think.
Just that, is that it?
Oh, that's what I
And so
thought.
it will go, ooh, I wonder who it is, and keep on watching.
I think he said, I've felt someone hit me like that before. Something like that.
It's a weird thing to say,
It
isn't
is,
it? We know what
yeah.
we're always talking about, but yes, I have been hit by like that, given that I'm a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But he is fit for SmackDown, though, so Terry will have to
Oh,
wait.
yeah, I'll say.
Yeah.
The men's breakout tournament competitors arrive on the ramp. Lexus King runs out with a chair and attacks Trey Bearhill.
Not
Anyone but
No,
Trey.
man.
He was one of the 3 ones to watch, in my
It
opinion.
was what?
He
him,
really was.
Tavion.
And the Legal Eagle.
Oh, yes, of the
Yeah,
law.
I mean, he was so much of a bear. He had it in his name. I mean, he's gone now,
He's Trey Bearhill.
ruined.
He was going to uproot the trees.
So Lexus's gimmick is just apparently either attacking folk or pretend to attack folk just for the clout and the exposure.
That makes sense given what he said to Carmelo after their match, though.
Yeah.
When he said, thank
Thanks
you for
for
the
the-
spotlight.
Yeah, he just,
Right
he
then.
just wants the camera, doesn't he?
Tell you what, that makes sense.
Kind of, yeah. Bit crap, though, isn't it? He has a throne. The man's got a throne
He does have a
and a
throne.
father.
No, he doesn't. Sorry, it's not like Christian there.
Bloody
Sorry,
hell.
Beg your pardon. Obafemi beats Miles Bourne to advance in the tournament. What do you think, Ross?
Obafemi is massive.
Yes.
That's my analysis.
Thank you for the analysis.
Miles had a Randy Orton 2002 dropkick on him, so good for Miles. Francis Ngannou is apparently someone that Booker was told about before the show. He couldn't stop mentioning him at every chance. I thought it was a bit of a match, but the finishing... I thought Obafemi is massive and has massive moves, but his ending powerbomb needs a bit more stank on it. A bit more vavavoom.
This made me think we've seen the winner of the tournament already.
Yeah.
Obafemi.
Also, Miles, one of the I think it must be Vic. He said that Miles was 6'4", which I didn't think was true. When he stood next to little Drew Gulak, he's not that much taller than Drew. Is
It's
he?
wrestling height.
I
isn't it?
know, yeah, but I like them to make sense.
They've got to be within
In the wrong business.
They've got to be within the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, 6'2" Adam Cole. In the locker room, Lyra and Nikita talk about their rivals. They discover that Tatum Paxley has cunningly edited a photo of Lyra's title
It's
celebration. on Rocket.
Lyra's gasp that she must be from the 40s and Photoshop and all that sort of stuff is not invented yet because she was shocked.
It's witchcraft. Well, she is from the
But it
forest.
might be. It's NXT. It's like, okay.
We haven't got computers in the farm.
What is
Well,
this
she's
demon
a
magic?
witch. She's a witch in Harry Potter world. They keep on moving around, so it's pretty normal for her. Anyway, backstage, Tiff Stratz says she's sick of Fallon Henley, who was born to serve people like Tiff. She's going to show Fallon where she belongs in life. Later, Fallon apologizes to BJ and JB for leaving the match earlier. JB thinks he deserves a Heritage Cup match after pinning Noam Dar. BJ isn't sure and doesn't think the rounds format works with JB's style. Briggs tells him to shut the F up. Some make you bloody are. And BJ agrees to support him. What a dick.
His logic makes, he's like, you're more of a first round knockout kind of guy. And he's like, all right, so if I knock him out in the first round, I'll win the cup.
He's that one guy. As soon as you get success, a bit of, something says like, don't get too cocky. You're like, all right, be miserable like ye.
I fear that we're building up to JB delivering the line that people always say on social media that BJ needs to go and touch some grass.
Whoa.
I feel that's what we're building up to because he's getting a bit involved, isn't he, old
The Cali
BJ?
girls can sort him out with it.
But back to the Tiffy Stratz Fallon Henley feud writes itself with like people like her should serve me. That was a good line. That I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it, but I did think it was a bit of a step. But this is like Tiffany. This could have been Tiffany Stratton's debut promo to get her character across. But I guess it's the natural, antithesis to Fallon, who's like a working class. You know?
Like I said earlier,
I've done that 3 times now.
I'm gonna put my thighs.
Bloody hell.
Two-tone.
Why have we got a table that can't be a table?
Yeah, Tiff's been the biggest success story of NXT this year, I think. So they've got to have her do other stuff so other people can get, some. I've forgotten the word now. I'm sorry, it's been a long podcast. Some good stuff happened to them. Yay!
Bit of rub, bit of shine.
Yeah, that's how we
well.
say it. Rub and
Something
shine.
like that.
Rub and shine like it's a
shine.
shoe. Anyway, Dragon Lee wins his first North American title defense, beating Toadstool Tyler Bate. They hug afterwards. I liked Booker when Tyler Bate came out, and Vic's like, "Look, Booker, look, it's Tyler Bate, the first Triple Crown NXT person." And Booker went, "In a word, okay." But Book, all the success he's had, he's done. And Booker's interrupted him. Okay.
Yeah. He didn't read the assignment, did he?
Amazing. And then after a few bits of silence, he went, "Tyler Bate's so great. Hey, let me tell you, the first time he won this title and this title," I'm like, wow. I love you, Booker.
Yeah. It was a really good wrestling match, though, after what Booker said.
Yeah.
He was made to eat his okays, so was Booker. I'm glad Bate is making the spin a proper thing on TV now, because it was sort of always part of his offense, but now it's like a tent pole of his offense. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like a certain footballer this week.
Wait, I think I've missed this.
Don't worry about it.
No, it was, what's his face on the old Twitter? Did a Photoshop, didn't he? Making his dick look bigger.
Oh.
Who was it?
Comically or trying to actually...
Dwight McNeil.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was because it showed up in Father Ted S posting groups and stuff on Facebook. Was it not real then?
I don't know. It might be real. I saw the tweet, but I don't know if that was just someone playing silly buggers or not.
Anyway, sorry. Going back to NXT.
Yeah, I thought Bate had it when he's no-sold the German suplex, then did his rope bouncy thingy, then a big lariat, and then the final flurry leading to Operation Dragon is the name of the move. Operation Dragon, that was good. It went wartish, like a car, up through the gears.
I wonder if it would have been bold to just take the belt straight off him, but I guess that finishing sequence was quite convincing. Or non-finishing sequence, I guess. The hug afterwards was really intense. They were like lovers who hadn't seen each other for a long time.
If you want a hug, I will give you a hug.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, it was just nice Dragon Lee getting a win.
Yeah.
Good for Tyler Bate. Ava Rain
Yeah.
warns Lexus King not to go into HBK's office as everybody is fuming with him for attacking Trey Bear Hill.
As per usual. Is
Lexus,
what he said with his own mouth. As per usual.
Good heel.
Lexus tries
They
to
hate him more.
What a nerd.
As per usual.
Lexus tries to flirt with Ava. God. It doesn't work. But she puts him in the breakout tournament for some reason,
Wow.
replacing the man he attacked.
What a punishment.
He's in the breakout tournament with the other rookies. I'm having to beat. Oh, it's like Big Show getting sent to OV Dub to lose fat.
Anyone betray, though? Come on. We've got some bland lads in that tournament. You're taking Trey Bearhill out the tournament. Unbelievable.
Also, Ava is now a matchmaker. That's just we're
That
just
was last-
accepting that.
that was last
yeah,
week,
but
yeah.
it's still carrying on. Then
She said
she's just making matches.
She said it's official as well.
Also, King continues to move on from Pillman by wearing a Lion Pillman shirt. I'll put here. That's good. But yeah, the Brian Pillman shirt, Lion shirt that Brian Pillman would always wear.
Ah.
I hate people bringing up my famous dad dressed just like him.
Well, maybe he's realised he's naff and he needs his dad.
On second thoughts, you know what? I really like my dad.
If he makes as per usual his like regular catchphrase, then I'm all in.
Oh, God.
I put, also, Brian, I hesitate to even bring it up, but Brian, Lexus King, whatever, has been bringing up the fact that, can my fans stop calling themselves registered Lex offenders?
That's unreal. Why wouldn't you encourage that? It'll catch on.
In wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, just... oof.
Guys, stop calling me the really funny and catchy. No, it's
that
fine.
right?
It is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's really funny though. I'm a registered. No, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, you got. I'm not.
No.
Nah. Not even Joe's going to do it.
Go on, Joe.
And no one knows what it looks like. Where we go. The top rope breaks during Dijak's match with Eddie Thorpe. Dijak hits Eddie with the loose turnbuckle and gets DQ'd. He continues to attack as a team of referees try to stop him.
This feud will never end.
No.
Probably
We've
not.
now got grounds for another match. Maybe not inside a ring. Maybe a tree fighting grounds where trees are the four things.
Yeah, he's
Oh, like lumberjacks, but trees.
Yeah, I
The
don't
natural
know.
nemesis of the
Let's
lumberjacks.
chop
Now I
down
think
some-
about it, yeah.
You can chop down the caber toss. That's
Yeah.
what we'll do. That'll end the feud.
A Wampin Willow makes a save.
Yeah.
This is an exciting bit. This,
I
isn't
was,
it?
I was just
really.
shocked. There's two Harry Potter references in quite quick succession there for me.
I don't even care about the bloody series. It keeps
know,
on
yeah.
coming up. I'm like, where's Ross like? Not
Harry
men,
Potter.
as we've established. Harry Potter, there we go. I've never seen a fake at Holy
Don't
Poop
like what?
chant.
Sorry, I missed
Men,
that.
he said. Not
Men.
It's a throwback to last week.
Oh, men. What do I like about men?
Oh, he said something last week like Matthew, I've been singing it your way. I'm like, and I just did an impression. You go, I like men now.
Oh yes, I remember that.
I don't.
It made sense.
Oh,
I think
you
it
laughed really hard.
I think in the context of what.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it made
Aye.
sense at the time.
Thank you for pretending to remember.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so I've never seen a fake at Holy Poop chant than this. The crowd are really quiet today. You couldn't see a single person yelling it. It looked cool, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know, what was up with NXT crowd this week?
I think they're all busy on their phones signing up as registered Lex offender. Then you've got to open your email in another tab, click the link, the
Right.
link confirmation.
Oh, it's such an
Yeah.
issue. They're going to take a photo of you and do this kind of thing. All right, cool. So, yeah, it's going to keep on going on, and trees, I guess. And then it was so funny because, like, there's poor DJ Yif dying, and the ref's like, bring out the medics, oh my God. And then it just cuts to the really cheesy Chase U, like, oh, it was great. Andre Chase hosts a fundraising meeting with the rest of Chase U. Their efforts to raise money haven't gone well so far, which Delightful Hudson points out.
So bake sale and a car wash.
$66 on the bake sale, $245 on the car wash for a university who are several $100,000 in debt.
They're getting there.
When Dull was like, you look like SH1T.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then they looked at him and he's just like, yeah, he did. Thea Hale wants to watch Riley Osborne's match in the breakout tournament rather than watch this. So Andre lets her, and JC Jane leaves the meeting early. Yeah,
Quite
whatever.
heartwarming. Go on then. Off
Yeah.
you go.
Scripps arrives with a mysterious briefcase and leaves it with Mr. Chase.
So Chase,
It's the least inappropriate intro now.
Chase is, he's been dealing with the mob, and now he's dealing with OTM as well, potentially.
Yeah.
He's getting himself in a bit of a pickle here.
And
Mr. Chase.
he looked tempted as well. He was like,
He's struggling.
Yeah.
They've only made about $300 there.
Was Duke being a bit heelish in this one?
He's just been him.
Being real, I think, this week.
Yeah. He's not selling his trophy.
The uni's
no.
in jeopardy. He should, though, if he really cares. Dick. That's
See,
solid gold, that.
Delightful's going to start like joining different groups. Hello, Scripps. How can I help?
Ah, Mr. Scripps.
Big fan. Hello, Gallus boys.
Ah, Mr. Joe.
Mr.
Oh
Joe.
no, that's reminding me what's coming. You know, it's better than one Joe.
Flair Downpour tells Cora Jade she stole her moment at Deadline. Cora says it was Lyra's fault, and if she hadn't interrupted Blair, Cora would never have attacked her. Blair says when Cora gets her title shot, he'll be against her, not Lyra. Tonight in their tag team match, Blair wants to take out Nikita, so Cora agrees to deal with Lyra, but there's definite tension between the two.
Yeah, these lasses just shouldn't talk at the minute. I like the bit where Cora's like, if Lyra never interrupted you, I would never have come out. Because like Blair was like, oh, you stole my moment, that sort of thing. It's the bit where Cora's like, arrogant and assertive. I can work with that.
Work with that.
Who speaks like that?
Very NXT.
In the crap films, HBK cribs his notes from and goes, I'm going to put that in the show next week.
And then the bit where Blair's talking about Nikita knocking her out the Iron Survivor, or whatever it was that she was on about at the time, and she gives the old little, in the middle. I was watching NXT again with Kayla because she's now hooked after Trip Willie's journey in the Iron Survivor.
Oh.
She started pissing her pants because of the...
Oh, no, I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, because, metaphorically speaking. Because of how Blair did the old in the middle of the promo. She's like, she can't talk words, that woman. And I was like, you're probably all right, but I think it's the way they're writing it, not... Well, yeah, maybe it's a bit.
It's a mixture of both. Yeah, as I said, when Blair's cursed. Whoever's writing lines for Blair clearly doesn't like her.
Yeah.
Aha. And she has that bizarre accent and everything else. So whatever.
She's from New Zealand. That's why.
I thought. You know what? I'm really sorry. I would never. I always say that because I think she's English. Sorry. I apologize. I would never say that about another country. If it's our country, it's all right.
She's got one of them hybrid accents because she's lived in England but was born.
Yeah, that's it.
She's got like the Drew American. English, Scottish thing. English, oh my God. Yeah. Famous English.
Whatever planet you're from.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
God. Planet Meat, getting that division.
With Thea Hale and Jessie Jane watching from the Chase U section, sexy Riley Osborne beats Kiana Carver in the breakout tournament.
But he shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have. I fully agree.
Because that pounce, I was like, well, I want him to win.
You can't, no one should survive a pounce.
He didn't even survive it. He got hit with a pounce. Everyone stopped. Booker went mental.
Yeah.
And then he hit like one kick, went up to the top and did his finish. And I was like, oh, he's fine then.
Boo.
The pounce looked like it killed him.
I was saying earlier, you can book matches like that with people like Eddie Kingston, but you can't do it with Riley Osborne at this point.
Well, he's all man. He's a whole man, as we learn later on.
I guess he is a whole man. And she's a child, which is...
Oh, God, yeah, wait. How old is she supposed to be?
I don't know.
Oh, no. She's at uni.
She's got to be of age.
Yeah.
She's in the wrestling business, brothers.
Oh, God.
She's probably in her second year now.
Keep away from Lexus King. Anyway, Riley in NXT.
Lex offenders.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Lex.
Riley in NXT, and then CM Punk was just here last week. Wow, it's Twiggy's head all over again.
Alex Riley.
Oh, right, I was there. Riley Osborne, I noticed, before I horribly disagreed with the finish because the pounce was amazing, is like so much of a baby face. Like, he smiles, he does flips, but he does flips, but he's not, he looks quite... I was surprised he was this flippy a wrestler, actually. Because
he was kissing babies.
Kissing baby. Like, he's so much of a baby face that whenever he gets destroyed, probably by Obafemi. I can't remember the brackets, actually.
I can't remember.
Don't worry about it.
But there was a hell of a lariat from Keanu as well. He did a collar and elbow slam. Like, picked him up in the middle and put him down. And Booker going mad for the pounce. I don't understand.
Hell yeah.
Well, no, the pounce was worth going mad over that.
I don't understand the finish. I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, there's a storyline going on for what's his face, Riley, and not for Keanu at this point. But that doesn't mean he should be winning. No.
Yeah, I agree. Dragon Lee's confronted backstage by the No Quarter Catch crew. They ask Lee if his open challenge...
Is that their name?
That's
their
what
new name.
The NQCC.
They ask, this is Drew Gulak and the crew, will ask if his open challenge will take place every week. Lee says yes. So they set up a match for next week. Lee asks which member he'll be facing, and Gulak goes, ha ha ha, you'll find out next week.
So I cut out a bit there where it got a bit tedious, where they went, is it every week? And he tells them in Spanish, and they go, what? And he goes, maybe you should learn Spanish. And Drew goes, yeah, maybe. Is it every week? And he goes, it's every week. And I was like, oh, well, let's cut to the chase here. Come on.
Let's go extended
it took a while.
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
Who do you think it's going to be? I hope it's Damon. I haven't seen Damon for a while. It's the first time I've seen him in a while in this segment.
Oh, yeah, Martin. Big Martin Kemp.
Yeah.
Big Wonga.
What?
Big what?
I don't remember who's who.
Damon Kemp's Gabriel Stevenson's brother.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, and what's the name of the other lad?
Charlie Dempsey's
Willy Wonka, yeah. That's why you said Willy Wonka.
Dempsey, yeah.
He's Regal's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot his
and
name.
Then Miles
I'm
Bourne,
really sorry.
Who didn't seem to be selling. Was he selling the effects of just losing?
I was
No.
I didn't notice.
I was too busy going, what's that guy's name? I think I'll ask on the podcast when I see the lads next, rather than Google. There we go. Thea Hale talks to Riley Osborne after his win. It doesn't go very well. He leaves to have a shower, while Thea and JC bump into Connor James and Izzy Dame. It is what it is.
Cheers.
They mock Thea, asking Riley is a whole man, while she's a whole child. I mean...
It was a good line, wasn't it? A good line of dialogue. I think this was a peek into what Nathan Fraser and Thea Hale's real life, like, getting together was like. I reckon they were both doing what Thea was doing in this segment, but in real life back at each other all the time. No? I thought that would have got a reaction.
Nathan, no, I'm just thinking about it now. And Nathan's obviously really charming, so I don't think that would have... Oh, hey there, Thea. I could have made the EPL.
That's right, they all talk and act how they do on NXT.
But yeah, you've just reminded me that she does already have an English boyfriend, IRL.
She's got a thing.
Kiana fancies him as well.
Yeah.
He gets all the ladies, does Riley.
You gotta scroll
I keep
up.
forgetting his name.
Yes, he does that.
No, I don't blame you. I'm not laughing. It was just he gets, what is he called?
Riley Osborne.
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Cora and Blair win their tag match against Lyra and Nikita. Cora gets the pinfall on the champ, but only after Davenport's finisher. Nikita checks on Lyra after the match, but Tatum Paxley throws out the ring and gives Lyra a creepy hug. Everyone on NXT's got to be hugging each other right now.
Yeah.
It wasn't a creepy hug, it was a saucy one, let me tell you. Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Because she also put on one of the social medias, I forget which one, love heart with Lyra's name. So I reckon they're going for a little bit of a saucy angle here.
What sauce do you have on your chips?
Chips.
Depends on what else is.
Tomato.
Oh,
It depends what else is with the dish. Is it literally just chips?
it's just chips. It's a basic bitch chip.
Tomato.
Yeah, probably
Alright.
ketchup. Maybe
Are you
I like.
a mayo man?
I am a mayo man. Guilty.
Joe?
I like a bit.
All
of
mushy
curry.
peas if that counts as a condiment.
Ketchup and mayo. Both
Together?
on the side.
Oh,
On the side,
You
yeah.
don't mix them, Joel.
No, you don't mix them, but, you know, you'll have one
Worrying,
there,
that.
one there.
Worrying conduct them from you.
you being Captain Kirk going, I picked the other option.
I like curry sauce and chips as a
Oh,
dish.
that's the
I've never really got into that. I
That's
know everyone
right,
raves
yeah.
about it. I've never really gotten the idea. To me, they're like, no.
Only if it's like from a
Chip shop curry sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never
I
get
thought-
some McCain's and put curry sauce.
No.
No. I thought I'd bring that up because I had nothing else to talk about in this match.
Nikita looked good in there. She was doing some shoot suplexes and just wanted
She
Blair.
wasn't messing anything up, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, God, you are in a fell.
Oh, come on, Nikita Leon.
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 That's how I say it.
The professional.
Hey.
I've never even seen
Nikita
it.
Leon,
I've
the
never-
unprofessional,
I've never even
made
se-
it.
I've never even seen it.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, it's really good.
I only got into films like last year. What was I going to say? At first I thought the finish was really clever because I thought, wow, it's Blair's finisher, but Cora's made the pin, so it gives them both a claim to the. But then I realized Blair's already got a title shot because she won the Iron Survivor.
That's a good point. I hadn't realised as well.
Yeah.
Although I guess it gives
That's
Cora
analysis.
That is
a
analysis.
reason to be like, I should be in the match as well. So I don't know.
Oh, no, you're right. It's a bad thing. It means she has to talk more. God.
I don't think Lyra's being a very good champion at the minute. I think
Ooh.
she's also getting like hamstrung a bit because like in this match here, she could have been pinned a couple of times, but Nikita broke it up a couple of times as well. And also the finish, she got hit with was it a kick that finished her off?
It was a knee. It was
Was it a
like
knee?
It was a knee.
Blair's got that Ibushi finisher. It's like a one-person BTE trigger.
She was down for ages before the pinfall happened. I just feel like the aura, the kids want to talk about today, the aura
Yeah.
has gotten on.
Yeah,
currently.
she beat Becky Lynch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was nice that Becky did that with her, but it didn't really do much because she hasn't got much else to keep her warm right now.
Right.
Because there's a big
feather-
tip
feathers.
strats all the way up here, and then down it's like, okay, who else?
Oh, I thought you meant because her feathers are getting stolen by Tatum Paxley, so she's not as warm as she used to be.
We had that too, I guess, yeah.
I-
The provoker.
Is it because she's? I hope not, and I don't think Michaels would do this. But is it because she's short? And it's like the Rey Mysterio Championship run where like you lose a lot.
Nah, I mean, NXT's, a lot of them are like that size, really, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't really put much of height because I'm a small man myself.
Why we need Obafemi to win the tournament?
Yeah.
And become NXT Women's
Yeah, that's
Champion.
it. Yeah, there you go.
He's for the tournament. Who you cashing in your shot on? Lyra Valkyrie.
I think that would work for her, yeah. Hank and Tank argue at Gallus backstage. The good guys say they have more heart than all three at Gallus. Joe Coffey innocently replies that he's not planning to get involved in a match, but Hank and Tank looks skeptical.
And that's where the segment ended. We don't need to talk about anything else.
I
move
forgotten.
on.
I knew there was some of that happening on the side, and there it is.
What I thought of this
Wait,
one was...
hang on, what does
I'd
this
love,
say?
I love a bit of comedy with my...
They leave, and Gallus is surprised by Joe Gacy, dressed as a builder. He says the word Joe a lot and leaves.
Right, what actually did he say? here?
It was something like,
it
"Hey
takes
Joe,
a-
it's me." Oh, sorry,
Oh,
do
you
you know
got
what
it.
it
It says,
says?
hey, Joe, it's me, Joe. It takes a Joe to know a Joe, and what's better than a cup of Joe?
Had coffee
Joe.
with them.
And then,
And
why
then
are you so serious,
Frolicked,
guy?
he frolicked off.
Yeah.
Um,
And then if Matthew reads my last line there,
Gallus' reaction is the most I've ever liked them.
I was like, these lads look concerned, and I am as well. I don't know what's the
Midlife
what's the
crisis.
plan here then with
I've got the
Gacy?
one word there.
it
my analysis.
rhymes with Brad Pitt.
I guess it does. You're right. Yes.
What's the plan with Gacy's booking? Then?
This is the... I
Shot
reckon
out of a cannon at the sun.
this makes Miro's storyline in AEW look really simple.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't understand what the end goal is. Is it him getting bonked on the head with a big comedy hammer?
By
And
Timmy
then
Mallet.
He snaps back into what he was. And it's like Buzz and Mrs. Nesbitt sort of vibes.
Yes.
What a scene.
That's what I'm getting from this.
But what's he going to go back to? Like being a cult leader who looks
Yeah.
like he works at an office? Or is he go back to, that's what the woke left won't tell you? Which version of Joe Gacy we're going to get?
Oh, he was the woke left. He's gonna be a snowflake, Joe Gacy.
That's me, Snowflake Gacy.
What was the point?
I don't get it.
And at first,
Again, I remember the first week going, are they doing satire?
That was
This
with
is going to be amazing. And then 2 weeks after that, it's like, oh, no, they're not. They're really
he's
not.
been on the roof, under the ring, in the crowd, and now a builder. I'm like, what? It's just gone totally left. I don't understand.
Totally left like the woke. Joe Casey returns next week. And then the main, I love this bit, okay. Trick Willie comes out to talk about his Iron Survivor win. Crowd, who have been dead the entire night, sorry about that,
Don't you
are
worry.
really, really happy to see him and they're alive. They're there. They're here to see Trick Willie. Fantastic. He makes a lot of celebrity name puns before calling himself Trick James, bitch. Yay.
Keanu James.
It was a reference to Keanu.
He's the businessman now, Trick Willie.
He changes his gimmick with that. Ilya Dragunov arrives and praises Trick's win at Deadline. But they disagree over who will win between the two. Doesn't matter about that because Carmelo Hayes interrupts and accuses Dragunov of being the person who attacked him earlier, as well as being the mystery man who ambushed Trick weeks ago. Ilya can't even get the words out. He's like, "You are delusional," and implies that Melo may have faked the attack earlier tonight, like somebody won't mention again. They get into a tug of war over Dragunov's belt, which Melo accidentally swings in a Trick's face. I was raving over there. What do you think, Ross? Just make sure I'm not overacting.
No, it was. I really enjoyed conspiracy theorist Carmelo Hayes coming out there and covering his own ass because surely now, he did it. Surely
Oh, you don't
now.
know that.
I'm gonna go conspiracy theorist Ross Twaddle. It's got to be. It's got, especially after the Lexus King has ruled himself out.
I was going to say, and do you think that if it is proven to be Mello, which it should be, we'll just never mention Lexus' potential involvement again? Why was
Correct.
he there receiving texts, creeping
Yeah.
after Trick? There was no reason for that. That was just all a coincidence.
All I put is, okay, if this is covering up for Lexi, then this is great. Did Ilya do it?
Alia.
Stop it.
Leah.
Is Melo lying? What's Trick going to do? Way more suspenseful, interesting than what they have been doing up till now. If it does end up being Ilya and he turns heel, then it won't be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought
That'd be
of that.
quite good, that.
Yeah, because right now, like you said, way more easy than I said it when I went on my blue rant. Just saying, yeah, he's been a bit too weird to be likable, and like crowd's not that into him. Just like, yeah, you're nice and you wrestle really well, but you are like really over the top of stuff. So if he turns out to be a heel and just goes like, whatever, yeah, it was me.
And I guess his motivation would make sense as well. Because Mello even said in the promo, he was like, you've got reason to break us apart. And it made
Yeah.
sense because Trick cost him a title shot once. He had a match against Hayes and lost because of Trick.
Yeah.
And I've got faith in NXT to have Trick Willie not be upset with Melo because of the belt shot. Trick Willie, just like Keanu James would do, will watch the show back and say it was just a mistake.
Yes.
I've got full
There you
faith in
go.
NXT to do it good and proper.
Because it was good because it was made by the fact that Trick Willie went, yeah, might have been you, Ilya. Like the fact that he's like willing to believe his friend and like Melo, yeah, we're cool now, and be like, yeah, what if it was you? So if it leads to a three-way match, which is presumably what we're getting the next big show they're doing, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I saw a former colleague of mine, Michael Hamflet from What Culture, theorize? Where did Mello and Trick used to hang out?
The barbershop.
What breaks tag teams apart?
The barbershop.
Windows.
Yeah, he's gonna kick.
What
him
does
through.
Ilya need? A haircut.
Oh right,
Was it-
Ilya.
sorry, is that the
Oh,
connection?
Yeah.
No.
That was yeah.
Yeah, but what did
I thought
Billy
you were
Ray...
going to say, who else goes to a barbershop
No.
based on his hair at Deadline? Lex is king.
So that's nice. What did Billy Ray think about it?
I didn't see what Bully Ray thought about.
Damn
it.
it.
I don't know if he watches NXT.
Mark Henry,
No.
Sean Ross Sapp. What do they have to think?
Who's the third one on Bully and Mark Henry's? Is it him from Kayfabe Commentary?
No.
No,
that's
it's
not that
Shouty McShouty Face. What's he? Dave LaGreca.
Ah,
that's him.
right, yeah.
Shouty McShouty Face. That's going to get
Close
clipped,
enough.
isn't it?
Of the three of them, I actually want them to hurry up to get to Bully's point because he's somehow the most succinct of the three of them. when they're
Does
talking.
he start off every point with, do you
Yeah.
know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
And he says, up the red men because he supports Liverpool.
That's an interesting theory from the pamphlet, though, because already Shawn Michaels has done the barbershop angle, not using a barbershop
he has
window
already done it.
with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane.
And he's always going to be referencing his own career.
So, yeah.
Ladder matches, IC title.
By the way, is JC just a face now? She seems to be.
Apparently.
Who's
so.
JC Jane?
What?
The scourge of the university. It all went downhill when
Yeah,
she
she
came
started
on
off as
the
a pest to the U, but now that you were in massive debt, she looks like a hero.
Yeah.
Or heroine.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the next move that you go into, heroin. Never thought about that, did you? Big market, I've heard.
Maybe
Big
that's what the
market.
script was suggesting with his brief face.
AEW Dynamite. Samoa Joe cuts a promo. Yes, he does. About wanting to protect MJF until their title match and failing, beg your pardon, last week. He accuses Hangman Page of being the man behind the attack. Page arrives and angrily denies it, saying he was too busy attacking Mello on NXT. Saying he doesn't care about any of this nonsense surrounding MJF, the devil, the bromance, the laser tag.
That felt-
Preach it.
yeah.
Preach it. Joe and Hangman square up, but are interrupted by Roddy Strong and the Kingdom. Roddy points out that Page used to be his young boy in Ring of Honor,
I didn't know that.
and again tries to
Google it.
convince Joe that MJF is the devil. Page hits Roddy with the right hand, setting up a match between the two as Joe sods off.
Really like the Samoa Joe bit straight off the bat where he's like a beer brand that a certain cowboy likes. Ooh. Like Tom Man saying he doesn't care about MJF and Cole's bollocks from back in the day. It was fun at the start, but then he went a bit too far, maybe. A bit too far. Frostbutt. I love Joe's line about he came out here as something, and he said, I've decided I'm the executioner. I forget what he said in the first
Oh,
part.
you thought I was the jury
The
or
jury,
something,
yeah.
maybe?
But he's decided he's the executioner.
Yeah.
Oof, what a lovely line. Then everything Roddy Strong said makes sense. Jay White asked for a world title match. He gets attacked. It's MJF. Acclaim lose a tag match for Max. They get attacked. It's for Max. The goons attack Max, but they don't hit him. They just like sort of hold him and whatnot before Joe comes out. It all makes sense. It's got to be MJF, hasn't it? Got to be MJF.
Aye, him or Lexi King.
I think, given which we'll talk about at the very end, the very last bit of Dynamite, it seemed like the thread this week was to try and make you think it could be Hangman, and then at the end we realized. Yeah. But I never really bought it. I liked the segment, but it never. I don't know if we were meant to really think it was Hangman though. Do you think they were trying to get us to really think that?
I think they're just trying to get it going.
Yeah,
over the
right,
line
okay.
until World's End, where it'll hopefully go. I hope this ends soon.
Yeah, is it Adam Cole?
I think there's a
Because
big...
I used to think, like, well, it doesn't make sense then because Adam Cole had the ideal opportunity last pay-per-view for that to be it, and he didn't do it. And you're like, all right.
Yeah.
So if it ends up being him, fine, whatever. As long as you just move on from this.
I hope it's Adam Cole, because I think the big clue was at the end of the show when something was done, someone who already sort of did that thing on a big show in London, Wembley. London, Wembley.
Oh, I've only just
And I hope it's
England is my city.
I
hope
nearly
it's
fell
not
off my
him.
chair there.
I hope it's not
I
him.
didn't realize that watching it. I just thought, all right, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it at the end.
Despite interference from the Kingdom, Page beats Roddy with the Deadeye.
Ron Seal,
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Hangman, they just batted each other. It was fantastic. And it was nice to have a match like with actual like story in it, because obviously in the midst of the Continental Classic where it's all just about winning matches and whatnot, and there are little stories in the tournament, but this was a proper one. But yeah, it was just the lads laid it in, didn't they?
They did. Aye, it's exactly what you wanted from it.
Yes.
Like
Do you think
Romsil.
There's another world where, like, this. You might laugh at me for saying this, or you might agree. There's another world where Roddy Strong is regarded as like an all-time, one of the greatest of all time, like wrestlers of all time.
In terms of his wrestling ability.
Yeah. Right.
He's been around for donkey's years, and he's had great
That's
match
the
after
thing.
great match after great match. So, yeah.
He's just never in Ring of Honor. He did, but he's never hit the mainstream heights that he could have done.
I think that's it. I mean, without AEW, you wouldn't really. Yeah.
I mean, he's getting there now with his character work.
It's amazing, isn't it? He spends all this time, all these years, like doing the hard hitting Messiah of the backbreaker, putting people in pretzel shapes. He's getting more over than ever by going, Adam. Wrestling's funny like that.
I don't know if
Like Mick Foley drawing more with a sock on his hand than doing Hell in a Cell.
I don't know if I've like Mandela affected this, but when he interrupted this promo segment, I hope it's true. Did he shout Samoa?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's that he thinks that's his like first name.
I mean, he's technically right. In a result that's possibly unpopular, this podcast, Andrade beats Brody. I go get that point. I'm sorry. Andrade beats Brody King in the CC.
Well, we were supporting him.
We were.
He was. Why I want to watch, but now no more. Yeah, again, this going back to the rumors of Andrade leaving and going back to the WWE. He's now won everything in the tournament so far. He's clear at the top of the table. I thought the match started off with some nice wrestling. Then they just started slapping each other, and it was fantastic. Brody again doing the big splash up against the barricade. Then Andrade starts laying it in. He was breathless. Woo! He's like one of the cores, so he was. Because he was just running around endlessly. Then there was one hell of a lariat from Brody, which I thought was the end, but it wasn't. He kicked out, and I like the finish with the exposed turnbuckle because it keeps Brody looking really strong still in defeat.
I didn't like that he lost, but if he was going to lose anyway, then yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's weird that Andrade is the one. I would never have guessed that. I know he had the little bit before the tournament with CJ Perry, but the point of it was that he didn't even want to be in the tournament.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because Andrade's great, but he still also feels like an afterthought at the same time,
Right.
which is like a lot of AEW, I know.
But you did promise him sex.
We don't know what it was that you promised him.
It's wrestling. She whispered in his ear. There was a little giggle.
Chips of curry sauce. Renee interviews Kevin Von Erich and his sons Ross and Marshall. Orange Cassidy.
QT Marshall. Von Erich.
Orange Cassidy. Damn it. Do I just do that normally now? Bollocks. I hate you, QT. Danhausen and Trent arrive. Cassidy asks Ross and Marshall if they'll team with him on Rampage, and they say sure.
I mean, we won't see it, but I hope it's good.
I let out an audible.
Crowd should boo. No one watches Rampage. Boo.
When we heard Danhausen go like, meh, I let out an audible. Oh. Because the goal was gaping. All we had to do.
I know, we were all wanting it.
goalkeeper.
Come on.
Just put the ball in the net. Christian Cage. Why did he have to have that match last week with the Von Erichs being this week?
Christian should have just shown up, had his music play, and then just walk out. Like, I don't even need to say it.
Where was he? Oh, it was sad.
Yeah, where was he this week? And Copeland.
He wasn't here.
He didn't even lose that match, did he? He won. Why did he win that match last week and then not be
You know
here?
what? I think I said this beforehand. At school, we got really annoyed in King James I, Bishop Auckland, you know who you are, when we'd have the people who inspect schools, what they called again?
Ofsted?
Ofsted will come round. And out of nowhere, well, the following lads have been so good this year, they're going to go a special trip to Thorpe Park. And we're like, hang on, listen to all the names, and it's all the bad lads.
Oh.
And I'm like, wait. And we eat as kids. This is how people are cynical from Bishop Auckland. It's like, we know why they're being sent out, so don't mess anything up. Like it's an episode of The Bloody Simpsons with Principal Skinner and Superintendent Chalmers. And it was so funny because they were the bad kids. They'd only show up to school when they wanted to. So the bad kids bring up the other bad kids going, mate, come in at school. They're going to Thorpe. I'm not kidding you. Free trip. Come to school today. You know, and all this stuff. And I feel that's what they did with Christian. They gave him tickets to Disneyland or whatever. Go laugh at the kids and just stay away from the Von Erichs this week.
I'm sure Big Kev and the lads would have been fine with it.
I think they wouldn't have been. I suspect.
I'm toying with whether to tell this story or not. Something strange happened with my school in Ofsted as well. This wasn't when I was at private school. This was primary school just in Jarrow. And Jarrow's not the most culturally diverse area in the world. And I brought it up once to my mum and dad. This was like a few years ago in my adult life. I went to them. Yeah. Do you remember that time in like year 6 when there was like almost like a cultural exchange? Basically, this group of kids came along, and it was like a couple of them in each year group. And the teacher made us like play with them at lunchtime. So our lad was a Russian lad called Sergey, I remember, and we played football with him.
It's
and
a
stuff.
Russian lad in Jarrow.
That's the thing. I was like, oh, these new kids coming to look around the school before because they all had uniforms on, but like non-branded, like different ones to it. Like there wasn't the same color blue or whatever. And Sergey was our lad. I remember we just played football with him at lunchtime and that. and then never thought anything of it. I thought maybe it was just like an open day or a trip for them or something. And then my mum later went, and this can't be true, but she was like, well, Ofsted were in that day and they wanted to make the school look more diverse. And I was like, you are kidding me. That can't be true. That can't be true.
Look how diverse we are. We've got Russian kids.
They weren't all Russian. Ours was just a Russian lad.
What other nationalities were there? Do you know?
Just all kinds. Just not.
All
Is there a service that imports kids? Do they like,
I don't know how she.
make your school look diverse?
Andre Chase University.
How did the head teacher?
This army of Italian kids. It's part of the
they
deal,
just-
Andre.
I think there was like kids from various different countries, but like there was obviously like literally everyone in the school. Nearly everyone was white British. So I think I don't know.
Oh. Hey, look, it says, look, we get a diversity bonus from Ofsted. We get $5,000. I can get a Russian kid for 2.5, so we're quids in then, aren't we?
It's like,
Wow.
do you think Ofsted would have noticed the kids playing with us in different uniforms and thought, hang on,
Not know what any of the rooms are or who anybody is.
they don't seem like they're from South Tyneside. What's going on?
That's amazing.
I know. It was weird.
Are we just stalling because it's the Jericho segment?
Oh no.
Jericho says something. Anyway, more about these secret Russian kids. I thought it was going to be like the French exchange kid from in between us. Like, he was great. He wouldn't stop shagging the mums, but he was all right.
In year 6.
This was
Even in year 6, they had the va-va-voom. Jericho and Kenny Omega. The Winnipeg Jets, as Kenny Omega forgets his own name of his tag team.
He was phoning it in, I thought, in this segment.
Well,
He didn't
Lawler and JBL phoned it in less on NXT and the Build on Survivor.
this was such a Jericho written segment.
I'll read out in
Kenny's
full.
heart wasn't in it.
Right, I'll read out in full and we're going to just toss it off afterwards. They call out Big Bill and Ricky Starks, the AEW Tag Team Champions, after their recent attacks, and they have been attacked in fairness. The tag champs arrive, and Stark says he has no problem with Kenny, but would anyone be surprised if Jericho betrayed him right now? Fair enough. Kenny brings up the firm, saying, Big Bill doesn't look firm nowadays. In fact, he looks rather soft.
That
And the
was
crowd
good.
goes,
SAW.
yeah, that was, all right, okay, fine. The faces won a title match at World's End. They suggest tag team names for the champs. The Absolute A-Holes. Rick and the Dick. And Big Billy Starks.
That's just another wrestler.
That's just, that doesn't make any sense.
Ring of Honor with Athena.
Ricky points out, well, that one didn't land, did it?
But then Jericho gets a chant going for it.
Damn it.
This reminds me of Jericho when he was feuding with the New Day, and he wanted to. I don't know if you remember
Jericho
this.
feud with the New Day?
But it was just a segment on Raw, and he wanted to get the chant of Rooty Tooty Pooty.
Oh,
And he kept
Rooty
going,
Tooty Booty.
Rooty Tooty, yeah, Rooty Tooty Booty.
Yeah.
Except, of course, New Day.
because Bootios, yeah.
And the crowd were not having it. And then immediately after, that's when like the list Jericho, because he was babyface then, and he turned heel. That's when the whole list run started.
That's actually good. You know what? If Jericho's probably smart, we give him credit for if he goes, right, let me do some really dumb crap. And if the crowd reacts, it's all right.
So if
when
he
they stop doing that, it's time to turn heel.
If they keep doing this and he turns heel on Omega again, that's why,
Yeah.
because it's not landed, but he expected it to land.
Ricky Starks even went like, well, that didn't work.
Yeah,
I was like, good on you, yeah. Because this segment was designed to make the heels look like idiots.
Yeah.
And Ricky Starks stood up for himself, basically.
Right. Jericho calls him a better dressed, less charismatic Enzo Amore.
Right, we've already
Crowd
referenced him once.
Really like you need to do another one. Yeah, like, all right, fine. Kenny points out that Enzo actually let Bill have some of the spotlight. Ricky is angry and agrees to the title match.
Right.
Look, crowd loved it. It's weird, isn't it? Because like I'm always about the crowd reactions. It goes, hey, if I didn't like it, at least the crowd liked it. But now to hell with them. I guess you said Omega phoning it in so much that he forgot their own name of his tag team.
But you can see why, because it was clearly written by Jericho and by Jericho alone. So if you're getting that and you just think, oh, this is crap, Chris.
Yeah,
You're not going to
great.
be arsed, are you?
I hope they don't beat them. You think they'll beat them?
No, because Jericho will turn on him.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Can't be trusted.
Correct.
Sorry, my mattress is arriving tomorrow.
Oh,
I had to
lovely.
check that.
Oh, good.
Apologise for
Is
that.
that a name for someone in the queue?
Matt Russ. There's a Rush exchange kid going on. Tony Storm's on commentary.
Tyler Rust. Just when you said that there. Oh.
Oh my God.
Remember him? Dick Golden Balls. I
Dick
think.
Golden Balls.
Dick Golden Balls.
Tyler Rust.
Yeah.
Why would you call that? Oh, it doesn't matter.
Because Rust never... whatever, it doesn't matter. Tony Storm's on commentary with Mariah May as a designated belt holder. Rio beats Ruby Soho in a singles match.
Luther has gout. That's why Luther wasn't there. And he's at home making Tony a meal. What's wrong?
Out of the goat.
Big.
I made you a goat pie.
Tony's funny, definitely. But is she who we should have as the champion? Yeah, maybe.
It's weird, isn't it? I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't really need the title.
I was
I'm glad you won it.
I was loving it until the match with Shida, where it was just a comedy match
Yeah.
with the frying pan in the bum.
Yeah, I realized like, oh yeah, she's so popular. And now it's like week after week, you're like, oh, it's hard to take anything seriously now when you're the champ.
If her matches were still
whoops.
like work ratey matches, then yeah, but I don't know.
She was fantastic on commentary here,
Yeah.
like where she's
was.
like, that's not Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho has green hair. Who is this imposter? And just her with the most, like, just taking the piss out of Tony Schiavone and is, oh, it's Sting.
She nearly lost it then. Bless her.
But that's with the match. I thought Riho is obviously just very good at wrestling. Ruby's very good at wrestling. But Ruby needs something new because she's just, in her current form, just a dead character. Like, obviously...
Wait, the romance with Cool Hand Ange.
Even though she's in love with Cool
I was
Hand
going to say,
Ange.
yeah, that bit I'm with, yeah. But
She's
anything
just
else, it's like, all right, well.
it's just you knew what was going to happen just because Ruby's involved in the match, which is a shame because she is very good at talking, good at wrestling, but just how she's been used, she's finished.
Sometimes I still think about her debut when she came out in the Battle Royal to like Rancid and stuff, and I remember thinking, oh, the pop was huge then. And it's just a shame.
Yeah. I think I've said beforehand, it's like, I'm there going, I swear she was good.
Yeah,
I mean, she's like, I'm not saying she's like the worst wrestler or anything else like that, but I remember it being great. And it's just like, yeah, just go to AEW.
I never
Having a
really
good
saw
match.
much of her stuff before she was in WWE, so I don't know if she was like
Oh, she
when she
rules
was
at Chikara.
Heidi
yeah.
Lovelace. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. But, you know, I'm interested to love stuff, just don't care about the match. In the most surprising booking decision of the week, Roosh beats Jay Lethal in the CC. Oh,
Lol,
you
JK.
cynic.
Come
Lethal
on.
is consoled by Team Jarrett afterwards, but it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, the story was he's too reliant on them. So he looked gutted at the top of the ramp, but it was good for what it was. It was 3 or 4 minutes long, I think, all in. But yeah, it was good. But yeah, it was predictable because Roosh was involved.
Roosh doesn't lose.
Yep.
But even when he does lose, he doesn't lose.
Yeah.
The Roosh always wins.
Jay White beats Mark Briscoe in the CC. Afterwards, we see a video package for the Jay Briscoe tribute match at Final Battle, the BCC versus FTR and Mark Briscoe.
And it's a fight without honor.
Oh. I don't think it needed that, to be honest with you.
No, it should be an honourable fight in honour of Jay Briscoe.
In living tribute to you, we're going to just kill each other. Like, I
You
mean,
know,
it's like,
actually,
hang
what
on.
he would have
Yeah,
wanted.
actually, to be fair, it's Jay
Oh,
Briscoe.
yeah, wait, it's the Briscoes.
Yeah.
Go nuts, pal.
But as for the Jay White versus
I
Mark...
can't believe we were so stupid there, Maffew. Like, I'm glad- thanks, Ross, for bringing us back.
It's weird. I associate the Briscoes with just their proper normal tag matches, but you're right, they had so many of those hardcore
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
Brawls.
What were
I'm
they
like,
doing this
the
time?
dog collar. Yeah,
This
like
time
what-
last year?
yeah. Sorry.
I like the start of the Mark versus Jay match because you're thinking, oh, it's going to be an easy win for Jay, just the way the tournament's been going. But straight away, he just kicks him. I called it like a test boot while he was stretching in the corner. I think he gets the elbow drop and you think he's going to do it, but he doesn't. Then it was just all about Jay wearing down Mark, but then Mark fought back again. The kung fu stuff, the crowd was with him all the way. Yeah. And then just the win came a bit out of nowhere, but I guess that was the point because of how devastating Jay White's finisher is. Switchy bladey.
It is a good finisher, to be fair.
It was a good match. I was along for the ride for it.
Yeah, we have to mention, bless him getting a bit upset about them boys being used in a WWE tweet and overreacting and people going, you own that term, do you? And then him going, look, I'm sorry. I'm just,
To be fair, he did.
I might, just leave you. Yeah. Yeah, we avoided that, didn't we? Great. The main event tournament match, John Moxley beats Swerve Strickland with a roll-up.
Right.
Commentary suggests that Swerve's shoulder may have been off the canvas. Well, who was the referee?
Well, was it Rick Knox, was it?
Who's that referee? No, I don't think. I think it was
So-
the guy with dark hair. I can't remember his name.
Well, whatever. They're
Paul.
all the bloody same.
Paul.
Anyway,
Paul Turner. I think that's the dark-haired referee.
I was gutted that Swerve didn't beat John.
Yeah, well, I was as well.
When they announced before the show that there was a 5-minute overrun, and then Justin Roberts goes, "There are 5 minutes remaining in the match." I was like, "It's a draw. It's going to be a draw."
I think that was the tease, but sorry to interrupt
It should have
again.
been a draw.
The overrun. I've reminded now. I talked about this last week. Did you hear Alvarez and Meltzer? Oh my God, the audio of the year. The best song of the year.
Oh, no.
Those two went at it like a married old couple about how Alvarez was saying, well, I missed this thing on AEW because the overrun didn't record on my device.
Oh, you did mention this.
You gotta listen. I'll send you a copy. It is they've never been funnier.
Didn't you say that it was actually Dave who had to bring the argument to a halt?
Dave was going, Brian, Brian. And Brian is just like, I can't record the show. I missed it. I can see all of NXT easily, but AEW I cannot see. Brian.
Of the two.
And you shut your eyes, just an old married couple, been together since WW2. Just, all right.
Of the two.
Oh, the best.
Who would have guessed that Dave Meltzer's the more tech savvy of the two?
The comments were so divided. It was like civil war. Because I was with Dave. Dave's like, we'll just record more.
Right.
I can't. He's like, you're on YouTube TV? What are you doing? Get Triller.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, let's bring it up just to, 'cause it was amazing.
I'm annoyed with
wait,
Swerve.
wait, wait.
Lost
Swerve
this,
and
Ross.
Mox.
Sorry, I didn't bring it up.
Match was really good.
Yeah, it had a proper big fight field before it started, which I thought was obviously fitting. Then they just battered each other. There was a lovely DDT from Swerve onto Moxley. It's another one of those matches which was a common theme through the night, which just went what-ish the longer it went on. The stomp outside on the chair, followed by the stomp inside the ring. I thought that was the finish, but no, Moxley kicked out. And if Moxley has to win, I like that he grabbed what the commentators were calling the belt. He grabbed the tights. He cheated a bit to win. But on the other hand, it Swerve's like first proper big match since the death match against Hangman, and he's lost it, which is a shame.
Right.
But it was a good
we
match.
talk about like keeping momentum. We talk about this all the time. It's what AEW sucks at.
I don't think it will. I think Swerve's just a bit too good for it to bring him down too much. Like, even after the match, because it took a while for Moxley, he left through the crowd, and the music was playing for ages, and it kept just cutting to Swerve looking angry in the ring. But even then, he still was quite captivating, like with his mannerisms and his facial expressions and stuff. So I think he's just too good. I hope I'm not tempting fate here. I think he's too good for this to knock him, but I would have rather he won or they drew, and he'd win the tournament ideally, but doesn't look like that. I can't think of the maths at the minute, but I think it's looking like a 3-way tie in their group or something. I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, I can't get what he won, I guess. And then we close with the car park. Obviously a dangerous place for NXT. Hangman Page is beaten down by the Devil's minions and slammed onto the windshield of a car.
Onto the windshield, you say, Maffew?
Wait, what the windshields have, Ross? They have the sharp thing that you can see through them. Sometimes they're fake, but they're usually
real glass.
There we go.
That's Jim Ross is obviously the devil after that impersonation. We're a glass, by God. Yeah, it's the biggest tease so far that it's going to be Jack Perry.
Yes.
I'm going to... Who else was involved in that real glass stuff at Wembley? Real glass, fake glass. Hook. Hook is the devil.
No.
Because I just don't want to... It's not going to end well if it's Jack Perry. Not him.
Do you know what I think?
Oh, it was me. The pop would be instant.
I think with all the heat, the way AEW works with the audience, obviously it's force marks, bias marks, that the fact that it would be Jack Perry would be the right type of heat for people because he's, he did this, he did that, blah, blah, blah.
My day will be ruined and my disappointment will be immeasurable, whatever that saying is from that fella who does the food videos.
He used to like me when I was young and healthy, yes. Yeah, you're not into it?
Not at all.
Oh.
This big build-up for this long, for it to be Jack Perry.
The Lexus King of eight. No.
He's got no...
I'm not being hard.
Imagine the promo where he's going, well, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing y'all that he didn't exist.
I forgot about the promos he was doing.
Call me New Wave because I killed Punk. The stable will be called New Wave. That'll be them.
Call me grunge.
Come on and Call Me by Blondie.
Call me Traveling Blues.
Hopefully it's Cole. Hopefully. But it's another tease that it's Jungle Jack Perry.
If AEW might have scouted out the rumblings of discontent on social media about it potentially being Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and maybe this is like a deliberate bait and switch. And they've gone, let's make them.
But what if it's a bait and bait?
What if it is?
This has been the last few months of the storyline. Jesus Christ.
It has lasted.
I don't care if it's Tony Schiavone at this point. Just end.
We all did think it was going to be revealed at
I didn't. I'm
Full
put
Gear.
my hand up.
Did you not?
No, remember the pictures video?
I did. I'll
I
put
was
my hands up and say, yeah, I did.
I was saying, like, World's End's the fitting title for that
Yes,
sort of thing to
you
go
did.
down.
You did say that.
So it would be the end of the world if it was Jack.
I think even after the world ended, AEW still won't reveal it. In the next world, we'll find out. I guess.
I thought for a second when Hangman was fighting back, you remember in Aces and Eights when they'd like occasionally catch one of them and unmask him? I thought they were going to do that and it'd be someone like out of the blue and we'd be like, oh, this changes everything. Like it's Marco Stunt. Well, that would be too much of a clue if it was
Danhausen. I needed the money. Now I can't sell my T-shirts in the car park anymore.
He didn't do that.
I know he
didn't
doesn't.
do
It's
it.
a joke. It's a joke.
Oh my goodness.
It's a joke. But he does need the money.
But it was a Mercedes. I don't know if that's a clue.
Oh!
Anyone like him? Oh!
Money!
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if it's her. Well, apparently she's going back to the Fed now, isn't she? The Fed.
She was in the stands
Why
at
would
Wembley,
she
though.
not go back, I guess? What's that?
Yeah, true. No, you're right.
Yeah.
She was in the stands at Wembley,
Ooh,
but, yeah.
WWE or AEW? Well, let's look all the amount of time AEW gives women. I'm going to WWE.
It's a very fair point. Yeah. Well,
Wow, that was a very long week of wrestling.
You're telling me.
Bloody hell. Next segment.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
The mailbag. After last week's haul of 4 emails, we have 43, easy for me to say. So thank you, all the diddlers that wrote in. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kisses.
Hey, bruvs, said in a Will Ospreay accent. No. My fiance and I just bought tickets to start our honeymoon at All In. And no, I didn't force her to say yes. Oh, well, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Jesus.
congratulations, by the way.
Given all the recent drama and backstage issues coming from AEW, do you think that the show will be able to come close to the first one? I feel like every other day I'm seeing a report online of someone being unhappy in the company or some other issue. And as an AEW mark, it hurts my soul that things not be like they were back in the good old days of 2019. Part of me worries that AEW won't last much longer with issues like this constantly coming out to the public, and I hope all of this can be sorted out behind the scenes before that point. Did any of you guys have similar issues in the name redacted pro wrestling thing?
Oh.
Thanks for all the content over the years, and keep up the good work. You guys have no idea how much I look forward to all your videos. Former Fernfield Timberwolf striker Air Bud, a.k.a. Michael from Evansville, Indiana.
The dog.
Oh, I just realized, yeah, the dog. By the way, if I run into any of you guys at all in, you can totally have a pint on me. Also, FCM Punk. Oh, fair enough then, mate. Thank you for telling us how you feeling about
Well,
that.
thank you, and congratulations on the honeymoon.
Congrats. mate.
Yeah.
So there was 2 questions.
Sorry.
It was, will All In 2 be as good as All In 1? Or can it live up to the hype? And were there any leaks in WCPW? I think the first part of the question we can answer by looking at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 1, big success. WrestleMania 2, 3 times as good. So 3 venues. So yes, it'll be 3 times as good.
There you go.
Yeah.
To be fair, it easily can be. Just look at the names who are going to be there. Like Copeland will have a big match. Danielson will have a big match.
Yep.
The Devil will be involved.
Yes.
So yeah, it can easily be as good,
Yeah.
if not better.
I don't know if it'll be as big as the first one, because the first one was not because AEW's in a better, not because of how AEW is doing currently, just because the first one was the first one. So naturally, you'd feel like it would just be a bit.
Yeah, Lightning Striking twice and all that stuff. Yeah, I'll enjoy it no matter what, because it was like, oh, I love the splendor of the cues. Oh, right, yeah, thank you. And but yeah, I'm not even bothered about that. Hey, so what do you want to tell us about WCPW?
I don't know if we can because of contracts.
I don't even think there was anything.
There was a couple of big ones.
No.
There was.
In terms of leaks.
No, in terms
Can
of
you use-
backstage skirmishes.
Can you use
no.
pseudonyms, perhaps?
No.
No, okay.
God, no.
We
There wasn't
legitimately, when we left there, had to sign Nudaz.
Right.
There wasn't like a.
Like CM Punk.
I didn't see a fight though, backstage.
Not between wrestlers, but there was like one in particular who would rock up and cause bother.
I think I know who you mean. Not a regular.
Nah.
Yep. Oh no.
Imported.
As well, it's already. To be fair, it's already. We can't say who, but it's already someone who is now thought of very badly. So
Yeah. It just
Oh, well, now we all know who it is.
just
Thank you.
confirm what you thought of the guy. And it was
Oh,
always
it's one of like, that's right, it's one of 2-3 people. Yeah.
yeah.
Go on, just throw out there who
No,
you
no,
think.
don't.
if
No,
Matthew-
I'm gonna hide my face.
to help you guys out, no, I'm not.
Matthew
No,
can
no,
throw
no.
who he thinks
no,
it
no,
is.
no, Ross. I love you. I will not do that to you.
I'm not going to react. I'm just
No,
intrigued
no.
to know who you was.
NDAs are whatever serious things. No.
Am I safe to reveal my face? Okay.
I love you.
I was hiding my expression.
You did a good video about him the other day. Hello, handsome diddlers. I hope you're all doing well. No backstory. I'm just going to go straight
about you.
to the question. What match for the past year would you show a non-wrestling fan to potentially get them into wrestling? Sincerely.
Ooh.
Celso, I think, or Kelso. Bloody hell. From Dallas, Texas.
Thank you, also.
Thank y'all.
So which match from the past year
Oh, that's a good one.
to get a non-wrestling fan into wrestling?
Swerve, Hangman.
Ooh.
I think I might put him off as the first time. What? Bloody hell. Oh, the first one. Actually, no, the first match might work.
No,
yeah.
the death match.
Oh, really?
Throw him in the deep end, baby.
I would probably say, to be a bitch, Drew, Gunther, Sheamus.
I know, that's my answer
Yeah,
as well.
because the story's so great and personal. That's why it worked so fantastically. I won that title. Yeah, but Drew, I also won that title. Got an issue then, haven't we?
I think even without that,
Fine.
even if they're just watching just that match without knowing the story, it's still one of the better candidates to get a new fan in because it's three big men just throwing each other around and hating each other hard.
Yeah. Or to be cheeky, just everything from Rumble onwards with the bloodline.
You can always just say the Rumble match just because it's
Yes.
the Rumble. Even though I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Even better, the Iron Survivor.
Oh!
I was about to say that.
Got him before
The
you, I'm
women
sorry, mate.
specifically.
Yeah.
It did. You said, well, Kayla's already a wrestling fan, obviously, but it got her into NXT.
It got her in NXT, yeah.
Fair.
And the men's made her a massive fan of Trick Willie because she hadn't really seen him before that match. Up the Trick Willie.
Up the Willie. What's the crack, lads? Hope you're all good. Especially handsome Ross. There we go. 2 for 2.
2 for 2, yeah.
I recently attended an
didn't mean to
OTT
put that in
show.
after last week.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Here in Dublin. I recently attended an OTT show here in Dublin. Overall, it was a great show, particularly Mox doing Mox stuff. One thing stood out to me over the course of the show, though. Every match had a cutter spot, an I slap you, you slap me spot, and a Canadian Destroyer spot. Has wrestling become very repetitive like that recently, or am I just becoming a crotchety old man? Can you think of any other era of wrestling that had trendy spots that everyone did, or is this a modern innovation? As always, thanks for every single thing you do. Please be kind to yourself. Oh, thank you. Eric from Dublin.
Thank you
very
Eric.
much, Eric from Dublin.
Cheers, Eric.
I agree. Wrestling is repetitive, and I am also a crotchety old man. So it's a mixture of both, because there's too many people who hit those moves, and there's too many instances of those spots being repeated throughout the night, especially Canadian Destroyers.
Yeah. And I think
Trying over
it
spots.
really shows when a match comes along that's the exception rather than the rule, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
The one that, for some reason, first sprang to mind there was the cage match between Wardlow and Cody Rhodes. I just remember that was like, apart from the big moonsault and that, it was really simple story and simple match, and they didn't try and do anything too complicated, and it was just brilliant because of that. But there's a lot of examples like that, but generally I do agree as well with Eric. But I think that probably there's just been certain things in loads of eras. It's just that the modern era's trendy, often repeated things are flashy and obvious. So maybe it's a bit of that.
Yeah, if you really want to ruin your W watching, watch how many times there's a bigger wrestler charging towards a smaller wrestler who then goes whoop, gets out the way. You think they'd learn eventually.
Well, and does the little kick in the ropes.
No, just they're like, oh, you come towards me, yay! And either like middle rope or top rope.
Oh right,
I love them
yeah.
charges, those big lads,
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
he
into
did.
the ring post.
and the ring post. Yeah,
The only thing I can think of is when NXT Black and Gold was at its pomp and the shocked face kick out.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like from different eras, like things that were just overdone and repeated by everybody. And that it felt like the shocked face after a kick out went in overdrive around that time. And I don't know if that's true or not, but
That
it feels like
seems
it
like
to
a
me.
bit of Michael's to me.
Yeah.
His direction.
Yeah, because him and Undertaker and all that.
I think the one that always sticks out for me from when I didn't realize it as much when I was a kid, but when you go back and see, it's always Earl Hebner as well. So many ref bumps in the Attitude Era, so many big main events finish with Hebner doing a really slow 3 count. Not always Hebner, but often Hebner. So it just makes me wonder what the next era's trends are going to be and what we'll get annoyed by.
Drinking blood.
Yeah.
Oh, remember we'd only seen one of those spots once a match. Oh, God. Anyway, greetings, diddlers. Hello.
Greetings.
Basic letter admin out the way first. Big fan. Name redacted. Botchamania. No recent mental health crises, but you guys have definitely helped me through loads of mediocre days. So my thanks for that.
Thank you.
I listen to podcasts while painting Warhammer models. Its magnificent length is a boon to me, and you should praise all hobbyists that watch along, as we're often way too stuck on a tricky bit to skip the adverts. Aha, all makes sense now.
Cha-ching.
So, being a fan of Warhammer X Wrestling, imagine the skipping of my virgin heart. So it says here. Sorry, my massive virgin heart. Whenever 40k gets mentioned on the podcast, it particularly pops me when Jack whaps out his conversational Warhammer. Oh, it's the Horus Heresy, you guys. Horus betrayed the Emperor.
It's like the one thing I know.
Yeah, right. Kurosawa directed that.
Yeah.
And of course, few things are as charming as when Ross doesn't know a thing about the subject, so he just stares straight forward and waits for it to end.
Ross has got an army of
He's doing that right
Tyranids.
now.
He's got the Tyranids at home.
I hope the Tyranids.
I don't know if I
There
said
you
it
go.
right.
Yeah. Still think you're sitting on a gold mine of...
Fuming!
Still think you're sitting on a gold mine of Ross reluctantly learns Star Wars content. I was given the attached miniature from a buddy who 3D prints. I knew straight away I wanted to paint the Marine in Cultaholic scheme. Seeing as it's basically Bret Hart colours, yes. And it only made sense to paint the Necron as that jabroni Hogan. Sending it to you guys to stick on a shelf or whatever seemed a nice way to say thanks for the content and, of course, get myself over in the podcast, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Best wishes, season greetings, if applicable. Former Motherwell and one-time Republic of Ireland striker Owen Coyle. This is from the magnificent Science Pie.
So Science Pie is the real handle.
Barely
of
see
the-
it because
We'll get some B-roll of
Can you
that.
put
Yeah, we'll
can you
get
put
some
that
B-roll.
near the camera, please. Thank you very much.
It's very good.
It's gonna be out
Get
of focus,
him.
Joel.
It's out of
We'll
focus.
we'll get some B-roll. Don't worry about it.
We'll
Joel.
get some photos and shove it in. But thank you very much.
It's very good.
I want to, yeah, absolutely. Would you like a little gander? There's proud Space Marine.
I didn't realise
Bret
that.
Hart with a steel chair, of course,
the
which
chair,
every
yeah,
Space
yeah.
Marine has to sit down, and that jabroni Hulk Hogan.
It's very
being hit.
intricately. Oh my god! It's
on.
very well painted.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very
It
good.
really is, isn't it? I forget how small these damn
Intricately.
things are.
Yeah.
A bloody Obi's one of the loyal legions and not one of Horus's lads.
Oh, that's a
I wouldn't sleep at night if you're touching a thing that was from one of the
You
Orison's
can't.
lads.
Horus's.
Oh, you're right.
You don't want to
Oh,
be a
God.
chaos space marine. You just want to be a bloody. It's good though. I like
Oh,
that.
you're doing so well.
I wish I had more knowledge of it, but
Aye.
thank you very much. What was the handle of the person again?
Science Pie.
Thank you,
As in
Science
Science pie.
Bill Nye, the
Does
Science Pie.
experiments and then puts them in a pie.
Yeah.
Graham in real life.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Graham.
Nice one.
And for all you wonderful followers of the Emperor, you may send us your thoughts and queries to mailbag@alcoholic.com. And if you're part of the Horus Heresy, you can go F yourself.
I knew that was coming.
Who's your favourite god then, Jack?
Probably Ra. Oh, Warhammer. I probably Father Nurgle. Love a bit of Nurgle.
Oh,
legend.
good.
Aye.
Aye. Slanesh is my lad. Like,
Slanesh.
aye, we up the Slanesh.
Yeah, not the one Shayna likes. The Blood Lad.
Hangman Page.
Yes.
Riss Piss. Hi, diddly ho, diddlerinos.
Hi, diddly
Hi,
ho.
little.
With the recent revelation
Little.
of a certain Chancery Montgomery punk making his return to the Fed, I thought, why not send a wrist piss that has absolutely nothing to do with him? I bet you're sick of talking about him at this point.
Should say this is from the vault, the very recent vault.
No, I want to make it sound like this person's just been living in the cave. With that said, it's time for a short game of Would You Rather? WWE edition. Oh, okay. Here we go. Fastest
Right.
first. Who would you rather leave WWE? Rhea Ripley or LA Knight?
Oh. Just because she's younger, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley.
No, sorry, leave.
Yeah.
LA Knight, because Rhea's younger. She's got more time.
Rhea Ripley to leave.
LA Knight. Nah.
You pervert.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
They're both in love.
Just because you like LA Knight? Like,
Yeah,
fair enough.
prefer.
Who would you rather be main roster tag team champs? Pretty Deadly or Chase U?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I don't
That's
like
awful,
you.
That's awful. Pretty deadly, because it's always better when heels are the champions and faces are doing the chasing.
I would say pretty deadly as well, for the same reasons Jack said.
I'll see Chase U because they are the heels right now. Or Andre is. Tusk. The money was just resting in his account.
We
eh?
don't know the full story.
Yeah, that's what the completionist said. Who would you rather dethrone Rhea Ripley? Nia Jax or Charlotte Flair?
Brian. That's really difficult.
Can we pick like ketchup and mayo, like Joel's option later on. Like.
Just because Charlotte's beaten her like 3 times already, so I'll say Nia instead.
Yeah, I was going to say Nia.
Yeah,
just because
you called us there. Yeah,
a bit different.
Who would you rather take control of WWE Creative? Shane McMahon or Vince McMahon?
Ooh. We know what Vince does, and it gets stale very fast. I want to see, it wouldn't be good, but I want to see what Shane McMahon would do.
I would happily live through a Shane McMahon world title reign, which is what would happen.
I was going to say, yeah.
But if Raw Underground is a little peep into Shane McMahon's philosophy on life and wrestling, booking, that sort of stuff, I'm on board for a bit of Shane McMahon.
Big man. Yeah, a bit of Shane-O, wins the Rumble, takes on Lesnar.
Do you remember when Lesnar ended SummerSlam by splitting Randy Orton's head wide open? That's how Shane would beat Punk in the main event of WrestleMania.
Who was the first one on the scene after it happened?
Chris Jericho.
No, Shane came out, didn't he, and confronted Brock after he split.
Oh,
I'm sure I've not dreamt that. I'm sure Shane goes out there.
That's
He gets
unbelievable.
F5'd in the puddle of blood, doesn't he?
Oh.
Can you take it off?
I was about to say, man, I love that new metal band. My memories that are blurry. Who would you rather have a shoot cage fight with, Bobby Lashley or Brock Lesnar?
I think that Lashley's probably a more merciful person. So I'll go Lashley, just because he might just knock me out, not literally murder me.
I don't know what Lashley's weakness is, so I'll take on Lesnar.
What?
We mean his sisters. Oh,
yeah, you just beat him with a broom in a field.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, time to a
Tied
tree.
to a tree.
DJ Yiff will show up. I'm pick Brock Lesnar because it'll be a quick fight. It took Lashley ages to win his fight.
Lashley, you and Lashley will be a decision.
Yeah.
Split.
As always, thank you for all the wonderful content and positivity you put into the world. And I'd like to say a massive congratulations to the newest member of the Raw roster, AJ Hazard and Little Andy.
Oh, yes.
Insert obscure footballer here, a.k.a. Elliot from Cheshire. Oh, I can't be bothered to name someone.
What was the name, sorry?
Elliot.
AJ Hazard, sorry, their name is Elliot from Cheshire.
Thank you, Elliot.
It just says insert obscure footballer.
No, yeah, got it.
We can do that bit ourselves, I guess. So,
Thank you, Elliot.
Christopher
and
Samba.
Thank you, Roque Santa Cruz.
Didier Dogba, I've got nothing.
Oh.
Didier Dogba.
I know. But that's it. If they're obscure, you can't think of them anyway. So
He's
anyway,
the
stop
healing
it.
airbud.
No one's ever heard of them,
Didier
right?
Dogba's Airbud's rival.
God. So thank you very much for your Reese's Pieces. If you have any, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely long podcast. And just a quick shout out before we get the big question to our amazing producers, Jason Goddard,
He's
up there.
hard.
Damian Smith,
He's a bloody devil.
You're a bad
He's
man.
the devil.
You're a bad man.
Reno 2200.
From
You're
the
a good lad.
future. He knows who the devil
Because
is.
you're from the future. Yeah, you've seen it. They've still not revealed it.
Noah Anderson.
Anderson.
And Super Sharkosaurus Photography.
Sure. Photography. I feel like Noah Anderson got a short end of the stick there. We just shouted Anderson, obviously.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
He's a descendant of Hans Christian.
He's
He
got
loves books.
He's got 2 of every one of them. The big question this week is, of course, who's going to be, or what is going to be headlining the WrestleManias, night 1 and 2?
In Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Philadelphia,
Well,
home
born
of
and
the
raised.
warmest, happiest, most
you-
conversational wrestling fans on earth.
You hate Philadelphia. I forgot about that.
I got from the Boo the Anthem.
Wow.
Anyway, so Philadelphia will be getting night 1. What do you think, Ross?
Night 1 will be Seth T. Rollins versus Cedric Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know what happened there. It'll be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk on the Saturday, and then the Sunday will be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, where Roman Reigns will win.
Lovely.
That is my big
Where
prediction.
Roman Reigns win. Sorry, shocking.
Because when WrestleMania Sunday rolls around, he is only 100 or so days behind Hulk Hogan's reign in the list of longest ever reigns. So I don't think they'll throw it away, and I think Reigns will win. And
to your-
Cody will come back next year and win the big
I
one.
was going to say, to your point, can Cody recover from 2 heartbreaking losses to Roman?
I don't think he can. But I don't think he can beat Roman. I think he might go over to Raw in a draft or something. I don't know. But yeah,
Interesting.
that's my prediction. Locked in.
I'll say Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch
Oh.
for night 1. Can't have everything be Bray Roman.
Wait
can we?
there. Oh, this is because you're Fiverr, isn't it? Because that's going to upset CM Punk.
I think it would be bad to give him the main event slot at WrestleMania. Give him exactly what he wants, because then he can sod off, can't he? He can start fights with people. Gotta keep him understanding. No, next year, CM Punk. Next year, honest lad. Really? Yeah.
You are in a saucy mood today, aren't you?
Something's happened. Has Punk blocked you or something this week?
No. We're still like that.
Have you ever met him?
Still like that.
No, he nodded at me one time with that Raw.
Wow.
Just because I was going, CM Punk.
Oh, right.
And he went, yeah. I'm like, yeah, we're friends now. No. No, I'm just saying this just to make it a podcast interesting. No sense listening to a podcast.
So you
It's
think-
like, I think everything will be just
What was
all
the
right.
match? Becky and Rhea.
Yeah. Got the women do stuff. Can't be. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest
Is that-
match they've got right now in terms of
They've
women's.
not had that yet, have they? Rhea's beaten.
It feels like we have done it, but I couldn't tell
Yeah,
you.
not at Mania though.
It's happened once on TV.
Right.
NXT 2019.
Oh,
It's an NXT match. Absolutely.
Just
then,
before
yeah.
Survivors, or just after Survivor Series 2019.
Right.
Fair nothing.
Good shout.
And then night 2, Roman Reigns. Of course, it's gonna be relevant, right?
Von Wagner, what are you going to say?
Oh,
I don't see them doing Cody Reigns again. I don't. And people are like, it makes sense. I'm like, only if Cody wins. And if they're not going to have Reigns lose, it's like, well, why would you do that? But then it's like, who are you going to have? Oh, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton. There we go.
oh.
Iranu.
Randy indeed. Jack, what have you got?
I'll go Rollins Punk for one, and then night 2, I think's the obvious shout of Riley Osborne versus Trey Bearhill in a I don't know. Roman versus. I want it to be Cody, and people have suggested before that Cody can lose at the Rumble but win the Chamber to get his title shot against Roman. Makes him look more brave because he's had to fight through the Chamber and all that. And that's what I think probably will happen. Ross has now got me worried that he'll lose, but then I always think there's a risk with Roman that if Dwayne says yes, Cody will get shoved to one side.
Strikes hour. Rock's not going to be there.
I think. I'll say it anyway, just for the thumbnail. Roman.
Oh,
versus,
yeah, you're right.
You've got Rhea in already, so thank you.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
that.
There we go.
Roman
Yes.
versus The Rock.
That's Christmas paid for, thank you.
Roman versus Dwayne. And then, but then Punk will have lost another main event slot to The Rock if we're counting night 2 as.
And then his bet will come true.
Yes. And what's that? You think the devil will also make an appearance?
Yeah. But no, I'll say
Jade
the
Cargill at ringside? That's a good idea,
So-
Jack, yeah.
Gosh,
It's going to like, where's Wally by the end of this? Just all the people in the thumbnail.
I really do think it's Cody, but
Gwen Stefani makes him run.
that'll be bananas.
Henry Kissinger, but he's dead.
The Russian lad I went to school with one day for one day.
A 10-year-old Russian kid.
That's the reason to get Hasbulla in the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, right.
He is Russian, isn't he?
I think so.
I hope so. After
Conor
saying that.
McGregor, but I'm not sure that. I mean, they are friends now. They'll be in UFC.
He'd be possibly more likely than most people on the WWE roster. to make
Queen
that.
Elizabeth II. Nelson Mandela, the tag team champion.
See that next to Conor McGregor, the thumbnail. It's amazing.
They'd put them in against the Usos. Well, no, the Usos. But,
No, they can't, silly.
aye.
This is the
No,
most.
that's the bit that makes it unrealistic, Jack.
Yeah.
I
Usos
can't wait to see
bro.
this thumbnail, Joe. You've got to get every single person we've mentioned in the thumbnail.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm really trying to think of someone terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to do it.
Who's going to get the clicks?
God.
There's all wrong ones in it.
Wow, no,
Carl Jobst.
so many murderers' names
I
are
know.
flying through my head.
Who's your favourite?
Let's wrap it up.
Yes, thank you, Joel, who may or may not be appearing in the thumbnail as well. I appreciate your hard work, mate. Thank you for your insight.
Harold, no. Carry on.
David Tennant. There we go.
Yeah.
A good doctor. Jack, we've got for us on tap until next week.
There's a weirdest episodes in the works, which should be going out shortly, but I'm not sure when. And also, the latest episode of Matches of the Month has been out for a while now. That's covering November, and then there's only one more match of the month of the year for December. That's how time works. Ross.
I've just got my Christmas stuff, so you'll see it when it comes on the channel over the Christmas break. This is my last day because I've banked all my holiday days for Christmas.
Oh, well done,
So
you.
See you later. Tom's here next week, so you prefer him anyway. That's fine.
Oh dear.
Oh, shut up, you.
Tom and Ross are being like two of the same magnet side. They're like both. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Alpha males.
subscribe to Holding Give as well, because I'll do a few live streams when I can over the Christmas break.
Ooh.
Ooh. Maffew?
Yum. I will be doing more stuff with Tom. Like, only if he remembers to upload them this week. Love you. Because the WrestleMania, he didn't do it this week. Sorry, people messaging me going, is everything all right? Because I told Tom, you all right? Because yeah, I'm still putting it up this week. Oh, okay, right. Fair enough then. He's saving them. He's banking them for the Christmas period. Yeah. I'm like, okay. So it's that, the WrestleMania X8 watch along. It's also in the.
Just imagine Tom. It just wasn't good enough, Maffew. It just wasn't funny enough.
Yeah, I'm worried there about
That is his catch. Whenever we're doing a recording and something goes wrong, he's like, it doesn't matter. We'll do it better the second time. And I'm always like, damn it, I hate my life having to do things twice, never mind once.
Yeah. He's the most positive of all of us when it comes to having to re-record stuff. Don't know how he does it.
Because he likes working harder, not smarter, I think.
Yeah.
Bless him. I love you, Tom.
He'll be here next week.
Oh, well, he'll want us in this podcast then, so I can say what I like about him. You stink. So, yeah, be that. Maybe a new box may not be out, or maybe I'll be fixing my new bed that comes in. Who knows? Moving in December. What a great idea. I've been much happier this week, though. We're talking to these lovely people here.
I thought you forgot your name.
Have you?
Yeah, no, I have.
You seemed fine last week as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, but I'm glad that it's all
I was like
sorted.
this. But anyway, mailbag@cultaholic.com. Patreon.com/cultaholic for the Hall of Fame. This has been Joel, Jack, Ross. This has been For the Emperor. We will now look at this lovely screen here and say something.
Oh, you'll catch your death of frostbite.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
you'll
catch your death of frostbite.
Sorry.